Hello everyone, welcome to CPL Match of the Week. I'm Nebline, back with Set Zero again. It's only been 24 hours, but that's too long. We're already back here. Switching gears into our other semi-finals match. Today we're back to Cheese Police versus Flying SCVs. Set Zero, how you feeling? How you doing?
Honestly, I'm feeling distraught. We were 10 minutes late. That's not 24 hours. I'm going through withdrawal, man.
True. I'm just full of lies and deceit. All right, everyone, you can sue CPL for a full refund. Oh wait, no, it's free. So I don't know. So let's look at the score for this match. It's been fairly one-sided so far, if I recall, in our Tier 1 cast, but there were some community casts of Tier 0, and Cheese Police caught up a little bit. 7-4 currently in favour of Flying SCVs. Now remember, it's first 10 will qualify for the Grand Finals, so we could see a result today, potentially. We're looking at the remainder of the Tier 2 games. Today, some were already casted.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised that Flying SCV has that. I don't want to say small lead, you know, it's a pretty sizable lead at this point. That logo, just every time I see it, just drop dead gorgeous.
Well, it's an OP unit, an OP glitch, right? So, what chance do Cheese Police have? Well, I guess, you know, cheating aside, using the Flying SCV glitch would be considered a cheese too, right? So, they have a chance. I think they can police them. Let's jump into our first game. Let's see if they can do it. Alright, in the top right here, in the peach, we have McSmush, and the bottom left, in the yellow, we have Javier. Of course, I saved your favourite matchup for the first game. Said Zero to get you fully engaged. I know you love TVT. Can't keep you away from it.
What do you mean? Of course I love TVT. Tanks are awesome, and vultures are great, and strategic gameplay. Everyone complains about cheese and zerglings and all this stuff. TVT, you get the real StarCraft experience. Did that sound believable? Were they almost there?
Yeah, I mean, sorta. Maybe I didn't know you better. I'd believe. Yeah, maybe it's like a game of chess, but you just keep remaking the same pieces and taking them again, so until one of you runs out of money.
Honestly, that sounds kind of interesting. You played chess and you just had like 12 pawns and like 7 rooks.
Like, well, if you pay me $10, I won't take your queen. Like, I don't know. Okay, so it is going to be McSmush for Flying SCVs here and Javier for Cheese Police. So naturally, I gotta support the underdog, right? Javier, gotta bring Cheese Police back. He's even yellow, the color of cheese. But wait, isn't he the Cheese Police?
Well, we've seen you like made that little joke before, and I didn't have time to interject. But the Cheese Police, from my recollection, casting some of the playoffs, they've cheesed some of the most aggressively out of everyone in the league.
Yeah, that is true, but we don't see any proxy rack shenanigans come up here. To be honest with you, here in Tier 2, I would say proxy racks and TVT is quite hard to pull off. Because you have to micro your Marines pretty well against SCVs. If you go BBS, you know, you kind of just come into full force, but one proxy, it's pretty tricky, and like unless your opponent's doing gasless expand of some kind, it's going to be not so easy. Now, McSmush is checking for it, interestingly. Like you say, he knows what he's up against, that Cheese Police actually the cheeses all along. This is getting a bit too real for me, to be honest. Police, you know, not doing what they're supposed to.
Well, I mean, so far the builds look very similar, other than the little more forward racks for Javier here. So, you know, gonna get that rack scouting a little bit quicker. But I mean, both players took a gas, no gas to expand going up or anything. And we always see this. I feel we see a lot of people. It looks normal, and then someone buckles under the pressure and be like, I don't want to play this, and then they make a bunch of vultures, a bunch of factories, and they try to get at least an advantage early, set them up for the future.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different things you can do in the early game. Like, as you go higher MMR, you'll find these more and more like tiny technical advantages people will exploit in TVT. Well, that thought, is SCV going to get in? Yes, it is. Sees his factory coming up. Is gas being mined? No gas pulled off there. But we see Javier still mining gas, so Javier might have something a bit more aggressive in store than McSmush does. Oh, this SCV though. Oh, he's dead. And he's also dead. No. Well, everything perfectly even so far, except for this gas. Oh, he's going to go for it for only on the second factory. Or is he? I thought he was.
It could be Starport. He's thinking maybe just waiting for that factory finish, but no, it is that second factory. It makes much more sense to get these kind of powerful units up here and get them like going as fast as you can. Which, I mean, like, are you trying to like get vultures? Do you have an expectation of getting into someone's base? Like, it's not like Smush is making a wall up the front of the natural or anything. I feel like maybe you can get something to go.
Definitely, 2-fact Vulture. I mean, if you go 2-fact Vulture, your opponent has to be on the low ground, or like they're just easily going to block up their ramp, and whatever they're doing on one base is probably good. So, yeah, he does have the expectation he's going to get in here on low ground. I'm assuming it's Vulture. That's just the most common option. But what is this? It's actually 2-fact Goliath. Interesting, because there's an armory coming up here. Oh, that SCV gets right in. I mean, he already had some idea, but he's just like, oh, and he's going to see the armory too. I think.
Well, no? Is he? Is he?
Oh, he could have. Unfortunately, not microing that to its fullest extent, but nonetheless, seeing 2 factories is good enough, because you should know that you need to get tanks here. Now, he's still producing a Vulture, but if he transitions into tanks pretty fast, he should be able to hold this. Generally, you sacrifice some SCVs, but you have 2 bases, so you're still pretty far ahead. Okay, Vulture coming up here, actually, and Heavy's own Vulture is not out, but it can't fight up the ramp like that. Well, maybe it can if it gets lucky. Oh, but it will get taken out here. Not worth killing those 2 Marines to that Vulture, because now your opponent has a Vulture and you don't. And I mean, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that 0 Vulture is a very good unit.
He has a Vulture back at home, though.
Yes, but if he's still continuing to build Vultures here, how's he going to stop this 2-fact? You need to start building tanks. Like, the key thing is 2-fact is building up the tank count. Now, these Goliaths are coming out here for Javier, and you need Siege Mode really to combat Goliaths is the best thing. But unfortunately, he's going into mines, and Goliath's actually quite good at sweeping mines, but it does depend on the engagement. Well, Vulture coming across.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that Mixed Smush already has their expansion. I feel like that, things are looking good, but you can already see the little rally of units moving across. And Mixed Smush, there's no bunker up the front, very few units. So I feel like if Javier just manages to be aggressive early, which he sees that barracks, he sees that he's in fantastic shape to start being aggressive.
Yeah, you can't attack 2-on-1 Vultures, though. Oh, my Smush should have chased that. Could have chased that, should have chased that, but the tanks are coming now, and the Goliaths. And now, like, if he only has these Vultures, isn't the game kind of over? I mean, how do you stop this coming in here? The tank is just too powerful. Okay, 4 Vultures now, but still, if the tank tanks, which it looks like it will, it's in great position, and the Goliaths will shred these Vultures very quickly. And look at that, Smush forced retreat immediately. Mines just finished, though. If he can lay some key mines, the game could go on. He's going to go for it. Nice placement there. That's really good mine placement, actually. Being able to lay all 3 at once there is not as easy as it looks. So actually, he's going to push this back, but Javier does have Siege Mode here. Oh, here we go. The Vulture's getting on top. Yeah.
Yeah, Goliaths are here though, so laying mines is going to be very difficult. These Vultures don't get too much done, and already clears out one of those mines. So the Goliaths trying to do what they can. Almost fumble it through, but that does mean all the mines are killed. If there's more units coming for Javier for reinforcements, so you feel a lot more comfortable here. Goliaths being rallied, but still no CC being taken, so he is at least lifting, forcing the lift off Big Smush, but his position looks good, but Big Smush is still up a decent amount of workers, has 3 factories. Honestly, this isn't that bad.
Yeah, Javier not really macroing much behind this. I mean, he's starting his CC now, I suppose, so he's not like he's banking. But yeah, he didn't make any more tanks. He's only sending these 2 Goliaths. Smush will be able to get down here as soon as he has 2 tanks. He just have more tanks, unless he has some terrible bungled engagement. Well, look at this barracks coming in for vision. That could be key. If he picks up that first tank, he's going to be down here for so much longer. The thing is, with these Goliaths, the Vulture's going to do almost nothing. Oh, look at this siege. Oh, but gives the vision by hitting the Goliath. He can't afford to lose that tank. Oh, but he's going up into the mines. The Goliath's instantly destroyed, and the tank on the high ground destroys tank on the low ground. So now, Smush reclaiming this position. Like you said, he actually has more SCVs. His CC is fine, even if it's a bit far away. And yeah, Javier only just getting his.
Yeah, I would love right now if Javier had mines. You can mine, make it a more obnoxious to take this lower base, but if mines are about to finish up, should be able to at least deflect that. And that is going to at least set up some room for a CC. The barracks will scout that, though, so players will know what's going on here. But still, Mixed Smush has the CC already made, going to a 4th factory already. Still no armory being added on, but, I think he's going to be able to make a decent amount of units pretty soon, which in other matchups, I'd be a lot more scared, but TVT, I'm just not sure.
Well, in TVT, it's like if you don't make the units, then your opponent takes that control and you lose 10 minutes later. But in this matchup, yeah, you kind of need to go into this whole bunch of factories for a 3rd base. Now, the thing is, when you do this 2-fact, you really have to maintain map control, or you don't actually really have an advantage here, because what did he do? He stayed on 1 base and cut workers to get 2 factories. His opponent went 2 bases, got forced back to 1 base, but he never cut workers, so he just has this economic lead now. Look at this Vulture, though. He's trying to be annoying, see what he can get. Needs to pull back from those tanks, though. Well, he gets an SCV. Oh, why did those tanks bait that in? They, like, went just the distance they needed to activate that. By the way, McSmush's barracks is burning after these Goliaths gave it some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he already has these map factories, so, you know, if you have to remake one, you never want to, but it could be definitely a lot worse here. So, honestly, like, the situation's not looking bad, but Javier, great job catching up on the worker count. He's down, like, what, like 8, 9 at one point, and already catching up quite quickly. Even base count so far, but he still has that armory. He can keep rolling through upgrades if he wants to, but has even started +1. It's a little bit surprising. Rushing for these Goliaths, but not making an extra advantage going for, you know, trying to get your weapons upgrades, something useful for later in the game.
Hey, in chat we have Other Liam Fan. Other Liam Fan, if you want to learn all about StarCraft, you should join the CPL Discord, because this is Coach-Pupil League, where the whole idea is to teach newer players. So if you're not really sure about StarCraft, the Discord is a good place to check it out. Since here we have a Discord command up, don't we? If you put exclamation on Discord in the chat, I'll just do it.
Yeah. Well, the Nightbot actually threw one up in the middle of some of the questions. So
well, there's another one, just in case. Okay, I like that Javier's checking for a third here, but the problem is he's sitting back in his natural and extending small amounts of army out. If McSmush kind of gets out more on the map, takes more space, he's going to have a decisive advantage here. Still only 2 factories as well.
Yeah, but he is going up to a starport, so, you know,
Yeah.
still going to have other ways to spend the money, finally working on those armory upgrades as well. And if the indication is maybe to try to take that 3rd base, McSmush already laying mines, but laying him at the 4th base, you know, maybe a little less familiarity of clips, which have been around for a while, but you just never really know what your opponents are practiced on.
Well, it's good to lay mines anywhere, honestly. Yeah, there might be better places, but anytime you lay a mine, you're getting value, to be honest. So it's still good that he's getting his vultures around, getting some vision. Now, Javier still has the token force in the center of the map here. I really want to see McSmush move up with his tanks. This is tier 2 right side. I don't think players in TVT and tier 2 often have that positional sense of when they need to move forward or not. So we might not see that. These vultures do not want to go near those tanks. They would be absolutely shredded. Well, they found the lone Goliath. Poor bastard pinned against the wall.
Yeah, that feels a little bit brutal here, but here comes the reinforcement buddies from the side, so trying to at least dissuade this pressure to get McSmush out of here. They're going right into the tanks, and they're getting good mines off here.
That was such good mine placement. Oh, but it still doesn't really do anything. I can't
It
describe
gets one
to you.
tank killed, and that was like anxiety, like where you showed me yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I don't know how you managed to place all 4 that quickly. That was actually very impressive for tier 2. But now, yeah, still both players sitting back here. Now, we talk about a lot of times, you know, we just need to go kill him. In TVT, you just need to go siege somewhere random on the map, basically. Okay, here we go. He's moving forward now. Because, yeah, taking these locations is key. Because as soon as you're sieged up there, it takes a lot of value to break them. Ooh. Okay, there's mines even getting cleared out. This little, like, auxiliary force of Goliaths down here doing a lot for Javier, controlling the south side of the map.
That seems pretty reasonable so far. Now, you did mention that, like, you were impressed with the mine placement. I know you can do this with other things. Can you magic box mines?
You can, but when you're running into engaged tanks like that, it's unlikely. Well, hang on, these Goliaths get caught out, by the way, and annihilated by this tank. So much for that. So now, Javier with no map control. Looks like he's going to be forced back into his natural. Is he going to engage here? Okay, no. So, yeah, back to our discussion about mines. The thing is, when you're running in and engaging a bunch of tanks, it's very unlikely that the tanks will happen to be in such formation that using Magic Box will lay the mines where you need them. So, generally, you select, like, individual vultures and lay mines next to each tank. Or maybe 2 at a time or something like that. But yes, absolutely, it's in TVP more often when you're just... Oh my gosh, these poor vultures. Run. In TVP...
There is no poor vultures here, man. Like, he's trying to be aggressive, which... I mean, Javier's already completed that CEC, waiting for that opportunity to be able to fly it up, but the vultures, you know, still hitting the high ground over that 9 o'clock. Could be hard for Javier to actually get out here and expand, which he's made that starport, but what has he done with it? He's starting out on factories now. Like, I love seeing like tech choices, but when you're not making any use of them, what's the point?
Well, McSmush here cut SCVs, unfortunately, so his opponent is behind, but we see just moving the army across the map gives a pretty good advantage in TVT compared to just sitting in natural, because now Javier can't really fight this high ground, and he can't get to his 3rd very easily. He can sneak up on the edge here, but if you're playing a longer game where you have this kind of very narrow reinforcement path, it actually becomes very difficult. Okay, looks like he's going to push these vultures back at least. You know, McSmush has lost a lot of vultures, but he has produced a lot more of all these factories of his. Alright, looks like he's going to clean up these vultures and land his 3rd, actually. So McSmush has to make a move for his own 3rd. It's all well and good to have this contained, but if you don't actually reduce your opponent's number of bases, it's not really a contain. Oh, excuse me, I was sneezing on stream yesterday too, wasn't I?
We poor little in the blind. You feeling sick, buddy? Or are you just sick of us not being grand finals? We got to get these cats done. Well, semifinals action. No, there's no sleep for you, man. You're gonna hang out and make me have some idea what the hell's going on in this matchup, because I still try to understand it. McSmush making the CC, but they got a lot more map control. I think they're actually gonna be able to take the 12 o'clock base. And if you're like, all things considered, it's just be hard for them to get any kind of opportunity. Like, I've seen raids being made, but they're not doing anything. I feel like maybe drops would have been like some kind of just something to like shake something up and get some action on the map.
Where did he send the Wraith? I lost it. I saw it before, but now I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is.
He did. Yeah, it's just it's outside of the natural.
Well,
really
it can be effective if you build up a whole bunch and then suddenly strike, because your opponent isn't prompt to make lives. But they get scanned there. He's going to move forward immediately now. McSmush needs to be careful here with his tanks. Looks like he wants to inch forward and pick off an opponent's tank. Man, McSmush really has macroed well here. He has a lot of tanks, but that said, he did not make workers, so he has army but not workers. Well, looks like he's going to pull back. I thought for a second he was going to go for it and be like, well, if they're going to die anyway. But he does pull back here, giving Javier the opportunity to retake this high ground. This is actually a huge move for Javier here. Is there no Goliaths on the map for McSmush? My gosh.
No, he hasn't been making them. He has a dropship now, though. He did make the armory, so, you know, he can start making them if he wants to. But I think going for a lot more of this, like, space control muscle, giving the opportunity to take that 12 o'clock base, and we see a dropship move across the top side of the map as well.
Alright, Javier going to clumsily clear this through the mines eventually, so he's going to reclaim his high ground. All his tanks are on siege, ready to move forward. Excuse me. But there is a drop going around, yeah. I mean, the third is undefended, right? And those vultures can kill a lot of SCVs quickly if you're not looking. And already, Javier, like, you know, he made a lot of SCVs, not a lot of army. If he loses those SCVs, like, I don't know what advantage he has here. Except maybe the map control now. Oh,
vultures going in, but not even the drop, just
well,
vultures.
That makes this drop kind of sad, to be honest, doesn't it? Look at it, it's just sitting there like, guys, I was meant to do this.
Well, just keep going. You can fly to the next base. If the army's defending the third, it's not defending the main. Like, this definitely could be an opportunity to get more done.
Oh, the Wraiths at the 12 o'clock getting taken out, by the way. That's a big loss for Javier here. They're very expensive. This dropship actually is going to retreat, never gets to drop off its stuff. Or will it? Oh, no, that's a dead dropship, I think. Like, Goliath range pretty long. Whoa!
Yes. Alright, it barely lives.
If that Goliath moves like 2 tiles north, it's going to kill that. But alright, for now it lives. Both players sitting back once again. The Goliaths are out now. I'd like to see McSmush like retake this location, because Javier has actually not moved his tanks forward at all during this whole time, unfortunately. Has fortified that third, though.
Alright, so I feel like we're getting to that phase where this is what people imagine with TPT, right? Where you get some bases up, you don't really know who's making a move. You're saying a big part is like you should be taking control of value areas in the map, which makes mush. We do see them starting to move out, so maybe that's the plan. But like, is that like the main thing you think some of these lower level players are missing from this matchup? Is just not valuing space control as much as they
absolutely should? Like, if there's nothing in your way, you have to move forward. That's just the basic fact of TBT. Like, oh, mine, no, that's a, oh wait, that's a McSmush mine. Yeah, you just need to move forward until you meet resistance and control space in the map, because like, this high ground is very key. Now, McSmush did manage to do it in time. Javier has a decent force here, but I don't know if he can test this. Oh, running into these mines. How long ago were these mines placed? And now they're absolutely pivotal in stopping these tanks. Yeah, the tanks seem to stop just short of them. But now McSmush once again in a dominating position. I mean, you can't break this high ground. Oh, but all the Goliaths are getting baited. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That's a big loss for McSmush. I mean, Javier has less tanks, but like killing all those Goliaths is very, very valuable.
Well, there's something we haven't really talked about. Look at the upgrades. Javier's at that +2.
Ooh, that is very important. That is very important, of course, because there's +2 tanks, 2-shot other tanks instead of 3-shot. Trying to abuse scan here because there is actually no vision. Oh my gosh, I pressed U again. Can I get for a single cast without doing it? They will 2-shot the opposing tanks, but there is this high ground, right? He's trying to abuse vision. There's no like vision for McSmush here. For those of you who don't know, which I don't know how many people that might be by now, is tanks will fire farther than they can see. So if you have something spot for them, they can fire further. Rip that vulture though.
Yeah, well, still, Javier's got. I mean, they got this great tank line, and I feel like even though McSmush has that high ground,
there it goes. Finally,
there we go. Yeah, ooh, clearing out a couple of these tanks, forcing some of these other positions. Because this is the one thing I would say about Eclipse: the fact that Javier is outside of the natural at the base of that ramp. Now he could just go north if he had to. Like, he's not trapped in his natural like he was earlier in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's also this like intermediate path. Although since there's no bases over there, it's kind of just for counter-attacking more. But definitely, yeah, like pushing these away is a key move. And these, oh, what the? No, these SCVs! Okay, not that many die because they're SCVs, I guess, but they're about to. Oh, if they thought they were in trouble now, they're about to be in even more. Oh gosh, how many are going to make it home? I'm glad they turned around and didn't go into like the waiting jaws of the vulture army. Gosh, only like 3 or 4 make it back.
I mean, he's still got so many workers to spare. Hey,
True,
worker
he just freed up some supply. But you're right, he can go north. I'm not sure why he's intent on going past these tanks here. I mean, you can see, like, it seems theoretically this low ground path is an option, but in reality, tanks easily just block that off. Alright, looks like he's going to go for a bit of a vulture drop here, but, okay, decides not to with those Goliaths there. Maybe he's going to harass with that. Javier has something of an army, but he needs to do something with it. He needs to secure additional base, because we see McSmush taking the top right, left with double gas. McSmush, you know, only on 5 factories. Oh, he's going to go for this high ground, but there's so many siege tanks. McSmush, the vulture drop coming in is going to be very helpful, but it's a bit late, to be honest, in the scheme of the fight. And look at that, even targeting some of these tanks is McSmush. Well done there. And looks like McSmush is going to crush this offensive. And I don't know what Javier has left after that. Oh, well, hang on, a few more tanks coming up here. Going to do their best.
Yeah, he still has a couple tanks guarding his third base.
Oh, he gets. He picks it up. I was like, he's going to be close enough, but he picks it up. He's going to drop it down. Although these vultures will eventually pick it off. Rafe's coming back, though, to continue to do damage. How many kills does Rafe has? 1 kill and 2 kills. I think they've been killing the same 4 tanks the whole time. Oh, but they're about to meet their demise.
It's really just not fair how good Goliaths are against the Wraiths. If they had just a little bit more ground, it'd be a little more obnoxious to deal with, but Javier's main ground force does get knocked out. That means that space right outside of natural. He kind of lost control of it. McSmush is probably comfortable just trading stuff. He's trying to get that double gas space in the top left, so he doesn't care. It's like, oh no, just even fight, buddy. You did it.
Yeah, and like the fact that McSmush has reclaimed this position though is basically game winning because Javier can't take another base here, and like if he just keeps making the same fight, he's gonna run out of money, right? All right, well this dropship gonna come forward. Oh, so many units rallying out and getting picked off here. How many kills each of these tanks have? Okay, well, not many, like 5 units. But still, 5 units is 5 units.
Yeah, this really is just showing how important that position was, because Javier's army was better upgraded and had more stuff. He went up that high ground and just lost that fight catastrophically and just gave up the position. And now the supplies were ahead for Javier before. Now he's down 50 when he's still up on worker. So the army difference really McSmush. He can do whatever they feel like doing.
Yeah, and the only reason McSmush had that high ground is because he moved forward out of his natural before Javier did. Javier was also just kind of sitting there with a similar sized force. Oh gosh, inching forward these tanks. Even a tank for a Goliath trade is not bad for McSmush at this point. Building a few more SCVs at last to take this top left. Looks like he's going to take the 12 o'clock as well. McSmush dominating this game so far. There is still a dropship, although I don't know where he could possibly drop. If he drops the top left, he can do some damage. Oh, losing another tank.
I mean, honestly, can you even afford to lose the army for some kind of drop maneuver? I think if you just like try to build up, do you have enough time to build up maybe towards max? Maybe more drops, just do like a big doom drop with Goliath or something. I feel like a little harassing, which just isn't going to get the job done. Oh,
look at all these vultures coming in. Trying to lay more mines on top of these tanks, but vultures unsupported tend not to do well against that many tanks. They need to attack with the friendly tanks. Well, they took out a tank that was extremely low, I guess. But yeah, about the drops, if you build up and you do a doom drop in the main, it's always possible to win that way, but it is unlikely. Oh, never mind. Oh, look at this force attack from McSmush. Is he going to be able to take out these 3 high ground tanks? These 3 high ground tanks are very well positioned here. McSmush is in range of one of them. Okay, these 2 tanks are in range right now. They just don't have vision, so kind of scary. Oh, there you go. Oh, he's going to take out one of these tanks, I think. Oh, yes, he does.
There we go. Scan's finally going down. Usually that's the sound you just hear constantly in this matchup.
Yeah.
Just free vision all the time for your tank. So
that's right.
Surprised we haven't been being utilized as much as you probably could have. McSmush definitely has some with a bunch, and he's making a bunch of dropships back at home. So while Javier is contained, maybe going for that big drop move themselves just to get them out of position.
Absolutely.
While they're in a great spot, like you're not going to go kill Javier. You don't have to, but it's going to be hard to actually move forward.
Yeah, if we look at the defense at this third, if he had like 2 dropships of tanks dropping, this third would fall immediately, right? Now, it looks like he's going to go for the main, maybe. But that's still a fine move just to get efficiency.
Go out.
Yeah, this is a really good engagement with these vultures, actually. Getting right on top of that, laying those mines. Oh my gosh. Oh, does really good damage. Now, imagine if you unseat the tanks and attack at the same time. You'd have this position right now. I feel this is a mistake a lot of players make, where they're sending their vultures on their own, where you really need to coordinate everything. Honestly, not different to other matchups. Your whole army needs to attack at once. Now, there's drops coming in while the tank's finally moving forward. It looks like Javier will clean up this contain, but at the same time, there's going to be a drop in his main that may be very damaging here. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, one Goliath is pulled back, so it did get seen. Getting a reaction is just not that much stuff here. It's dropping a little variety of units as well, but pretty far away from the production, so I don't know what you're trying to aim for at this point.
Depot's still worth money. And you know, the thing is, Javier can't just leave this here. He does have to clean this up eventually. GG, I think Javier realizing he doesn't have enough to fight this and still stay active on the map. So that would be game 1 for McSmush. Yeah, about that drop, it's like, well, you can't just be like, oh, there's nothing valuable and leave those tanks. You have to go fight them, and they're already sieged up. So that's how you get efficiency with it. Because he's going to kill all the depots eventually if you leave him there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that works, but you're so oversupplied. I think, like, positioning and where the defense is always going to matter, but, like, I would want to go for the machine shops, because then they have to rebuild them. You know you're stopping tank production. So, like, I feel like that could be something easy to go for if you can find an opportunity to drop in that spot. I am excited to see how this match is going to go on Fighting Spear instead. I think Eclipse, you can slice up the map in a very direct way. We saw, like, one big move to one location, kind of neutered the entire game plan for Javier, so Fighting Spear a lot more open, should be more free to do what they want.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. In the top right, in the pale blue, we have McSmush, and in the top left, in the red, we have Javier. McSmush up 1 game in this best of 3. I like how they tried to do the top versus bottom colors. It's like the knockoff version. Almost.
It's a better version. That's a nice blue.
It is nice. Alright, I'll give you that. It is nice. So, well, about Fighting Spirit, I don't know if I agree with you. It actually is quite prone to split map because you have another main you can both take. You know, both players here going south, for example. So, think about it. In the middle, you have those walls, and in these spawns, they kind of block off perfectly. So, you have 2 choke points in the middle. Both players will occupy either side of that if all else is equal, and then occupy the other main, and then you have a perfectly split map. And like a common result of that is one player builds up like a huge number of wraiths and attacks or something like that, but exactly BC, all that kind of thing. So I don't really agree with you about that.
Can I rephrase that?
Okay.
I think my point got across. It's less likely you're going to be put in the spot that we saw Javier in, where the armored god-sized natural is like, you can't go anywhere anymore. I think there's at least more options to avoid that scenario, right?
Well, you have...
No? Yeah, I just got nothing.
Well, there's no high ground, right? So that's an advantage, but it is common that you're just like across the bridge with like a billion tanks, and getting across that bridge again is quite difficult for the defending player. For the people in chat, like, you know, trying to pinpoint the error from last game, I feel like the critical error that game from Javier was that he didn't...
Attacking up the high ground wasn't happening.
No, because the fact that McSmush had the high ground was the mistake. He had to try something, and I say attacking it head on is not necessarily a bad option, he just couldn't pull it off. Letting McSmush take it unopposed is the error. Like, theoretically, when both players like have their first tank, they should both move out and meet in the middle of the map, right? So same principle when they had these big tank armies. Javier was sitting in his natural, and McSmush just moved out unopposed, took the high ground without a fight. If they met in the middle, they both siege on either side of the middle high ground, for example, then much more even game.
Yeah, but that feels so scary. You're leaving the safety of your base. You're saying like, oh, you got a little bit. Like, just go get positioning. And
well,
I feel like a lot of
determined to check for proxies this match. But sorry, keep going. What you're going?
Well, I mean, no, I think that's fair. Like, you get the free check on the proxy, and you're just going for cross spawn. So if you had a plan to go for like a certain macro opener, maybe you're looking for the cross spawn first compared to close locations.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, you know, you scout cross and kind of a bonus side effect is looking for the proxy, right?
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable. Or the other way around, you're looking for a proxy and you get a bonus and be like, ah, well, if I can at least eliminate the only real option I care about.
Liam Fan, they can fight, but they're very low range. They have a hard time getting close enough to each other, and one can just run away, and you're just kind of wasting time when you need to go and find your opponent.
Yeah, they are like the robots in Pacific Rim. They can only punch things.
Except their arms are really short. That's basically the only difference.
I mean, have you seen like the artists, like the concept art?
Is their arm shorter than that?
No, it's not. they're quite beefier.
Look at this.
Because like you look them in the.
Sorry, you go.
Not boring.
Okay, Javier determined to make this block here, and we see he's going to go for 2-fac again. Now, it's not like it didn't work per se last game, but he didn't maintain the position, which, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you don't maintain the position. In TVT, it's almost like the position is more important than the economy. I mean, we tell people macro is the most important, but in TVT, sometimes, even if you have like a base behind, if you have a better position on the map, it can be better. Look at that maneuver! Oh, Javier does not get in, though. Nice try there. Yeah,
well, I mean, Mixed Smush, we saw the opener was, we see that it's the same thing over again, and when your opponent like kind of wins, like even though it's a long game, I'd say on McSmush's side is pretty clean. Like maybe you could just assume it's like what? Well, he's probably doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, that barracks will get in there and get to confirm that for you.
Well, the response I would like to see though, if you know/suspect is 2 factors, you should go for a machine shop and tanks immediately. Mines is a very unreliable option, I think. Okay, this is coming here. I mean, what if you went mines? It was just 2-fact vulture. You would just lose. Man, he really wanted to scout the SCV. This is his second scout, right? Well, he sees the CC, which is all you really need to see. Okay, we do see a shop immediately after 1 vulture. Now, Havia going for mines this time. Looks like he's going to do like a tank vulture 2-fact, but he's getting an armory as well. He's kind of getting everything right now, so he's not going to have much of anything.
Well, I mean, maybe just the mines for, little map control, slow down any potential push if you're going for armory and gearing for later. But without a CC being taken just yet, that does seem a lot worse. So now that I'm like kind of walking through it in my head.
Yeah. Now, he did kind of pretend he was going to take a CC here, but I don't think McSmush is going to be fooled. Yeah, we do see McSmush going in tank production right away this time. Now, this vulture targeting that marine, that's a good move. I mean, he didn't need to lose it necessarily. He might have just run away there, but if you're going to target something, the marine is the best target. Now, yeah, look at this. He's expanding after going to so much effort to get these 2 factories. I guess it kind of evens out, except that he's a couple of SCVs behind and his CC is a lot later, so I guess it doesn't even out at all. What am I saying? Ooh. What? 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 Did you see that?
I did. I saw a lot of weird mine stuff happening.
That marine is a goddamn hero. Shame he's dead. That was freaking Jim Rayner there. Holy crap.
Well, I mean, we do got a question in chat that I think if you don't watch TVT might be a little confusing. Why are the barracks floating to the opponent's bases for no reason?
Well, Marines are pretty bad in this matchup. As we just saw, like 1 Vulture costs 75 minerals and easily crushes 2 Marines. If you micro it, it can kill like 6 Marines. And like Marines cost 50 minerals, so it's not efficient. You need a couple early game just to deal with scouts, and in case your opponent like made a lot of Marines, comes to attack you, for example. And also in small scale Vulture Marine fights, they can help out a bit just because you have more time to produce the barracks for your factories out. But now, the Marines are going to be pretty much worth nothing, so you just save your minerals, and then what do you do with this building? It's not doing anything for you. You might as well go float and have a look what's going on, because it has a lot of HP, and you tend not to have very much anti-air at this phase in the game. And even if a Goliath comes out, it's kind of easy just to run away somewhere where it can't get to. The only thing is if a Wraith comes out immediately, you probably are going to lose it, but if your opponent builds a Wraith really early and only attacks your barracks, they really haven't got much value out of that Wraith compared to what they've sacrificed. Now look at this, I love this move from Havia, coming out and laying mines before his opponent gets on the map. This is actually a really strong move. Oh, but he's a little bit out of position now. This is a good engagement with Smush. If you can engage your opponent's vultures when they're spread out laying mines, it tends to be a good engage, but we see Havia with vulture speed easily able to retreat.
Yeah, I mean, so far, though, I like that Javier is making more of an attempt to not just give up all the map control, have something here. Even with the Vultures already in the middle, if you might see the move out, that could be an opportunity for a big counterattack, but we're seeing the Vultures being active again here. I saw the money starting to spike up a little bit, maybe having a little bit of trouble spending the money they have, and ooh, getting a nice engage, clearing out some free Vultures from his touch there. A little too far, but don't go into those tanks.
Oh, well, maybe he will go into these tanks. You can't tell him what to do. You aren't his real dad. Laying down those mines. Looks like he's going to do big damage here. Oh, doesn't kill any. Oh, that mine actually got picked off by that unsieged tank. That was kind of crazy. That means he targeted it. Damn, I'm impressed. Like, Smush is dealing with the mines today.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. We've seen a lot of impressive stuff, even remembering to repair these tanks, because, 17 health left. It's pretty easy to kind of get that killing blow, and easy to forget little stuff like that while you're, in the heat of the moment of playing a series, so... Definitely. Like seeing all that fucking thought process, making sure you're doing what you want to be doing here, but I want to see that next step here. Mixed Mush, they got one armory cooking, some factories being made, but like, what's the next move going to be? And as I say that, there goes the starport. Awesome.
Yeah, he needs an academy though. I'm not so sure about this, because he needs to deal with these mines. I mean, this is one case where I'm like, okay, you have to sit in your natural, because if you move your tanks out into mines, they're just going to die, and then you're down like 5 tanks and you lose. But he needs to come up with a plan to get through this minefield then, because if Havia transitions into more tanks, comes over and sieges on this bridge, this is just what we're talking about. You end up in a similar situation to Eclipse, where you have to bust this strong contain for a choke point, and it's going to be very advantageous for Havia. Now, Havia is not leaving his natural of his tanks yet, but maybe he's just waiting for a certain count. And this is actually a good move from McSmush. If we can sneak out these single vultures, just lay a bunch of mines here to stop tanks coming in the contained position. It is very good. But of course, it's always risky. If Havia comes along with his vultures, he'll easily push that back.
Well, I mean, both barracks on each side are still alive, so getting an idea of what units are being made, what production's capable. So I think
well, on that note,
players kind of reacting to what is possible.
He's right over the starports. He's waiting for it to make something. Oh, they both have their barracks over each other's starport. That's so funny. Yeah, it looks like Smush's macro is superior here, even though he's banking more. He has another factory and more workers. So I guess he did get the CC a lot earlier, actually. So maybe it's not a matter of macro, it's a matter of their builds. But Haver continues to lay mines. I love this scouting SCV too, just checking out if there's any thirds. That's really good.
Yeah, I mean, he had the barracks in the base. You're not really seeing anything up at the front, so it does feel worthwhile to just get some kind of idea what's going on now. I would just love to be obnoxious with the barracks. You land it next to the starports. You can't control tower, man. Lift it.
and then you lift and land where they're gonna land, and so on. You build a marine and run around underneath it.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you doing with the barracks? Just floating there, seeing stuff. Haver does have a lot more vultures on the map, but McSmush feeling good enough to go across these bridge. Gotta be careful of the mines, but tank's starting to bleed out and some of that control going away. That Haver taking a 12 o'clock expansion, I don't know if I like that choice particularly.
Well, if he moves out his army to get kind of head to head with McSmush, I do like it. It looks like he's going to do that because then your army is positioned just beneath it. You're kind of defending it really well. Whereas if you go around to the 9 o'clock here, it is far away from your opponent's tanks, but it's a lot easier for vultures to run around to that position and harass. So I think it's a good move. And also consider if you take this early and fortify it early, your opponent's probably not going to be able to take it back in a longer game, which can be very impactful. Oh, look at the third, 3 o'clock. Okay, he does take out one of them. It's good he was on a move there. Oh, uh-oh. Okay, not going to hit that on one. Or is he? Okay, I thought those tanks would die to those high ground mines, but luckily they stay alive. Now, factory count is only increasing. Well, at least I thought it was. I thought I saw factories in the production tab. I'm making them crazy. Oh, they're for Havier. What am I looking at?
You're hoping for McSmush to do what you want him to do here, which I would actually say, the way this is really building into a slow match here, I'm surprised that McSmush has... It feels like they've caught SCVs for quite a while at this point. I feel like you're trying to get that third base, you want to go up to it more, because you can always use them in a battle later. When they become inconvenient for supply, just, use them to be the front line for you to move forward a little bit, right?
We're playing TVP right now. Look at this factory explosion. But yeah, you are right about that. Well, the thing is, at any point in the game, if you're busting tank lines, you can throw, kind of... I guess we're playing Age of Empires 2 now, garbage units like Vultures or SCVs to tank the hits is not a bad idea, because you don't have to have a lot more minerals and gas. Okay. Just in chat, by the way, they can't see the opposing mines unless they have detection, which is given by these ComSat scans, or, well, no one has ComSat scans, yes, oh, there we go, or by science vessels. Okay, see,
yeah,
this is the thing.
Or if they make turrets, which there are areas you cannot make turrets on this map.
You can in the middle. Well, not on the bricks, but in the dirt you can.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's some areas, yeah.
Well, look at this Vulture run by, though. Imagine if the base was at 9 o'clock right now, right? He'd be hitting that instead. He's still going to get a pretty good trade here, I think, killing a bunch of SCVs. Although, I don't know, actually, maybe this is a mistake. He's killing some, but he's sacrificing a lot of Vultures here. And Havier has heaps. If it comes to a big fight, I mean, Havier's going to have a lot of Vultures to support as long as they're with his army. Now, Havier has moved forward a little. He could inch a few more tiles before he's in range, but I'm not going to complain too much. All he needs to be careful, those Vultures don't want to get baited in. Okay, Scan sees what's there. I think he's looking at that and going okay, that's too many tanks. I'm not going to mess with that. But I'm liking both players' positional play a lot more this game, especially with Havier coming out, placing all these mines. McSmush aware that he needs to inch out as far as he can. And yeah, this 12 o'clock I think is a great choice.
Yeah, it's just now both players got their third base, they're building up. Which Havier's got a lot more factories than we see from McSmush. He only went up to 5 at this point, so I'm not surprised that we haven't seen, maybe a move towards a couple starports if you're thinking BCs later, or just more factories to build out whatever you're trying to here. The fact that his production is still relatively low, given that we're now in 3-base economy, is a little surprising.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that's what they intend to do. You might be right about what they choose to do, but what would be best? I don't think it's BCs yet at this point. You just keep taking more bases. I think you take all the undefended bases until you run out, and then you're thinking about BCs. Now look at these Vultures coming in. By the way, in chat, the reason he ran those Vultures in and killed them all, because he was killing enemy workers, which mine the money you need to make units. So he's trying to reduce the amount of units his opponent can make in the long run after sacrificing those few Vultures. Now look at this, these Vultures in the bottom right do not catch the fugitive from McSmush, but they are going to come across these 3 o'clock. There's only 2 tanks there with some good mine placement. Havier can take this out, and he is not going to hesitate. He's going right in there. Uh-oh. Oh, this is a big problem for McSmush. That one's still alive. Kill it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I feel like, wouldn't you block that with depots the same way Pros would block it with pylons there, just to prevent that kind of thing from happening?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things to consider there. And the first thing is, like, if you do get pushed back from your table, hang on, the 12 o'clock. Oh no, well, turnabout is fair play, but Behavior only has one tank here. Oh, a couple of Goliaths going to come up. Yeah. Alright, well, these Goliaths are pretty good against Vultures, but if they lay a bunch of mines, it looks like they're going to fight them straight up, which means the Goliaths will win there. Oh, and that turret taking out the barracks, that's kind of nasty. Wait, where's Behavior's barracks? Is it still alive, or is it dead too? It must be dead. Do you see it?
No idea.
I'm looking. Oh well, I guess it died as well, probably to the turret. Bit unfortunate. But yeah,
I mean,
feel like
maybe Goliath or something, but I mean, he already has 8 factories. Havier fits in at least a little comfortable here on his factory count.
Definitely. Havier definitely got the better end of that trade with the Vultures too, because he took out 2 tanks and a bunch of SCVs. His opponent only killed 1 tank and just a couple of SCVs here. Now look at this, McSmush taking advantage of the fact that Havier's sitting too far back, but unfortunately walks just into range, trying to inch up to this third. Oh, but looks like he will take out that 1 tank. Okay, Havier very smartly reinforcing this angle, realizing that if McSmush can get up that ramp, he can take out that third. Look at this, there's going to be a bit of a fight here, but Havier has a lot more of these supporting Vultures that are really going to make a difference. McSmush reinforcing as well, but looks like Havier definitely up hand.
Oh yeah, Havier's also, again, the first one to the +2 weapons by a significant margin, so even harder to kind of break through what you're doing there. You don't want to be walking through the giant concave of tanks, so even though like this is all the stuff at the bottom was not actually participating in the fight, just gating off that area, it was enough for it to win a nice little fight and get a little lead.
Yeah, see, the thing is that McSmush got his science facility a lot earlier than Havier, but he got +1 armor instead of getting +2 weapons, and we can see that really has impacted this fight, because it does not help in tank versus tank at all. I think if you have like +2 armor versus +2 weapons, you don't get 2-shot, but like that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't even. I'm not even sure if it's that. I can't remember.
Maybe +3.
2. Yeah, I know 3 like knocks it off, but I'm not sure if 2 does.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
All right, looks like Havier's going to attack here. His opponent fully sieged up, but still not with +2. So this is a great timing attack by Havier. I mean, what does McSmush have to stop this from rolling forward? Really looks like he's not going to be able to defend this position. The Vulture's getting in there, doing a good job blocking. Havier sieges up. Oh gosh, just one-shot all those Vultures. Wait, this one's still alive. Oh my god, that one Vulture in the middle of those tanks did massive damage. But Havier really in a containing position now. And like we were talking about, the only way McSmush has out now is over at this third. Havier looking really strong right now.
Yeah, we are seeing McSmush reacting to this. I like at least switching it up here. We're seeing more starports being added on, starting to build Vultures up. So McSmush, like realizing that, all right, you're ahead on the ground game. My upgrades aren't there. I'm losing my stuff. I gotta make that transition. But this does give a giant window for Havier. He's gonna try to force across the bridge. So I don't know about that so far, but still a great position for Havier.
Once again, these Vultures should not be engaging tanks without support unless they way outnumber them, which they certainly do not. Now,
I don't like the starports at the bottom right. I like the starports. I don't like them in the bottom. Yeah, you do.
Look how much money he has. You might as well. I just wish he'd build a CC here as well, and maybe.
Yeah, but why aren't they in the main?
Well, because then if your opponent scans, you gotta remember, Terran map hacks. If your opponent scans and sees 4 starports, they gotta know what's up, but why would they scan down here, right? He might scan the base part of it, but he might miss the starports if he scans that. Although, I'm worried he might send these Vultures down. Looks like that's exactly what he's doing. If he finds it, this may be game over.
Or at least some Vultures here to delay this a little bit, and you know, that does slow it down, so maybe Havier gets a little distracted. More Vultures moving for some
speaking
on
of
the
distractions,
right side.
This is going to stop him going up the ramp if he doesn't cancel it right away. And look, there's Vultures on the way, so McSmush actually deploying the decoy command center to stop these Vultures coming up and finding the race. What a great move. Wow.
What is this, like the Nexus that kept getting canceled we saw yesterday? It's just like, hey, look over here. This is the important thing. You stopped it. Good job.
Yeah, basically. But Havier's saying, well, you know, I have map control, so I'm just going to bring all my shit over there. Good luck. Meanwhile, Havier taking the bottom left, neglecting the 9 o'clock, which is probably a bit easy to defend. Oh, but these Vultures on move command. McSmush might actually take this fight. Actually, no, Havier has enough. And the tanks are on the way. Will they run into mines? But, I mean, it might not even matter. Looks like Havier's going to get in here with these Vultures, as long as he goes onto the high ground. But there's already a whole bunch of Wraiths out, and I mean, I don't see any Goliaths with the main army. Oh my gosh, he doesn't see it yet. He doesn't see it yet. Oh, he sees it.
Havier's starting to add Goliaths, and yeah, now sees what's going on. The Goliath feed going to roll out, finds a couple tanks, so it's a great opportunity for him, especially to get some damage done. But Havier did take the bottom left base way away from everything, and SCVs got rallied, but the CC wasn't done in time for leaving. No!
Barely didn't get the right timing. Hey, look at this. These Wraiths are going to do huge damage. They can fight that one Goliath. I mean, okay, 3 Goliaths. Yeah, no, this mini race actually straight up lose.
That's so sad. It's almost a control group. That's absurd.
Well, they're going to try it, but I don't think it's going to work out. No, they do have to pull back.
I am just genuinely surprised, though. If you're going to invest this heavily in a big race switch, get Cloak.
Yeah,
like, that would have helped out so much there. At least force the scans, force the signs.
In the bottom right, this CC not going to get cancelled. Well, that's a big loss for McSmush here. And these Vultures taking out these starports as well. I don't know. McSmush running out of options. His big plan didn't work here. And this bottom left will be mining in a minute, despite hiccups. Just look how many Vultures Javier has. Javier really macroing a lot better this game, definitely, and taking that map control, even with that aggressive attack to skewer the contain. I just really feel like Javier played this one so much better than the first one.
Yeah, I think maybe just getting in the groove or getting an idea of what your opponent wants to do. But McSmush, I mean, there's still always options, still has plenty of those race alive, and a bunch of dropships back in the natural. So, you know, you clear the way through the air, maybe a big drop, get some kind of action done, because you see that some of the Vultures down at the bottom right, you got some floating starports, at least being a distraction, and the racer are going to find that base in the bottom left, start evening up the damage, and we are seeing a blue CC over at the 9 o'clock. Just take whatever base you want, it doesn't even matter.
Well, he's got to try and take A base, right? It looks like Javier finally going to set up tanks to secure the last remaining exit for McSmush here from this ramp. Although 3 tanks not that many. That's a lot of Goliaths. I think... Okay, good reaction time. I thought he might die there, but it looks like he will get some of those out. Now, where's that scan just now? Who scanned what? Oh my gosh, more units getting taken out by these mines in the bottom right. They've done so much. Not that it really matters, because nothing down here. Looks like Javier wants to bust this 3 o'clock, and if he succeeds, that would probably be the end of the game. Trying to get up that ramp is very difficult though, and these tanks are pretty well placed. Although those Vultures can start laying mines, except they have no mines left. No, they have mines, they're not laying them. Doesn't matter, there's enough here from Javier. I think he can clear this out pretty easily, and he will. And oh my gosh, what is this drop? When did he build all those dropships? How does he afford all those Wraiths and dropships suddenly coming to Javier's main? Sorry, there's no defense. There's no defense.
I pointed that out a while ago, man. You didn't see that coming? Look at this big dune drop in the main. Gonna be able to hit some of the production, Javier. Gonna have to react to it. There's, you know, gets to retreat some things, but plenty of tanks already in a great position right next to those machine shops as well. So
yeah,
I love this move. It's pretty sick, and that retreats all the Vultures, so you can land the starports in the bottom right again. Get back to, you know, McSmush is at least trying to make some kind of miracle out of this, but still significantly down on the supply front, losing that 3 o'clock base. Like, this has to do more damage than it is, but I at least like the attempt.
That mine did more damage to McSmush's army. But yeah, this is definitely worthwhile. It's doing a lot. But the thing is, I feel like he kind of has to end the game with this almost, unless he can keep that 9 o'clock hidden for a long time. Well, I don't know. No shops left. Only Vultures and Goliaths going to be produced here. Only Goliaths right now. Look at how many mines he laid. I'm pretty sure Javier is actually going to lose this base. Especially if he comes into the second round, he has a lot of units waiting here to be dropped. But the 3 o'clock did get taken out during all this, so McSmush's only potential mining base is the 9 o'clock. Goliath's finishing off those starports. I don't know, man. Even if he loses his entire main, I'm still not sure that Javier can actually lose.
I mean, Javier is starting to make production abilities down that bottom left, but it's a bunch of starports. Knowing that he just killed the little pocket of nonsense in the bottom right, you know, I think you can easily transfer over and be like, no, my air now. I can do what I want to do here. But look at the gas that Javier doesn't have a whole lot banked up. So I think if you're trying to go for upgrades or you're thinking, you know, late game PCs, like, it's gonna be hard to get these done. But look at another McSmush drop, has a bunch of units going to that bottom left base.
Oh, but he's ready. Look at these Goliaths. They're ready. I don't know if he scanned it or what. Is he focus firing? Oh my gosh, okay, he's not focus firing, but he does take out one of them before it drops. He's got a few tanks here. I think Javier's going to clean this drop up easily, but his main is continuing to die. All he has is a little containing force here. But he sees all these starports. And he is getting control towers, so like you say, it must be battle cruisers. Either that or mass Valkyries, of course.
Yeah, of course. That's of course what it would be. Why wouldn't it be? Now, I am a little bit concerned because if you look at everything, like the factories got killed, so McSmush knows you're not going ground units, so you could just go pure anti-air at this point. And the supply lead is big for Javier, but it's almost entirely workers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that said, there's no mining for McSmush, so he can't actually make any more.
Oh god, I didn't realize it was that bad, because he got that.
Oh wait, no, sorry, the 9
o'clock base, but
I
just
totally
barely.
forgot about the 9 o'clock. Yeah, okay, there is some mining for McSmush. Honestly, as soon as this gets found, the game may end. Now, are these Goliaths heading to the natural? Looks like they are. They're not heading to the 9 o'clock. Man, Havier's going to be kicking himself when he watches this replay, assuming he didn't already.
Yeah, it's the only black vision on the minimap anywhere.
Oh my god. Yeah, now losing all these depots, I mean, okay, he has a lot of money though, it's not like he can't replace them. Okay, look at this. McSwish going to reclaim the 3 o'clock. Havier not leaving many units there. This might be a key mistake. Now these vultures can come out. Where are they going to go? I guess nowhere. Oh my gosh, so many units circulating back and forth past this base as well. Havier looks like he wants to retake his main with Goliaths, but I don't see that happening with all those mines there and all those tanks. Oh, this is going to be a disaster for Havier. Those tanks doing so much damage. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe not so much disaster.
Hold on, are the mines going to betray? They betrayed.
Okay, I guess it wasn't a disaster after all. That's more effective than I thought. So he does reclaim his main, so he gets to save all these depots. There's not much left in here, but hey, it's something. None to rebuild is nice. Still got all these control towers just chilling with no physics lab in construction that I see. Or is that it that got destroyed?
It just got started now in the main, because the science facility was up in the main, so... But it's not there.
Oh, he built another one. Oh, yes, okay.
I guess assuming you were going to lose it.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Yeah. I'd really like to see Havier try to take the bottom right, though. I mean, well, what's his production? He's just starting tank production again now with these factories. Now, how many dropships are left? He only lost, like, 2 or 3, didn't he? Or did the rest get picked off? I didn't see.
I think he lost a couple when he went to that the drop in the bottom left. I don't know how many actually survived.
Oh my god, this base is still mining, completely undefended. Okay, the battle cruisers have started production though. And at the end of the day, one base mining probably won't be enough to withstand Havier here. And what has he got? He's got a lot of tanks.
There is a long distance over at the 3 o'clock as well. I would really like to see, you know, build another CC or even fly the one natural.
Yeah, he's floating the one.
Yeah, like whatever you gotta do. Alright, yeah, it just took a while to get there. It's so slow, but that's completely fine. And we are seeing, you know, dropships getting loaded up. There's only 2 over there, and I think they're going to go as far in the weirdest way they can. Is there an SCV in there? That'd be like the move, I think.
Oh, Havier sees the 9 o'clock. Sends a single Goliath. Okay, no, he's sending a whole bunch of Goliaths. But this is huge. This is McSwish's really important mining base. This other one already partially mined out. It has, like, you know, 1/3 gone already. Oh my gosh. All those SCVs desperately trying to get what they can. But yeah, this is a huge move for Havier, finally taking this out.
Yeah, we see 6 BCs in production, Yamato being researched, so really going to be in a great spot eventually. And look, the dropship's going to come back to that bottom left again. Not a whole lot of anti-air, but they're about, well, they're going to stop at the natural, get some kills here, I guess. It seems reasonable, but that means you don't know the impending doom that's about to happen to you.
Well, I don't know if he scanned it or not. I did hear scans, but I guess not, because he's not really making any anti-air. He's getting to life range right now in 26 minutes into the game. So maybe he realized, but definitely that drop wasn't what told him. I thought he might have scanned it, but I wasn't really keeping track of the scans too well. I don't see any more Goliaths in production though. But honestly, without that mining, I don't know if there's much McSwish can do. Looks like he's going to get ready for a bust, but this is a pretty well-positioned tank line for Havier. It's going to be very hard to get through that. Does he have +3 now? He does. Alright, scans continue to go down, but it's Havier's scans. He's just scanning all the bottom right, checking for bases there. I do wish he'd take them himself, but look at that. He's going to take the 3 o'clock, the 9 o'clock now that's free. Was that McSwish scan? McSwish scans. He scans all those starports with control towers. I hope he realizes what it means.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of battle cruisers already made. 4 more in production. That's actually going to cap out Havier. Going to be at maxed army, so... Like, I don't have to go crazy. Obviously, positioning and try to break through tanks is hard, but I would like to see, you know, Star or Contorch the Third. You got these flying units that can always leave if they had to, and you can use your tanks to make sure that Goliaths can't just chase them down. But Havier, I mean, as long as like they keep playing the way they're playing, it's going to be so hard for McSmush to do anything. And here comes a move outside the bridge, outside McSmush's natural. These tanks still in a great position here, but McSmush has got a lot of stuff, going to move forward enough and start sieging. I don't think Havier can actually hold on to this, so the positioning was quite good. Sees where the move out is, and McSmush losing a lot of units here, but I think can eventually get out, albeit just barely.
Yeah, I mean, what's he going to have left though now to do anything with? You know, these 3 tanks. I don't think they're going to move across the map and take out any bases. So it's efficient enough for Havier to hold that off. And look, there's still a whole bunch of mines behind this, making it a lot harder to get out. Oh, Vulture's still doing their work. Just proves they're good at any point in the game, but the Doom fleet has started to move out. Oh, it started is the right word. It stopped again. Not sure what they're waiting for. Well, he's kind of pushing across on an axis towards Javier's main, but there's nothing actually there except depots. There's not the production or anything, so it's not super important. Okay, now the battle cruisers are still not moving across the map. I get so excited every time.
Well, McSmush did scan him. He knows exactly what's going on, so I think they're waiting for here. We do see him move up to the 12 o'clock, which unfortunately that base is dried up, so not a lot of value in killing it, but you know, killing stuff, honestly, you might be doing him a favor, freeing up supply from
Absolutely. I was just thinking that, like, he has 83 SCVs. Is this me? Are we watching me play right now? Like, this is too many.
I mean, you're really complimenting that you're like, Battle Cruisers are only a late game unit. Oh, this positioning's real good. I'm very impressed. Maybe this is you.
Yeah, I just submitted my own replay so I can be like, look how good I am. I still don't think he should have gone Battle Cruisers here for the record, but whatever. I think they're going to win in the game anyway.
Well, it's like going carriers or ultras. Like, if you got a lot of money and you don't know what to do, and you gotta like switch units anyway, you might as well go for it, right?
True. Okay, only 2-1 for the Smush versus the 1-1 of the Battle Cruisers.
Yeah, I was gonna look at it because like Lies get a lot of value out of these, and these Battle Cruisers not even engaging in a fight. They're taking a lot of free damage.
They are just like move shotting over these Goliaths. Look at that poor SCV. Like, oh crap, I'll build a turret. But that does not achieve much, and yeah, they're just going to head straight for the production here, I think. And I don't think Smush can actually hold this. He has a few Goliaths here, and honestly, Goliaths are extremely cost-efficient versus Battle Cruisers, but the Battle Cruisers can kind of stack up and get this scaling. Well, let's see.
Don't forget, we have Yamato, too, so you can just be Yamatoing around
Well, in this like close-quarters Goliath fight, I don't think it's worth it, because the Battle Cruiser's not shooting so long. Although he's moving too much, he needs to just like A-move in there. Okay, there you go. Hype. But yeah, look at all these Battle Cruisers just moving. Is he just styling them at this point? Like, he needs to just A-move. Well, he's kind of moved commanded into his way into losing that fight against these 4 Goliaths when he has 5 Battle Cruisers. So he has to retreat here. He could still kill them at any time. There you go.
He's just going to turn around and do it.
Yeah.
I think just wants to use the Yamato, wants to clean up the game. Because, I mean, at this point, McSmush, we are well aware that he's been at the right. So I think when your opponent rolls up with like 10 plus Battle Cruisers and you're like struggling for anything, you should know. But you know, play out the game. You know, make your opponent kill you.
Like you said yesterday, it's semi-finals, right? 3 tanks are going to the main. He's going to cut off all his production. No, there's depots here that he can kill. So there's the Battle Cruisers are in hot pursuit though. Look at this.
Is that ever a hot pursuit, or is it just
not? The Battle Cruisers are in warm pursuit. Oh god, this dropship.
Yo, kill it, kill it.
Oh, if only he had Yamato, that'd be sick. Crap. He doesn't have energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, these tanks seem taken. I mean, they're denying some gas mining, I guess, which is cool. Oh, more Goliaths coming out, getting these Battle Cruisers split off, gonna take him out.
I mean, Javier does have a group of tanks moving up to help defend them, so you know we'll have the option eventually.
That mine just took out like 5 Goliaths, and this one will finish him off. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is what you're really supposed to do, is have the tanks supporting them to deal with Goliaths, and then just Yamato all the enemy tanks, and then you win. A Valkyrie being produced, I can only assume that's an accident. Oh god, these mines.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe just the preemptive in case it is mass race as the answer, which, I mean, we know it's not really an option. You did kill all the starports there in the bottom, right? But
yeah.
I don't know.
God, amazing that happened so long ago in this game, you know? But now, taking out this last mining base, and Smush is retreating with his Goliaths back. Oh, he's fleeing from one Goliath again. These are the world's most timid battle cruisers. Okay, getting up that ramp, but actually those tanks will get taken out, I think, by all those Goliaths. Ooh. How much damage will they do first, though? Okay, battle cruisers coming in here, gonna try and mop this up. Looks like they'll be able to. Oh, the Yamato is sick.
It's just the distraction tanks. They're just here to meat shield for tank their way some free damage as the Valkyries do move and clear out everything. And it's gonna be an attempt to go kill that bottom or the right clock
this
base.
Is just
Yamato
like
into
single
CT.
Player. You know, when you won the game, you're like, ah, how to kill this hatchery? I'll just put 7 Yamatos on it.
Yeah, I think everyone did that when they were a kid or not playing the competitive game. Just, you know, it did the big game hunters moment where you're just like, oh yes,
the big game hunters
going
moment.
For.
That's right. All right, well, McSmith's spending his last money just producing some Goliaths, but GG, he realizes there's nothing he can do. Ooh, that was a game. So that ties it up 1-1.
All right, we got game 3 in TBT with these players playing some macro games. I want to see more decisiveness in the mid game, though. I like Javier's positioning was much better in that game, so you know, like and see that. But if you're gonna like transition into a different build, you know, maybe being a little bit sharper about when you're doing it or trying to get more of an advantage out of it, would be something nice to see.
I would just like to see more bases from Havia. I mean,
There were those 3 bases in the bottom right, like prime for the taking. And like when you're in such a good position, you have like 8,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, you just build 100 turrets so that that doom drop can't happen. If that doom drop didn't happen, the game would have been much shorter, I'm sure. Alright, in the top, no, bottom left, we have McSmush. In the bottom right in blue, we have Havia. Both players on 1 game in the best of 3, so here we are in Ascension in the deciding game. Which player will get a point for their team. Of course, we're rooting for Cheese Police here since they're the underdogs, so Havia fighting back.
Now, I am concerned about this map particularly because we've already seen throughout the entire season a lot of players not very comfortable on this map, a little hard to move your army around. You got these very important high ground pods. In this matchup, it sounds like a nightmare. It sounds like the worst.
Yeah, it's sort of the same principle as Eclipse, where you just have to move out quickly and take it, otherwise your opponent will take it unopposed, and then the game's pretty much over. But, I mean, how Hector was playing last game, he plays this game the same as Tekamiya. It's just game 1, he really was sitting back and Smish was able to come in. I just really hope Havier's not going to go for a 2-fac opening again, but I just know in my heart of hearts that he is.
Yeah, I think we know that's coming. You know, one of those just like I practice one opening, gets me through all whatever shenanigans. You know, feeling comfortable here. Now, this is at least a big difference that compared to the other maps we saw. 3-player maps, there's only one other main to kind of locate. How does that change the matchup?
Yeah, in TVT, you're not super phased about scouting your opponent early because there's only kind of like 3 decision trees.
No, I mean, when you expand it, it's not like Vice where they can take half the map.
Yeah.
There's 1 prime location.
Rotational imbalance, I suppose. If I think about it, Teal has the advantage here because it's a quicker path for them to secure the high ground on the left side of the map. So that could definitely be a factor. And actually, yeah, the rotational like inner 12 o'clock base, you know, in the middle of the map, can be sieged from the 12 o'clock main. So if Teal secures that, they can just deny that 12 o'clock, and in the longest of split map games, that would actually be a decisive advantage.
Yeah, that sounds pretty brutal.
Yeah, it can be brutal in TVT, like these map differences sometimes decide everything. Okay, this SCV coming in here. What? He stops. Does he see him? He sees him. Okay, so both players are getting off the normal option. No proxy barracks going to grace this series. I like this trying to.
And honestly, I'm happy that we haven't seen proxy barracks or anything crazy. Like I feel like TVT, I was mentally prepared for cheese to happen, but these plays playing the honest game all 3 times, like to a real test skill in the matchup. So that's kind of exciting to see. Even though you know TVT, it's not everyone's like favorite thing, but still, I'm excited that these players want to play it the real way.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely bringing like everything they've got. They're not just trying to like throw out like a random build to win. Now, like I was saying, Heavy going again for this 2-factory opening, which is going to be disadvantaged here if he does the same thing as last game, but he managed to translate it into a win, I suppose, so I shouldn't be too picky. But just he can improve so much just by getting a more refined build here. Alright, Heavy's scout needs to go home. It's seen what it needs to see. It doesn't want to lose an SCV for no reason. Oh, can he get past this Marine? Oh.
Now, are you, because you're mentioning it's like, oh, you don't just want to see 2-fac, but like Haver's build had that early armory, it got mines first. Like, would you want to change other stuff as well, or is it really just the 2-fac that you're kind of hung up on?
Yeah,
Ooh, actually, it's a much faster CC from Haver. This game.
Oh, there you go. That's
There's
better.
adaptation.
Okay, my bad. I shouldn't have doubted. Oh yeah, he was off gas too. I just looked at the gas. He was still on just after building his factory, but AC took off just after that. Yeah, look, I think you shouldn't try and get like everything at once so early, because then you end up with like a tiny bit of everything. Better if you honestly you just build like a lot of vultures. That's pretty good. There's not much that's bad against that. Look at this SCV still alive here in McSmush's base. Gosh, sees everything that's going on. Now there's no CC yet from McSmush. Havia, I think, got supply block there. That's why he's able to afford his CC so fast.
And you said bring it home.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it is going to die now, though, isn't it?
Is it, though? Is it?
Isn't it? There's no way it's going to get out of this base. It's not happening. Yeah, it's dead.
Hey, that lived a lot longer than you ever thought I was going to.
It certainly did. Now,
look, the backstory halfway there.
About Havia, I think...
Actually... Actually, sorry, Mixed Bush didn't fly their barracks. I just noticed that.
Ooh, they had to build more Marines to deal with this scary SCV, I guess. But yeah, you're right. That means Heavy's going to have a great map vision here. And I see if you park it in front of your opponent's natural, never mind these Marines. It's good to see just which units coming out. Now, speaking of units coming out, that Vulture coming here does not deny the CC barely. Damn, that is an early CC. It's finished at 1 minute 30. I mean, sorry, 4 minutes 30. What am I saying? 1 minute 30. But that's a nice attempt by Smush to deny that. It would have been huge if he killed that SCV, but unfortunately does get taken out barely by the opposing Vulture. Now Heavy CC is up here. About Javier, I think he must have been hurt by Wraiths one too many times or something, so now he always gets his armor immediately, but you don't need to have the armor that early. If Wraith shows up in your base and starts killing SCVs, it's no big deal because it does very little damage, it's very slow. As long as you're like gaining map control or doing some counter damage with your own push, it's totally fine.
I mean, he is enjoying that nice advantage. We've seen both games. He's well ahead to be the first one to +2 weapons. So,
that is true. That is pretty huge.
Value.
But the thing is, I mean, yeah, that has been helping in these games, but I feel like it's risky if you're putting money into upgrades instead of units. Your opponent takes the position, +2 isn't going to be as impactful if your opponent's already sieged somewhere important. Now look at this. This Vulture could take out these Marines. Could being the operative word. Just watching his barracks friend die. Oh, here we go. Alright, can easily destroy those. Oh, there were right clicks on the barracks even. Is Mines finished?
Yes.
Oh, it is finished. He's in so much trouble right now. Oh, this is actually huge for Javier. Okay, the SCV doing its best job to clear out that mine, but not quite able to. Those mines are in a really deadly position. This tank is going to run right into them. Oh, it doesn't even try to stop
them. Oh.
Oof. Yeah, that was a bit painful for McSwish. And there's still mines there. Like, that's huge value for Javier if those mines take out another tank. But he's still making Vultures of his own, which like I guess he heard me when I said at the start of the game, just make like Vultures only, it's pretty good. And they're still going to serve him well here, I think.
He's busting out the serious build for this game.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking more that, you know, around the, like, there's the high ground pod by the third, but there's still that little alley into the natural. There's no real ramps, so like maybe valuing Vulture a little bit more here, just because, you know, like if you can get that chance to run by, you're gone. Like you just.
Well, look at this way. Oh, takes out those mines very nicely. Look at this way. Even if you don't run into the natural, if you just lay a billion mines up here on the ramp, it's going to slow down your opponent getting to the high ground so much, and that gives you the chance to get your tanks there. So. It's all good, although I wish you would lay the mines right now, because these Vultures are kind of not worth anything if they don't lay them. Or that SCV.
Man, you're just mean. These Vultures that are sitting here controlling the area, like, they're worthless. They are just garbage. Lay your mines and go crawl in a corner.
Hey, they lay mines, they're worth 1 million minerals, but until they do, they're not worth anything. Okay, here we go. Now they're worth 1 million minerals. Because yeah, if you're just sitting Vultures here without mines, and some tanks come up and fight them and push them back, you've accomplished absolutely nothing. But if you lay the mines, tanks can't really get up there at risk of getting blown up, and then, you know, you're controlling this high ground, which in this map will usually be the winning factor. Now, Javier's SCV production has fallen off a bit, but it looks like he's going to go for a third pretty fast here. And you know what? When you have a mine contained, I like getting the third a bit faster. Normally I tell people, like, always get 5 factories for the third, but when you have mines up like this, I think you should. But I have to say again, he could have laid a lot more mines than this. Mines are free, don't be stingy with them.
I think I figured out exactly where you fall apart. Like, are you buying mines and you get the Vulture for free, or you buy Vulture and you get mines for free? I think I know which one you're buying.
Yeah, you're buying the Vulture. You're buying the Vulture. Vulture's a pretty good unit. It kills workers very fast.
Yeah, and then definitely a fun one here. Now, Javier is going into Starport production pretty quickly here. Barracks taking more damage, so he needs to retreat. Doesn't want to lose that because he doesn't have a whole lot of factories just yet.
Well, big Vulture attack at McSwish's natural right now. Getting these Vultures all the way on top, going to lay some mines. Decent mine placement, less impressive this game. Oh my god! He's going to take out almost all those tanks! That's a huge move, just for Vultures there. That is actually really good value for Javier, my god.
Yeah, definitely not worthless units for that one. Great move to just keep resetting things. And I mean, the factory count between two players is even, although there is the second machine shop from McSmush, and he has the barracks in the base to know that. So at least there's some advantage, but Javier's SCV on location, going to start that third CC. So we do see a little bit of that positional advantage. Javier trying to control the area you want to. Gets that quicker third base as well. So far, Javier, they really learned the lessons from game one, playing so much better since.
Definitely. And like that's the thing, even though the supply is pretty even, the factory is pretty even, like you say, the advantage is the position. Having these mines in this forward location enables him to get this third so fast. And McSmush is not looking like he's going to push up here anytime soon. Now, he's adding in these Goliaths, which are very effective against Vultures and mines. And he does have scans now, so if he can scan his way up this ramp, he can probably get a third up pretty soon. Oh, watch that mine. Oh, that high ground miss, how unfortunate. Even tried to micro that Goliath back. Again, he could have laid a lot more mines here in this time. These vultures sitting here with like 3 mines each. I like these mining up this path though, stopping any units coming out there later. And honestly, I reckon Smush is going to run into those in like 10 minutes when he's trying to send tanks out on the map. So they're going to be worth... Again though, these vultures just full of mines they're not using on that high ground.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about Mixed Mush? They're making the 3rd CC, but clearly not going for that base down to 6. They're going for the one outside, which I feel is so much harder to defend.
Well, my take on hidden bases is always, if you get away with it, it was a brilliant move, ASL, you're in. But if they found it, like, it's done, why would you do a hidden base? So, I'm going to reserve judgment and we'll see what happens with it.
Well, there's vultures literally waiting at the base I think it wants to go to, so I think we're going to lean towards not quite, but actually moving up north, really going for something off to that 9 o'clock instead, which
yes.
I feel like I do not see this move very often, but hey, like you said, if it doesn't get found, it worked.
Like, yeah, I think building it here is always the intention to go up here, although it's kind of paused. Are they going to stay? Oh no, they're just passing through. See, that's why he paused. He knew it would have been found. Okay, these vultures coming up here. I'm going to engage. Please lay mines there. Oh no, they're going to engage and they will get crushed because these tanks are well spread. Okay, they do pull back. That's good behavior not to commit to that. I mean, yeah, except for this base that may land soon, maybe not. Heavy's position does look pretty dominating. Finally going to siege up here, but does not want to siege in range just with 2 tanks. Oh, he's going to go for it. Ooh. I mean, if high ground advantage, maybe he can win that little tank 1v1. Sending the vultures actually just to bait the shots, which is probably worth it actually to maintain all 3 of his tanks here. Yeah, now this is getting really tricky for McSmush. Honestly, in this scenario, I think you just bring like 12 plus SCVs to bust this, because the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get, the more Heavy's going to be able to reinforce it, even bring Goliaths now. Now that hidden base is landing. Havia has had this 3rd for a little while, but not mining from it all, and like I was saying, SCV production definitely dropping off, but for both players now.
And then we are seeing a faster move to extra starports from McSmush. I see 2 of them in production. Where are they being built?
In the main. I guess this is his signature move. He's just going to bust out the Wraiths. Now, there is a Goliath here already. 1 Goliath, you know, he can fight off quite a few Wraiths, but 3 starport production, he will be able to bust her eventually. But if Havia just keeps adding the occasional Goliath in here, I feel like there's going to be enough that he's not going to bust the main position. But you can always fly away and harass. You can always, like, you know, go attack something else. You don't have to throw your Wraiths away to Goliath, is what I'm trying to say.
No, there's a compulsion though. You feel like, nah, everyone says these units are weak. I'm going to show them wrong. Like, you're never going to show them wrong.
I mean, I've had games because
they're just brittle.
It's a thing in TVT where, you know, if the map is split, you build like 8 starports, suddenly you have like 100 Wraiths. And I've done that and be like, no, I can take those 10 Goliaths, and then I lose everything. I'm like, oh.
No, it's not quite what you want to go for here. They're just very brittle units, but McSmush is going to try to get on the map. We do see a couple vultures do sneak out here. It's just mines guarding that little, like, narrow exit from the natural, so vultures will be able to bleed out whenever, but you'll have the advanced warning they're on the map at least, so it's not so bad. But McSmush, I like that they're making the attempt to get some kind of idea of what's going on here and slowly building up workers. The restraint to not transfer workers to that hidden base when you just didn't see any units, like, I'm very happy.
Because of course the mines will see it, but this is a nice move by McSmush. Going to get a run by here, do some damage. Now Havia with his signature building a lot of SCVs, which is a good move, but he's going to have to build a few more after this. He's doing a lot of damage right now. Not much reaction from Havia. He's bringing back this army, but the army that was closer, he kind of just left to sit there. Now these vultures getting in there and more. Oh gosh, he's still focusing SCVs. So much value from these 4 vultures so far, and then we get picked off now.
Yeah, but still a worker lead, so Havia at the end of the day.
Well, that's the power of producing them, right? Never mind killing them. Just make them first, then worry about the rest. Oh my gosh, though, he's coming from round 2. He's like, how many workers can you make? I intend to find out. These unsieged tanks are actually easy pickings here. Oh gosh, but where's the mines? Is there no mines? There is mines, he's just not laying them. Okay, she tries, but it's an abortive attempt. But yeah, that's a nice pick off getting those 2 tanks. Gonna lay mines in the middle of the map now. If Havia had blocked this off with like a couple of tanks, this would be very different right now. But now, McSmush really able to exert a lot of pressure on the map. Needs to be careful though.
Yeah, I think that would have looked a lot more intimidating to block off if McSmush gave him like another 30 seconds to really fortify that position. So moving out real quickly with a lot of vultures. I like the move that we saw there. And looking like Havia, there are lots of scans going down these people trying to figure out how they break out here, but Havia's still in that great position, you know, by the high ground, but there's just not a lot of tanks here. I think McSmush, if they wanted to commit, they could break out of that bottom side, maybe open up the map a little bit more.
Well, like I was saying, you got to bring the SCVs, I think, and bust this, and there's no problem. But of course, he hasn't been able to produce as many so far. Alright, so the vultures on the map get cleaned up, and now it's like literally purely tank over here, never mind the Wraiths. So he's not going to be doing any more run-bys anytime soon. And Javier looking like he wants to expand again sometime soon. Wait, where did I hear mines going off? Oh, it was on the high ground above the third. Looking like he wants to take this... Sorry, I'm cutting off.
I was going to say, where can you not build turrets on this map? It was just something I was thinking about, especially like
most of the middle,
position.
The low ground in the middle, like you can build, but not the high ground. And you see all those cracks through the blue storm entrances, you can't build there. And of course the green high ground, the big one, you can't build anything there either.
So like, hey, if you couldn't reinforce a spot with turrets, it's always something to think about, especially as the wraith count's definitely building up. All these vultures are so close to finding that base. Come on, just a little more left.
Look, so she's going to build another hidden base at the 12, and honestly, like, I don't think Javier's going to find it. He might win with this. Although he is kind of still stuck in here as far as the production goes. Oh, look at this. He has another SCV. He's got another hidden base. These vultures really need to get on that, and it looks like they might be just about to, actually. Well, okay, never mind. I guess Javier is on top of it, at least somewhat, but the Wraith fleet is out. Where are the Goliaths? There's a few here. Obviously, 3 is almost enough. If you had like 5, I'd say you can probably fight this. But they're going to go back to this contain, and they will break it easily, I'm pretty sure.
And still no cloak being researched, though, which I mean, if you're investing this much, I gotta think that's a little bit of a mistake, but there's no anti-air here. Javier, I would like him to retreat, but here come 2 Goliaths. Can they kill 12 Wraiths?
Not quite.
I feel like that's not quite the number you're looking for. But here come the reinforcements.
Oh, yeah, no, that'll kill it easily. That you have to run from that. Where it's always tanks, he needs to bring his reinforcements stuff. He's bringing 3 more, but there's a whole bunch in the middle of the map, which are a bit too far back. He could really get in this choke point. These Goliaths do not want to get baited into tanks right now. Now, the 12 o'clock did get cancelled, and these vultures looped around and got that other hidden base, but the original hidden base still alive. Do not chase them in. Oh my gosh. He sees it.
He gave it away. He gave it away.
Huge error from Smush here, chasing the vulture into his hidden base. Now, I don't know if Javier has noticed it yet. Okay, looks like he has, because his Goliaths are immediately heading that way, although they're having some problems on the way. Okay, looks like they will head over there. Yeah, I think he saw it. He's sending his units across now. And McSmush not taking advantage of this moment to take the high ground. He just sat there and let his opponent reoccupy it. This is like Hamburger Hill StarCraft version.
Well, I think McSmush maybe not thinking so much about the position, because you can see they're working on that physics lab and control towers. I think we are seeing the full Sky Terran, like the real commitment to trying to get this done. So, but Javier already building a lot of Goliaths. I feel like this could be pretty hard here, and he's about to finish +2 weapons as well, so definitely going to be reasonably robust.
Oh, these Wraiths. Yeah, if you have like 6 bases, go for that like Sky Terran, but on 3, I'm not so sure, especially when it's about to be 2. Yeah, Javier easily going to take that out. Now, is he going to dropships again? No, like you say, he's going physics lab. Okay. I would like to have seen dropships here, because there's so many tanks, you can suddenly show up with the Wraiths and the dropships in your opponent's main. Well, let's say there's Wraiths in the middle of the map, picking off those tanks. Oh, you know what? Yeah. These tanks can hit one of those starports from that depot if they really get in there on the edge of the cliff. Oh, the Wraith's getting taken out by a whole bunch of Goliaths, though. Oh, brutal. Okay, one of them.
Yeah, we saw this last game. We are seeing actually the move dropships, so you're going to get your wish, maybe something that can mix it up a little bit here. But Javier now, well up in workers, just shut down that base, so now has that base lead, and well up in supply. So as long as they keep playing like they did last game, keep expanding, make sure your opponent can't do anything for you.
Alright, maybe don't. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Why is it? It's a 20. It's a 20. Just shoot it once with the tank. One time. Come on.
No, not gonna happen. Okay, now it is. No, he's dead. Didn't cancel it either. McSwish only gonna have so much money on these 2 bases, and Javier very smartly getting a 4th here. I'd like to see even more though. Yeah, okay, he's sending SCV up for the 5th. Again, Javier really playing like so much better these games. I'm not sure what happened in game 1 then, honestly, compared to these other 2 games. He's looked so much stronger. Look, he's even maxed right now.
I kind of just wanted to be like, oh, positions are really good. I should take one of those. And it's just like,
after the first game, it's like, contain did not work out well. Look, this is big force from Javier trying to push through the narrow entrance as well, which, okay, he's just going to siege up there. And now McSwish is never getting through there, at least not with help of air units. Needs to siege up his stuff on the high ground, though. Oh, nice scan, takes another tank. Now, once again, a Doom Drop would be a transformative move, because there's no turrets around.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, we see Javier giant army. Like, how much could you leave the base with without just getting run over the moment you leave? So, Doom Drop, I think Javier might trigger the attack. You already see him trying to push forward here, which, he's got a little bit of advantage to work with, but still, it's a lot of tanks. Got to be a little bit careful here, and not really reinforcing. Still doing a good job building stuff, and we're seeing another base being taken from Javier up at the top right.
Yeah, I don't know about that attack because, yeah, he had like a big supply lead, but he didn't scan his opponent and see what he's actually doing. If he saw these dropships, I think he would probably utilize his army somewhat differently. That's a lot of freaking dropships. Does he even have enough units to put in that? I don't think he does right now. He's going to produce some more though. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this game's going to go the exact same way. It's going to be a big Doom drop, but Javier's going to win anyway, I think is what's going to happen. Same thing as last game, really.
Yeah, I would not be surprised even a little bit here, because especially like you're saying, like you just don't have enough units. If you like the moment that those dropships pick all the units, there's no defense back at home. Which at least these dropships, you know, maybe transfer your SCVs to that hidden base you're trying to take here.
Yeah, that's not a very hidden base right now. Their Vulture is reporting on that. Yeah, Javier needs to like. Javier needs to reinforce this because McSmish is actually in danger of just retaking this, especially if he drops on top of it. Javier needs to get some units over there. He has this whole bunch of units. His rally point. They could be defending a drop as well, mind. But the dropships are idle right now.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised that Javier, like, yeah, they're not reinforcing it. They're not retreating to that green area that, you know, like, it'll leave you a little bit more time in case your opponent pushes it forward. Try to get them out of their entrenched position before you do anything. But you see a little group of units moving across. They're going to go to that CC that's hanging out by the Vulture that landed. It's challenging one Vulture to kill it. Well, the buddies are going to come and they will kill it. No big deal.
Yeah, those Goliaths will make short work of it if he's not careful. Laying the mine as if the SCV is going to pop out and detonate that, which would kill the Vulture anyway, mind. Yeah, it looks like he will take that out. Unless the dropships make a very rapid move here now. Producing more Wraiths, never mind the battle cruisers, I suppose. But look at these tanks hitting these depots. Wait, what even gave him vision of that? He had vision to shoot that depot one time and then it went away. Oh, look at that, he scans now.
He's scanning.
But he didn't see the dropships. He scanned the Wraiths coming out. So it's like, oh, he's just continuing to make Wraiths. And oh, he's trying to make battle cruisers. How funny, but little does he know. The true threat is loading up right now. There's a token amount of turrets at this main, but not enough. You need turrets in a ring all around Smish's position here is the ideal thing to do, and then you can just react with your reinforcements and defend your main. I mean, he has a whole army in his rally point. If he reacts quickly and sends it back to the main, there's going to be nothing that Smish can do, but will he? Based on last game, I don't think he will. I think this drop's going to go down, but like I said, I think Javier's going to win anyway.
Well, there is the other thing to think about with this drop. How do you move this drop without it getting seen by Javier?
There is a very narrow corridor on the green high ground. Very narrow. And in fact, behind the 9 o'clock as well.
Alright, well, he's going to try it, and he's not going for that corridor. I don't think the units are pretty spread apart. He's flying into Goliath level danger.
This is starting quite badly. Well, it looks like he's going to keep going all the same, and like most of them are going to make it through.
Yeah,
and
he already lost. He lost one, 3 more red at this point.
Half Javier's army going outside here. Only a very small detachment actually heading inside the base. Now the turrets are going to do some more damage here, but he's going to get the drop down. Man, I wonder if you could have sieged on the high ground here, try and clean that up. That would have been pretty OP actually. Okay, you know what? It's not actually that many units. Maybe Javier just cleans this up immediately. Oh, look at that. More dropships falling. Oh gosh, so much damage. But the tanks do get out. But I mean, Javier's got a lot of units to bring back here. Like
honestly, despite how much damage goes down here, remember McSmush's position. Their Natural's about to mine out. They don't have another base established.
Yeah, Javier just
all these units that just got dropped, he's going to lose them.
Yeah, although Javier kind of moved commanding in a lot there. Going to lose a lot of these tanks. Not executing it very well. Some Goliaths in the back, but yeah, it looks like he just has enough, to be honest. Well, does he? Yeah, he definitely does with his production popping out too. So nicely done by Javier to clean that up. Very good job there. Now I hope he just built a whole bunch of turrets now. Although that said, he did kill like all the dropships, so maybe it wouldn't be a waste of money now. And look at that, checking out everywhere. He's learning from his opponent, building starports to some random other base. I mean, I don't know what McSmish has going for him now.
A couple vultures try to go back to that high ground by the 6 o'clock, just get a little bit of vision. You see, so he's trying to do something. Here comes that eBay, like trying to get any kind of position to try to break their way up here. But oh, there's the vision. Now the tanks can kind of get themselves into a decent spot. We'll see.
He's going to have to kill like every tank on the map without getting fired back at with vision, which is not technically impossible. But I have my doubts. And look at that, the starports are going down. Is Javier going to go for battle cruisers again? I hope he just makes Wraiths, because I don't think he needs to bother with battle cruisers here. Show up with like 12 Wraiths. There's not many more options for McSmush, because he can't advance with dropships or anything like that. So here he goes.
We'll see what it ends up being. We got all the air upgrades, so I think it will end up being battle cruisers. He got a lot of money and going for +1/+1, so it would make sense here, I think. But, you know, McSmush does move out. The reinforcements never really came for this air. Ooh, that mine.
The mine
nice.
drag. Wow. Okay, so he's going to take this location. He has enough money for command centers. Javier has an army. He just needs to kind of get in position. Well, that said, his supply is lower than I would have thought. Losing a lot to that drop, and not really remaking much from the factories right now. Fixing the starboards, ooh, 3 units right there. Oh, it gets 1 attack.
I mean, so is there a point, because like we see how many starports are being made clearly with the physics lab going towards battle cruisers. If you got all this money, do you want to reinforce right now, or do you want to be like, no, I need a lot of supply for the cruisers?
Well, if you're in danger, if your opponent pushes forward and taking out bases, absolutely you just make some more tanks. But say you could sacrifice these vultures and some Goliaths and maybe some SCVs as well. They're only on 63. But I would say definitely needs more tanks at this moment, because look at this, Smush is actually going to mine from this base, and this is the way he can potentially come back in this game. Imagine if you never thought about going battle cruisers, you just added a couple more factories, rebuilt the one he lost, and just kept making tank Goliath and just like basically aim moving into this location. Smush wouldn't be able to do anything, but because he's invested so much money, he's actually going to let him take this base. Now look at this, Cloak Wraith's coming up, and that is potentially a way to stop these battle cruisers as well.
Yeah, well, if you see that one Valkyrie again, you know, it might be okay, but yeah, definitely there's an opportunity for McSmush, but still, he's going to be able to take the 6 o'clock base. He's still on 1 base economy, because the natural mined out now, so you see he's actually long distance mining it a little bit, so trying to do everything it can, just running on fumes compared to Xavier's like small country level bank, so I feel like...
Yeah, that's true. Wow, that's a good way to put it. Well, okay, Xavier has a very strong position in the middle of the map, so it's not like McSmush can come across. Oh, that Vulture almost made it. But at the same time, he's giving him this other base as well, when he really could just push forward and deny this. He's got a good army at the Blue Storm entrance too. Well, I guess he's just going to wait for his battle cruiser to make another move. We can see the production tab. McSmush can hardly even afford anything. I mean, he could produce more Wraiths. Man, I want the fairy tale story of, like, you know, he somehow kills like 20 battle cruisers with his 8 Wraiths and like comes back in this game. Like 2 hours later, he finally wins. That'd be amazing.
Well, the race moved out and revealed themselves on 1 Goliath.
Oh, unfortunate.
That's
now he's
not
gonna make some
what you
upgrades.
want to see.
Well, there's a Goliath. So now it's not even value. Like they lost one too. I'd really like to see Swish try and take this other 4th here. Oh, look at this! He's gonna come in and see everything. I mean, if he's kind of camping in production, well, hang on, turrets will put paid to any Wraiths here. Nice scan as well. Yeah, there's like a turret over there, so it's already too much for these Wraiths to deal with, and the battle cruisers are going to do their damage. You never scan though. There it is. Yeah, going to take out all those. So never mind, the fairy tale ending is probably not going to happen here. The dream is dead. But now he knows what he's up against.
Yeah, but I mean, as Xavier, is he just going to play how we saw in Game 2, just very comfortable letting his opponent slowly bleed out? Like, it does minimize the chance of you, like, throwing your army away, giving yourself that vulnerability.
Did you see that Goliath? It survived because of 1 in 256 miss chance just there. Oh my god. It launched its missiles that were going to kill the Wraith, and the Wraith shot before it died, but it 1 in 256 missed, and the Goliath lived.
Good.
My god. Dude, this series is weird with that moment of the mine as well. We need like some kind of like highlight reel just of this series.
I don't know, man. Highlight reel TBT. That's your mission, man. I got nothing.
Yeah.
We definitely have seen some good plays from both players, but it's not like palpable. It's not 1 DT with 30 kills or like any of these kind of things you can see.
Well, never mind how much skill it requires. Just the moments of like weird units surviving. Okay, yeah. These vultures come in here. I don't know how McSmush can afford so many vultures with so little mining, but they're going to break through this location. Potentially kill a lot of SCVs here. Well, gosh. Okay, maybe not SCVs, but they take out those tanks. I mean, normally I'd say it's good value, but honestly, given the economic situation, I don't think McSmush can actually keep up that kind of trade. What is his plan for the battle cruisers? Is he producing Wraiths 1 at a time? Xavier's producing battle cruisers 7 at a time. How are you gonna deal with this?
Invisibility, man. If you can't see him, you can't kill him, but you know that's not going to work out the way we want. Xavier is taking another base, just kind of building up that big army state, just floating around max at this point. Not trying to push in any kind of form, you know, defending that base he took that's in the middle. Like, what would you call it? The middle 6? Like, I don't even know.
The middle 3, I would say.
Oh, yeah, middle 3, yeah.
Yeah, I think inner 3. I like inner more than middle. Well, look at this, sneaking these tanks up. We're especially maneuvering his way forward. Maybe he's not aware of that 4th base he could take. Ooh. Okay, those tanks not actually in range. I thought they might be, but they're not. Still a good position to have. So strong in TVP if Protoss are trying to come up this avenue. You have these tanks there and Protoss is just crying. But yeah, I don't know what he is waiting for. He is max, as you say. Like, he's either got to sacrifice something or just attack with something. Oh, look at that. He sees the space.
Well, so do you ever in Haver's spot here? Like we see how much the advantage he has. Do you ever have to, like, even if you're max, you build up a bank, you're building up energy for Yamato, like, you don't have to do anything, do you?
No,
Really?
well, when I say attack, I literally just mean bring the battle cruisers over so they're, like, here and able to do something instead of sitting back, I suppose. But yeah, you're right,
They look
TBT.
so pretty up at the 12. They look real pretty. Like, they're flying in that clean air.
This should be a
They're put
screenshot
on
for
the air
Wikipedia
trail.
or something, like TBT. Or something, you know, building 7-star ports in another main, building battle cruisers, that's TBT.
Oh God. Maybe like back in the old Casper, you ever see those games where they just slice up everything? It always goes to battle cruisers at some point.
It still happens. I would say in modern TBT, early game, like vulture deaths are slightly more common, but split maps can certainly still happen at pro level. Okay, these battle cruisers finally coming across. One cloak wraith gonna do what it can. Oh, it's really, really risking its life right now. Ooh, that is a brave wraith. Oh, too brave. Okay, now the Doom Fleet is coming. So if Protoss has the Golden Armada, what does Terran have? Terran has the 12 battle cruisers. That it doesn't need a fancy name.
I mean, yeah, they are the cattle bruisers, man. Like it's they got their own fun nickname. They don't need anything.
True.
And just as that fourth base tries to get taken, here comes
Oh, it's finished.
all the damage.
10 Yamatos.
All of it.
10 Yamatos. 10 Yamatos. Come on, I want to see it. Oh, he's not going to do it. Still, he's going to kill it. Ooh. Well, he's not going to run from these Goliaths this time.
Yeah, I would hope not. It's like almost a control group of battle cruisers against a smidge. Now we do see some more wraiths trying to fly over. Scans going down, so they are coming. Is there enough fight here? I believe there is. As long as they can see them, so just one scan away, and yeah.
The wraiths are not that cost efficient against battle cruisers. They're just kind of bursty, and you have to abuse cloak basically. Okay, well, yeah, he has a lot of energy, man. How many bases has he got with scan? He's got like 5 or 6, so he's not going to run out. I was just going to say, it's brutal how quickly those battle cruisers massacred those SCVs. Okay, well, he may not have run out of energy, but he may have run out of APM here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and every time these waves come in, they lose like 1 or 2 more. These battle cruisers cleaning out everything. Yeah, this is their best use against things that can't fire back, that's for sure. Wraith's ready for another round.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got to be near the last hurrah, right? Havior is at the doorstep, going to be putting the pressure on that final mining base here. Taking their own more bases over on that top left side. Ray's doing absolutely everything they can, but there's just not enough of them. Yep.
Yeah, these Wraiths really tried to make it happen.
And Havior coming back after that first game to win the other 2. They were slow, methodical. He didn't lose sight of what he wanted to do, or maybe it's just that battle cruisers are crazy. I don't know. He won every game he made them.
Oh, please no. Okay, but that does mean that's a point for Cheese Police here. So they bring it back 5-7 now. Now, of course, first to 10 wins, as we've already discussed. So it ain't over yet. All right, we're gonna move into our second game here. Second set. Man, imagine if it was in the second game. That would be a long first game.
Oh yeah, insert joke about it, man. That felt like a long game.
Yeah. Alright, in the top right here, in the green, we have GeForce Tesla, and in the bottom left in the grey, we have maybe next time. Terran vs Protoss now coming in here. Of course, we have maybe next time for Cheese Police and GeForce Tesla flying SCVs. So once again, I'm backing the underdog. Oh, how convenient! I can back the Protoss. I mean the Terran. What am I saying?
Well, good. I'll root for GeForce Tesla. He's been around, it feels like, for a while now. I've casted that guy quite a bit. And I remember when they were Tier 3, so on the up and up. Now it's playoff action, and of course I'm going to root for Ire, right? Like, you gotta.
No, rooting for, I don't know, what planet does Terran even have? Whole, I don't know.
Whatever ones they enslave with Mengs, right?
Excuse me, they were all like occupied by humans already. It's not like they're enslaving some aliens. Meanwhile, Protoss go around just burning every planet they see. Just because there was a few Zerglings there.
Purifying. It's a purifying threat.
Purifying. Oh my god.
Listen, it's the only way to be sure.
Basically the Protoss attitude, I guess. And you get from orbit anyway to be sure. And yet, okay, so the Protoss say they're super advanced, you know,
science fiction species, but they haven't even invented nuclear weapons. Explain that.
I mean, they invented psychic lightning. I think that's cooler.
Well, that's not even technology though. That's just like a power they have. Like they were just kind of given to them, you know. They didn't have to work for it. Like, what you have a human, like, you know, without any like power armor or anything. That's like a civilian unit, right? It doesn't do anything. They put on their like super sci-fi power armor, and they're still like one of the weakest units in the game. So I don't know. It feels like a Protoss. You give him some like punching daggers, and he's suddenly one of the best units in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but until you explain how shooting up drugs makes your gun fire faster, I'm not buying any of this
They
crap.
pull the trigger faster. It's a semi-automatic weapon. It sounds like it's firing automatically, but they actually just pulling the trigger that fast every time. So next time you hear a Marine fire, just you think on that, okay?
Nah, I'm gonna just hard disagree with that for sure.
They just have to press a button every time to fire. So we do have a Zealot Core coming up, so that naked Protoss with punching dagger is going to come out. See what he can do.
All right, well, hey, we haven't heard comments about that SimCity from Terran. How are we doing? This approved?
It's approved. Nebula seal of approval. That depot could be a couple tiles further north, but it's okay. He gets a pass. And look at that, the Marine getting in that look already. Oh, Pro, you don't want to lose that. Oh, you do not want to lose that when you have the Zealot coming across. In fact, taking so much damage on it is kind of bad already, because if the Marine focus fires it, you won't have it to back up that Zealot. Okay, Dragoon coming up pretty fast here as well. Looks like GeForce doesn't want to put some pressure on. Range coming up behind it. So I like this just pretty standard, like one Zealot opening from GeForce Tesla. Both players' openings looking pretty solid so far as well. I wonder if we'll see that progression of CPL and R we saw yesterday as well.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be nice to see. Always looking for players to be improving. Now, what I did notice, though, is that probe, while it did almost immediately die to that Marine, it did get vision of the gas and saw one guy mining. So we know what that indication means, and seeing that bugger, gets canceled immediately, kills the SCV. This Zealot already doing a little bit of work.
Yeah, you need to bring SCVs and Marines down there to get that up. Now, Marines not continuing to be produced here. Okay, he does start it now. Oh, was that actually an attack? He made the attack sound, but he didn't attack. That was interesting. But I mean, with 3 Marines, yeah, it looks like Terran's going to be able to hold this off just fine. But yeah, like you say, killing that bunker already worth it, especially if you just keep that Zealot alive. It's not the most useful unit in the early mid-game, but it's something.
Yeah, I think what we're just saying, though, like, you get a little bit of scouting, you know, maybe there's an opportunity where you piss your opponent off and just throw them off the deep end, or they just kind of lose their minds a little bit, but at the very least, you get an idea what your opponent's doing. You know it's the attempt to take the expansion, not a second factory right away, and GeForce Tesla taking their Nexus, so should be feeling pretty comfortable.
Okay, just pull back. Yeah, I was going to say I'm really liking GeForce Tesla's opening, getting the 23 next as well. The only complaint I can make is like a pretty high-level optimization, is he could have pulled one off gas. But nonetheless, he's looking pretty solid right now. And yeah, maybe next time I'm going to do the right thing, move down here with the bunker and take this now, but it's going to be a little bit delayed because that's not like killing that bunker. Oh, SCV Scout going to get in though. That could be a big deal. Or it just,
it sees the Nexus, which is already kind of nice, and gets in. We'll be able to see that robotics, I believe. Actually, the Goon's going to finish up soon. I don't know if it went far enough to actually see the robo. It should see it, though, while it's way up.
Oh, well... Okay, there it is.
Yep.
Nicely done. And now it's going to die just after fulfilling its purpose, I suppose. I couldn't even see where it was for a moment there. Oh, Prod gets the kill. Very nice. So that's really good intel for maybe next time. Knows there's no DTs coming up. No, like, insanely fast carrier or something. Good news, State Zero. He's eliminated scouts as a possibility.
Yay.
Okay, so...
Well, GeForce, though, we're on Robo, 3 Gateway. I bet there's a base being taken at the 12 soon, and probably Arbors eventually, so... Well, a very standard play so far. Range is done. The tank does move forward a little bit here. GeForce not going to go crazy trying to kill it because that one Goon's on the verge of death. So GeForce is going to back way the hell up, but you know, that's okay. You kind of did your job, put a little bit of pressure on. Would have been nice to force more repair on the bunker, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, getting even one Vulture out really is worth a lot because it's going to really make pros worry about where it's going to harass and like deny expansions, that kind of thing. So an excellent move there. In fact, GeForce Tesla completely retreating. I'm not sure if I agree with that necessarily.
Well, he didn't have that much up front. There's one Dragoon like at like 10 health, so I think you know, just making sure that he doesn't get killed and you're not paying attention for a second. I think that's all right.
Yeah,
And
I suppose.
laying a mine at the 12 before Nexus manages to get started, always annoying.
That's right, the mine disposal
observer
crew is
already
on the way. Oh, no, he's chasing the vulture. I thought he was going to go in there and tank the mine immediately, but deciding not to. Oh, he's going to micro this vulture. He could easily kill the zealot. Looks like he will. Oh, no micro though. The zealot actually easily going to kill the vulture. Oh my gosh. Just needs like 2 more shots. Wow. That vulture's in like 1 HP.
Here comes the Dragoons. You were picking on their little brother. They don't like what you're doing here, but hey, that mine does go down. It's going to slow that down a little bit. It barely does get picked off. Vulture dies as well, and the Vulture the Zealot that's on near death dies for the cause, and the next can get made.
Right, well, it was well worth it not losing it to the Marines earlier, right? Just so we could do that instead of a goon. You know, it probably goes further than that with the goons, by the way. They probably even died to a Vulture in their previous life, so this is their revenge. You have to think about it, that makes perfect sense. That's why that's the unit that counters vultures that pros can make, because that's what they died to, of course.
Yeah, it's, I mean, possible. Now, I do like what we're seeing here, a little bit different from maybe next time. Starport on the way pretty early. I think this is always a nice skill check. If the plan is to go for drops, you know, vulture drops or whatever you're trying to go for to piss off your opponent a little bit, it's hard as Protoss to like have your army in position to want that good engage in the middle of the map and also be ready for good defense at home.
Well, I'd say if you see they're going to drop, you know there's not going to be a big push because they're putting their money to that. So I don't say you need that much army on the map, just enough to stop vultures running around. But definitely drops can be deadly. And this observer not going into the base. Actually, wait, there's 2 observers here now, both not going into the base. I'm not sure what they're looking for, if not the factory count and stuff like that. So I mean, at this rate, he might be able to get that dropship out without it being found out. And vultures continue to play mines around the map. Maybe next time doing a good job trying to slow down the rate of expansion here. Really just getting those few mines and vultures out there. Well, these goons are watching this part.
Ooh, observer does go into main. Will it go south enough? It sees 2 factories, and it's not going further south. It
Well, there are
doesn't
those
see
turrets. Oh, is that a thread the needle? What? Oh my god, I can't believe it fit through there. And it sees the starport. Wow, this turret's just perfectly not in the right position. And he sees everything. Now, no dropship is actually being made yet. Arbiter Tech coming up at a pretty good time. Man, these players both playing really solidly, to be honest. Once again, I'm like, is this tier 2? Because this could be a tier 1 game so far as I'm concerned, except maybe for how late the observer was getting in here.
Yeah, no, it just as far as the concept goes, very clean from both sides. Maybe next time not as stock standard as you would see, you know, not getting like the armories and going up to like 5 or 6 factories or trying to really get that third base. You know, going for the option to get the drop, but still very clean play so far from both players. So you're gonna be excited, but that usually does mean, once you get kind of settled into Eclipse where you're not getting you know, knocked out at the entrance to your natural. Does mean you're probably going to prepare for the long game, so I am curious to see how these players are going to handle how to slice up this map and where to kind of get your value if you're going to do any kind of attacks.
Yeah, well, he's going to go for the drop, even though it's been scouted. I don't know if he's aware. I assume he heard that observer being shot at, but he's going to go for it. Well, I don't see much defense here. There is goons behind the natural, but if you can get into the main, there's no cannons or anything. The third looks extremely vulnerable right now, walled off as it is. Is there a forge? Oh, there is a forge, but no cannons yet.
Yeah, and the goons did move forward. They want to get the high ground advantage right outside the natural. You know, quite valuable there. I feel like just like we saw in the last matchup, not quite as critical, but being in the good position. So the tanks, the terror push is harder to kind of navigate through, but there's 2 goons at the natural, so I think if this dropship goes in, it has to be very careful to not get immediately killed. But GeForce Tesla is going to move forward a little bit, try to encroach up. Yeah, those tanks are very well layered. He gets 1 up at the front. We don't want to go for it. He's actually going to trigger the attempt to drop off here, but 2 goons. Ooh, good reaction. Try to pull us away. Doesn't lose a dropship just yet. Only gets 1 vulture and going to go into the main where there is no anti-air.
There's also no zealot speed on the way, which is a bit concerning. But yeah, he should be able to drop and do a lot of damage here. And hopefully on the way out, he sees how exposed that third is. Look at this. I mean, there's zealots there, but they are not the natural counter to probes. Oh my god, no. No, no, no. That was some pretty good damage there. Is that mine going to go like all the way around? I want to see it.
Oh. Shut your mouth.
I want to see it. Okay, no, it's just going to hit that. But hey, still good damage. Unfortunately, the dropship kind of AFKing here though, so might get caught if it's not careful. Look at that zealot. Look at that zealot. Oh my gosh. That dropship. Just trying to blend in. Already light grey, kind of the current color of minerals.
Yeah. What's up, guys? I'm money too.
just
jump
now
up
just
and get me.
break me apart with your lasers. Wait, no. I mean, I guess he's not going to notice. You know, it'd be great if stasis units could be like mined by probes.
I don't think that's what they're doing. I don't think they're encasing them in money.
I mean, it looks kind of like minerals. It's the same sort of color.
I mean, that would be pretty funny. Now, G-Force did have Dragoons over at that 9 o'clock. He retreated them right as the CC's going into land, so that's a little unfortunate. Couldn't delay that down.
Wow. Yeah, because there's not much here. If those guys were on the high ground, they would have easily stopped this. Now, maybe next time does have a good tank count in general, so if he gets it all together for a fight, his army looks strong. That dropship's still there. Wait, are those cannons? Oh no. Wait, no, that's a pilot? No, that's a cannon. Oh, this dropship is going to die, unfortunately. Pity. I really would have liked it to have some story where it waits there for 10 minutes, then comes back out and gives the drop that wins the game.
And I think you really like these storylines. The Observer does go down as the turret bleeds out, gets some turrets built up, trying to make sure there's a safe transfer to get that third base online.
Wow.
Yeah, Zealot Speed's on the way now. And what happened to the Arbiter tech? Like, the Arbiter reveal's done, but no Arbiter's being made. They take forever.
There's an Arbiter out already, though. And Stasis is actually complete, too. But I guess he's done with it for now. But yeah, big attack coming in here from GeForce Tesla. I mean, it just looks a bit too well defended. Yeah, it looks like he's going to bait into attacks to the south, and this looks like it might be bad for Protoss. SCV very well blocking the ramp to the high ground there. But he's going to get in anyway. The SCV not doing his duty completely, but I think Terran should be able to reinforce and really clean all this up, actually. Even the SCVs alone might be able to do the job against these goons. Although they're actually just retreating. Bit of an error there. He really could have just cleaned those up, I think. And he's killed a lot of the Protoss army at this point. Okay, well those goons get baited back down anyway, so they get cleaned up without too much hassle.
They're doing what they can here. I'm actually surprised we didn't see the vessel go for an EMP. Like,
it's not finished. Oh, is it? Oh, it just finished. You're right. That dropship survived the cannon, by the way. It's still alive.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but I thought that might happen.
You didn't want my attention over there? Well, too bad. I'm just going to right-click on this dropship, and that's the rest of this cast. Alright, have fun. Okay, so GeForce Tesla lost a lot of units now. I don't think it was worth it for the number of SCVs and tanks he killed. So maybe next time I'm going to continue to build up here. Now, GeForce Tesla is a bit ahead in supply, but 10 of that is workers, so I still feel like maybe next time's army is quite formidable. But Zealot speed is finally finished, and he has a hell of a lot of Zealots, so maybe we can make something happen now.
And we see the probe down at the bottom right wants to take the expansion. The mine's blocking it. He's going to try to, like, I think, do the cannon, cannon next to it, just anyway thing. And alright, no, he is bringing the Observer, so I guess we'll just kill it with the probe eventually. But I'll still give the indication that you want to take the 4th base, so we'll see how that ends up actually working. This Arbiter did build up a lot of energy. That's enough for a recall now. Is there any good piles of units you can go with? Not really. GeForce ahead on supply, but just barely. It's almost kind of entirely workers.
I'm not sure you research recall anyway. Look, there goes starts just now. If he's going to research Observer speed, he has to use it to send his observers to far corners of the map, alright? So that's why he sent it down there. Look, these Vultures are going to come and try and do something about this, but a bit too late. They can still potentially stop transfers, though. What upgrades is Terran on? Only +1 right now? +2 a bit late, but it is on the way. Oh, look at this. He's going to cancel that cannon. Pretty annoying for Protoss, actually. Oh, look, another probe going down to the other base there. Just these Vultures none the wiser. Looks like they'll retreat after killing that cannon very smartly. Oh, but too late. It's Goons and Arbiter. Gonna do a lot of damage there.
Oh, and look, we're gonna go into a Reaper tech. It looks like, or at least getting shuttles, maybe getting shuttle speed. The support bay just getting finished up in the main for Tesla, so we'll see what it ends up being here. I would love if it was speed shuttles. You do start doing storm drops, so you can get into Live's base. But like, look at the turret ring at the Terran 3rd. Like, it's gonna be hard to actually, if you're going for Arbiters, like going for recall, it's gonna be hard to get in anywhere at this point.
Yeah, that's some anti-recall turrets I've ever seen them. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with support bay. I can't imagine he'd make Reavers at this point in the game. What are you going to do, recall like 4 Reavers and kill all their depots or something?
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Right. The Vultures have failed in their task to stop Protoss expanding, but nonetheless, Protoss looks like he might want to go for an attack here, and he has 2 stasis available, so definitely an option. EMP not available on that second vessel, but the other one... Oh no, it is available, my bad. Where's the other vessel? Wasn't there one more? I thought... Oh, there it is. With 200 energy. A lot of EMPs available to deny this Arbiter, and Protoss does actually retreat here.
Yeah, it is gonna be that speed shuttle research. I guess,
Oh.
yeah, not gonna be Reavers. Like that makes sense, but I'm a little disappointed. I would love for it to have been. That would have been cool.
The
But
dropship
look at
dies.
G-Force. Whatever.
Never mind the armies clashing. The dropship died, man. Have you no respect? Okay, yeah, it does look like he's going to attack this angle, but there's plenty of mines here. I'm not sure about this. One Zealot going to try and clear some. Nice move there. A bit of cowardly Zealot, though. But yeah, I don't think you want to attack on this angle at all. Oh, I don't know about this. The vessel's getting in position now. Terran has some advanced warning thanks to those mines. A bunch of Zealots getting taken out already just to clear the minefield. I don't know about this for Protoss. Seems very dicey. Look, this is going to surge forward. EMP gets both of the Arbiters easily. A shuttle's coming forward, though, not being targeted by this Goliath. Some vultures on top of the tanks to help deal with that, but a lot of speed Zealots coming forward. Some getting stuck behind the goons, but I think there's just too much Terran here. I think this is going to crush this. Nice D-Matrix, too. Oh, didn't do much.
Vultures did die pretty quickly here, but still pretty layered on the tank placement. So it just tanks all the way down as you keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
You can see Tesla does get the worst end of that, like you were saying. I think stasis would have been huge there, but the EMP was clutch to make sure that couldn't happen. And G-Force went from being up like 10, 20 supply, now down 30. Maybe next time feeling real confident.
Oh, look at this drop, too. This is actually really strong, trying to stop this space going up. And like you have to either like basically lose some Zealots to mines, which I don't know if there's time now, or you have to let this Nexus die. It looks like the Nexus will die, so really great move there by maybe next time during that fight, dropping there as well. Maybe next time looking so strong in this game right now.
Yeah, and by flying that dropship over there, you see if there's a pylon wall for the other base, but no Nexus. So you really know like the Protoss.
Well, that's good because he knows he can drop units in there and Protoss can't do anything about it. Okay, looks like Protoss coming in for a round 2 here, but he has hardly anything here. Okay, more units running out. Where is all his supply? Is it all in Arbiters? You're in the S2, right?
Yeah, he's got stuff back at the natural that's not being used in the fight is really the big thing here. We are seeing the attempt to take the Nexus up at the 11 o'clock, so, you know, making another move. I don't want to see him attack right now. I think you got to build back up. You need stasis. I would like Storm, like some kind of splash damage. That's going to make it hard for maybe next time to move forward. But Tesla trying to get that 4th base up. I think they just gotta chill out here, wait for a good opportunity instead of trying to force it like last time.
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem though, because he's been 3 base for a long time. Well, hang on, he's saying he doesn't want to wait for an attack. He's going for a recall here, but that bad boy doesn't have much energy actually. Is it just a bait EMP? Is he going to sit there and wait that long? Look at this dropship spotting for that even. That's a good use of the dropship now that it's done its work. And the Arbiter is just like, you know what? Maybe I won't hang around just here. It didn't have energy anyway.
Well, it could vengeance kill the dropship. It's 8 quiet shots away from killing it.
Just 8 shots away. Oh.
It's so close.
Oh, you can clean up these guys at least. Good.
Yeah,
easy.
but yeah, didn't say the Nexus or anything. And maybe next time's army about to get a lot more intimidating as 3-2 is nearing completion and that supply for Terran keeps growing. So you're going to hit that big max army here. And we're going to see what the next move is because,
I mean, damage.
I would say like the one thing I'm looking for is like, I feel like you want more factories than 7, right?
Absolutely, I'd say like 10 to 12. That said, he doesn't have a 4th base yet actually, so maybe only like 8 or 9. But he should be taking a 4th base pretty soon, I think. He should be able to push onto this high ground, take this 4th up here. Now look at this, these vultures even coming up here to deny this expansion, because GeForce Tesla really needs this 5th base as well. Like, he is not going to have the money to like have the kind of trades you need to have with a late game +3 Terran army without another base or 2. And he's really kind of given up taking the bottom right after the setback of the drop. He's kind of said, alright, whatever, I'm not going to try again. These vultures laying mines. This is a nice move too.
I just don't know, where do you go? Like, his ground army, like, going through the high ground, through all these mines, you give away your position, and that tank line has supply depots waiting till you make that a nightmare.
Absolutely. This is how you're supposed to play this map. You just keep expanding north. Harassing in the bottom right is great, but you just expand north, and when you get to the double gas space and take that, you basically won.
Vultures at the 11. They're only 1k in here. These vultures are not going to care.
And these are +3 vultures as well. Oh, gosh. Okay, well, he does pull some away pretty quickly, so he's going to save some of them at least. Targeting pros, I think we could get the cannon too, but either way, he's going to do a lot of damage here. Yeah, 1 cannon really not enough to stop all this.
Okay, yeah, force the full retreat of Tesla, so a lot of the army getting out of position, which you see this all the time from Protoss, that they very much just give up their entire position. It's like, oh, it's got a couple vultures, I got to defend it. They send everything.
Oh god, look, he's retreating behind these mines. It's all planned. Oh gosh. Well, he needs to just put like 6 cannons here or something, call it a day. He does have plenty of minerals in the bank. Okay, and finally taking this upper bottom left base, bottom right base. But I mean, I think it's only a matter of time till maybe next time checks that out. Although he's obviously worrying about other things. Pretty much maxed now. Still just trying to lay mines around. I want to see him try and take that 4th though. He will need a 4th eventually.
Yeah. Now, you never have to complete it, but one of my favorite moves in this spot, because you know the Terran's going to keep scanning, see what's going on, just start getting air weapons upgrades.
Nice.
Make them think about it.
I mean, it's only 100, so might as well finish it. And then they select Drava, and they're like, oh my god. That is pretty good. Okay, looks like Protoss wants to try and attack here again. Again, this location is pretty well defended for Terran. A few mines. That 3rd looking pretty unassailable, at least by anything from the air. Look at that Arbiter coming in, though. Already got EMPs. Man, maybe next time sometime.
Yeah, and the Goliaths are just tearing it apart. +3 does so much damage.
It does. I didn't think that would actually finish it off, but there you go, +3, like you say. Again, though, Terran trying to sit here. Eventually, he has to do something. Look, once you have half the bases on the map, then you can sit there and wait for Protoss to leave, but he's not at that point yet. He's only on 3, and he's going to mine out sooner or later.
Yeah, that's kind of the move I want to see GeForce Tesla. We keep seeing him like poke and prod, like maybe you'll be out of position, but it's like take the other bottom base, take the top left, park your army right here, make next time do a real attack against you.
Well, like I said, I feel like he kind of gave up on taking this bottom right after the setback with the drop. Like, he never sent anything to clean it up. When it's like 1 Vulture and 1 tank and a few mines. Like, you send like probably like 3 Zealots, you could probably deal with that, right? Speaking of like 3 units, or 4 units in this case, how much damage can they do? It looks like not much. Entire Protoss army though, just like not again.
Which, like, that's the spot you can't give up. You're like, you don't want to be on the high ground threatening attack at the natural cool. That 4th base Terran once, you do not leave that area.
Look at this,
if you don't see them move towards your main, like, you can't be going for it. Another drop.
Maybe next time dropping the bottom right again. And once again, GeForce Tesla does not want to send any units down there.
Well, at least there wasn't workers down there.
I suppose. I think that was like a pro that was building all the stuff. But yeah, that's true. Alright, Terran actually is going to go for the kill, pushing directly across the map. I don't like it, because the problem is now he has a big counterattack angle potentially at this 4th. Look at that. Nexus is being built at the Terran's base. Terran actually moved commanding some units in, or A-moving them. But this is like some free kills for the Protoss here. Needs to be careful here. If Protoss counterattacks... Okay, so mine's going to save the day, I think. And like, there's still a lot of units to rally. In fact, Terran really not moving forward with everything. And Protoss, I think, very smartly here, just going to go in immediately. Or is he retreating? Oh. Okay, he's going to go in for the counterattack. And I think it's going to work. There's not much here for Terran. Terran really not in a critical position yet. Like, he'd have to be getting up to the gateways to make this worthwhile. And all this Terran army just going to be retreating into this natural. He has a couple of D-Matrix and EMPs, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. That is a lot of tanks, though, actually. Well...
Again, they're just so far back. Next time's been really good about just having them be a little bit further back, making it hard, but just so many Zealots just keeps moving through. And next time, they're sending back some Vultures, like a little bit to help out, but they got this contained set outside natural. But like you said, that's not killing production. Like, you don't really care at that point. You'll eventually build up what you need. And it looks like Protoss Army is doing a great job. Like, you don't need to get through that the recall if you can just walk in the base.
That's right. This is called the manual recall. But yeah, he's trying to produce stuff in these factories, but he does kind of need to come up with everything, I feel. Okay, if he got in the Protoss base and killed everything, which I don't think he will, because Protoss is still producing here. If he did do that, like, would Terran even still win this game? Because Protoss kind of has more outposts around the map. He did build this Nexus at the 9 o'clock, which is a huge asset in this scenario, actually. And honestly, it looks like Protoss is going to produce enough from his gateways that there's no way Terran's actually going to clean up this base. And, like, he is going to lose his main. So, honestly, Terran, I think, is lost here.
Yeah, I think the base trades get so much more complicated. If you're used to playing something like a Fighting Spirit or a Polypoid where you got, you know, more mains, it gets high on the production. You get high production on this map. It's in your main.
Well, nonetheless, Protoss can always like try and hold the ramp, even if you do only have one production location. Like, you can see, it's going to be difficult for Terran to get up here. This is really not that big a force he has left here now. What happened to the rest of his army? There's some in the middle of the map, but I guess that's all he has. Trying to evacuate the factories, but honestly, I think the damage is done. Where's he even going to land them?
Yeah, but look at there's still a decent amount of tanks guarding that 9 o'clock base, and the stuff that was using the drops in the bottom right is still there. So, like, there's a lot of supply tied up just in various little locations.
Okay, Protoss done counterattacking the main now, as a few units trying to inch up here, and there's just so many Zealots, actually. He might even be able to break this. Okay, he does pull back there, but that's all he needs to do. He doesn't even need to be efficient. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't lose his base, and he's good. Although he is low on money, I just realized. Mining from several locations, but low on money nonetheless. All these depots are going to fall. And yeah, there's nowhere for Terran to land these factories. He can't land at the 9 o'clock. Protoss can see that. Okay, Protoss coming forward with another wave here. That D-Matrix tank going to survive a little longer, but ultimately with the splash damage from the friendly tanks doesn't survive forever. Well, actually, maybe he can get up here. Oh my god, this is kind of crazy. There's not that many slots left.
Honestly, Tesla just needs to go home now. They've done critical damage to the main. Look how supply block next time is. Has no factories to produce any.
How many mines are between him and his main? That's the problem here. Like, how much of this stuff's going to get back?
If you go the top path or the very bottom path, like, not that many.
Look at the 9 o'clock, or the 3rd, I guess, right now. Like, look at this block of the eBay. That's actually really smart. Because, you know, he won't be able to target if he gets his SCVs under that. Because he knows this is a critical location. Oh my god, this game actually might be closer than I thought. Because I'm thinking now, Terran might actually be able to take out this main. And then, yeah, sure, Protoss is mining everywhere, but then what do you do? Like, do you have time? Do you have money to rebuild all your tech and your production? DT's coming out, but there's vessels here, so that's not going to work out. Terran's still trying to inch his way up, but the main Protoss army is returning. There's only a few mines. Maybe it will be enough. Look at those factories, just giving all the vision.
Yeah, tanks on siege, they're moving closer to their ramp. They want to keep pushing in. But GeForce Tesla doesn't know what to do with their units. They're going for the production building instead of going back to help retreat and like help defend this. I think they need to defend their main at this point. You've already done so much damage. Like, why are you still like really trying to close in the kill? You know, like you can't land these factories.
This is so clutch. Okay, he's trying to get in there, but you can't right click on the SCVs because the EV's in the way. There's actually just no way he can get in there. Or they're not in the whole position though. He needs to be careful about that. He really needs to get the proper block there. He should pull all the SCVs. Oh no, some zealots get through. Oh, it was a good idea, but not well executed. If he had, like, all the SCVs there, I feel like this would be impregnable, but as it stands, these zealots starting to clean this up. And unless GeForce retreats, could this be a critical mistake? He only has, like, 10, 12 goons left now. And yeah, the block is going to be reinstated here. Maybe next time has an enormous amount of money if he could just build some depots and actually start making some stuff. Looks like he will take out this Protoss main. Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Is Protoss actually going to lose?
I think they're going to, but man, they shouldn't have. This is definitely like a fumbled idea of like recognizing what's important here, which is just really unfortunate to have this happen. This is like one of those games you're gonna remember like months. If you end up like losing this game, you'll like much rather be like, I should have just went defended it, man. Like just bring it up every so often.
Well, actually, you know what? He can still win because all he needs to make is Zealot Dragoon right. He has enough observers around. I think he's fine on that count. He doesn't need arbiters, so he doesn't need to rebuild a lot of tech. And he has a couple gateways here and there. Like I think he actually will be able to do it because the thing is, Terran will take this out, but then his army's over here. And how can it really travel anywhere meaningful on the map? He's going to try and take this bottom right, but the observer's looking at that right now. I think Protoss can deny any additional bases from Terran, and Terran is mined out already on the one he has. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a very big bank. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Mega next time make more production anywhere.
Well, there's no way to make it. Where's he going to fit it?
There's a couple spaces in the 9 o'clock now. You're mined out.
Now that he's mined out. True, he has to rebuild his barracks if he wants to make factories now, though. Oh gosh, Goon's running into mines there. Every unit counts so much right now. An Arbiter gets out, which is actually a very useful unit to have in these late game scenarios. Stasis is actually extremely strong in these scenarios. You'd think it'd be better kind of the more units there are, but it's actually kind of the opposite. The fewer units there are, the stronger it seems. Okay, these goons take out that vulture. So look at this. This bottom right base is not going to go up, even if he runs into these mines, which, you know, he's going to pick them off, actually. This poor tank has been sitting here for like 10 minutes. Can he get one more kill?
Yeah, he did. It went to 6.
Oh, he did too. Nice. I thought he didn't shoot because I didn't see it in the floating building. Okay, well, what's the move now? I guess Protoss just needs to build up a bunch of zealots, which he's doing, and then take out all these tanks. So if he takes out all these tanks in the main, you know, wherever they're in the main at the time or not, I think Terran doesn't have any more options. But I suppose theoretically, if Terran doesn't have a bad engage, you can just crawl these tanks around the map, killing everything Protoss has, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it is still 3 mining bases. Some gateways are made up now, so even though there's not a lot of production behind it, still, you know, 7 gateways. You got a cyber core. You can work towards the next step as well, and we are seeing the commitment. All right, I will make a barracks, and look, actually, that base over in the bottom, or the 9 o'clock, has to be all depots because he's so block.
Well, he's going to rebuild in his own main, and if Protoss doesn't know about it, he won't do anything about it, like clearing these mines now.
I would like to see him bring like all the tanks and SCVs from this 9 o'clock and actually try and reunite them with his main army. I don't know how he would accomplish that, but if he could, actually maybe Terran should have been building his production up here, yeah, because he has an SCV here somehow. I guess he's going to make his like fortified outpost, but I mean, there's enough money on the map. Protoss could still just go carriers later if he really has to bust this kind of thing. Now Protoss finally supply blocked. Oh my gosh. Oh, he can recall, I just realized. If he recalls in here, I mean, there are 3 vessels, but if he recalls in here, that's actually going to do it. Is there any more arbiters? I heard there was another one somewhere, but I guess not. Just the one.
Yeah, but it's nearing that recall energy, so definitely going to be an option if you want to go for it.
I think that's his plan here, just the way he's clustering his army up. I think. Well, he's rebuilding his tech as well, getting Stargate, Citadel. 4 factories on the way there.
The only anti-air is those 2 turrets. You can just take the Arbiter, let it get impeded, just start killing tanks slowly.
True. Although he can repair, and he has a lot of money. In fact, he could start building turrets more. Like, 1 Arbiter is not going to stop a turret going up. No way, no how. He got a bunch of SCVs in here, but I mean, he's already building factories in his main. If he started building factories up here, it'd be kind of cool. We're building depots here. My god, Terra just building everywhere. You know, his money isn't infinite. It might feel that way, but it'll run out for so many things. And look at this, couple of zealots going to the bottom left. That's actually a big deal. He's going to find all these factories being built. And honestly, Protoss can easily move down and kill that, and even if the Terran army comes down and like kills his 12 o'clock or something, I don't think he really cares that much. Okay, cancels them all. I love the decisive reaction here. Not hesitating. I think that was actually the right move, because you can actually make them all up in this top right. It might be better. There's one.
I think I saw Stargate get completed, and we're moving towards Templar now, so I think the plan is to go right back into Arbiters, be able to produce more than one of them, and I can
well, he does have a lot of gas. With 3 vessels, probably a bit dicey, but I mean, Archon's cost efficient, right? Well, no, okay, that's not the way to put it. They're mineral efficient. Ooh, that Zealot! Oh, what a hero! Oh my god, is he gonna take out all of them? What a goddamn hero, that Zealot. Oh, look at this, the entire Protoss army like, alright, time's up, the 9 o'clock is falling. Oh, or not. They're just gonna kill those few SCVs. I mean, Terran has floating buildings, right? So they're not gonna be eliminated here. They will have to come to realize that they have no options. Man, Tesla's army is big now.
Yeah, it really is nearing max at this point. Still has plenty of workers as well. And remember, this is game 1.
GG.
So I was like, you got to be mentally ready for that next game. We do finally get the tap out from Terran. Protoss does manage to hold on and get the victory, but it looked a little dicey there for a minute. Still, we're getting a lot of real long kind of macro games and seeing a big late game decision making.
Definitely. Yeah, Terran was in a huge lead, but this is why you can't just kind of YOLO your army across. You have to just kind of inch across and divide up the map, keep putting mines everywhere. He would have been in a really good position, I think, if he just went north and kept taking bases. Because as we saw, he kind of almost pulled that off anyway, even though he just got immediately backstabbed.
Yeah, almost. I still think G-Force, you know, once he killed off the main, like, forced all the factories to lift and leave, like, just go back and actually defend.
Yeah, true. Alright, in the top right, in the green, we have G-Force Tesla. Currently up 1 game in this best of 3. In the bottom left, in the white, we have maybe next time. So, unfortunately, Cheese Police down 1 game. Come on, Cheese Police, you can bring it back. You gotta bring it back. I'm not sure what's at stake. I guess the CPL finals.
Yeah, CPL finals. Like, if you lose this round here, your team manages to finish tied for 3rd, which is definitely not bad at all, but you want to be in that finals for sure. Remember that other series? We made more progress last night, but we still haven't officially concluded who is going to go there. Although Destructoids are quite close.
Yeah, it's 9 points for Destructoids, right? It's only 1 off. But in this one, of course, there's a few matches to go before it's decided. Now, I know what's at stake. Cheese Police doesn't want like filthy bugs in the finals, right? The flying SCVs, is that what you want in your finals?
I mean, no, I guess not.
State Zero, I know I'm a living meme, but this depot is not in a good place.
Alright, tell me about it. Why is it so bad?
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't boost SCVs.
It provides food.
Okay. But it could do so much more. It could do so much more. It could be blocking the back of the minerals, it could be preparing for a barracks, it could be helping wall. I don't know. A depot can be so much more than just food.
It could be more food, maybe.
It could be more than food. Alright, this SCV coming up here. So, scouting a lot earlier than his opponent. In fact, that's a pretty early scout for TVP, I just realised.
Do you think he's going to try and go for like a gasless or something along those lines this time? Nope, okay, nope, he's going to go for a gas. Because it's just a really early scout.
Yeah, I think I actually don't mind it if you're playing Terran. If you want to do an early scout, just because we're on the 4-player map and you just played a really long one, your opponent will feel very capable. Maybe you're looking for Nexus first.
Yeah, maybe it's like 2 a.m. for your opponent. Like, fucking hell, I thought this game would be 5 minutes, and they, you know, they want a proxy. You never know. I like the double close scout as well. I think it's a good move in this matchup. Tesla going to just make his way around the map. Like pretty normal opening from both players so far. Again, I'm kind of impressed now with them waiting for some crazy cheese after such a long game. And you know, next time must be kind of nervous after how ahead he was, and then like kind of throwing the game. He must be kind of like, damn, like how am I going to do this?
Yeah, I mean, really, like the next time was in such a good spot until he was just like, "I'll attack." It's like you got here because you didn't attack. What are you doing? Like, you got so out of position, it kind of ruined everything here. Hey, look, that second depot, it's in position for you. Which
it could have been the first one though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we do see. Ooh, look at that factory and guys still mining gas.
Yes, we need a rhyme for that. We need a rhyme for that, right?
For what?
Like, you know, guys stealing gas means 2-fac or something, or at least means watch out. I don't know. I'll think about it later, I guess. But yes, he probably is going to go for a second factory just here. Looks like that is what he's going for after all. Okay, for a second I thought he was going to block his machine shop. I was like, don't do it. Okay, Protoss looking like he's probably going for 20, 21 next, 23 next again. Okay, looks like he's going to get at least 23 next. I mean, he would have had a very well executed opening last game, so if he just goes for a normal opening, I'm kind of confident his chance to toll off this 2-fac, especially given that it's cross positions. I think GeForce Tesla would probably be looking pretty good against that.
Well, so here's the thing I'm always going to say about stuff like this, because we in theory you know how to deal with 2-fac. You're making units, you get your range, you go forward, and you buy yourself some time, buy yourself some production rounds. A lot of CPL players don't move forward, don't buy the time.
Well, he's sending a goon here. He's going to find out there's no command center. We'll see what his response is. Oh, but look at this. The sneaky bunker. I love it. That is an excellent move here. Because if your opponent doesn't do the smart thing and just run past the bunker, that'll have a look, and they think it's an expansion, they'll be none the wiser. But look at this. It's a citadel coming up. And actually, this is pretty good against 2-fac. If maybe next time can lay defensive mines, then he can potentially keep the game going. But if he doesn't lay them just so, the game can end rather abruptly. Now look at this. GeForce Tesla, he's going to get the scout. So he knows what he's up against. So in this case, I mean, he knows how to kind of position his units, prevent mines going down, and he kind of has full intel right now.
Yeah, no, I like what we're seeing from both players here. So, I think mines did finish, right? Or did they get canceled? I just saw no, they got canceled a little bit just to get I think to get the tanks produced a little bit quicker, just to be sure. So delaying it a little bit here, but we do see that Temple Archives on the way, second gateway as well. Poked for again, still knows a CC, so GeForce really be on top of their stuff, trying to know what they're dealing with here. Their Nexus does complete, and we'll see what the move is going to be. Are they going to keep sending a bunch of these across the map, and we see one goon back at home, going to plug up the hole? It's just these two. They've taken a decent amount of shield damage, so if you're going to try to delay a push, you do have to be very, very careful, but totally could be worth it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what you do when you know it's 2-fac when you're already going TT Rush. I suppose the only difference is you just snipe vultures at all costs and don't worry about the tanks and marines at all. So like if you lose your goons to snipe all the vultures, you're feeling good. Alright, but here we go. Push is going to begin with only 2 tanks. Okay, no, there's the third one. I mean, it does look like a pretty scary push. And like I say, if mines can go down, Terran can definitely stay in the game. And the DTs haven't even started yet. So he definitely has time here. But he doesn't even know yet, I don't believe. Is he going to attack?
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, but it's just the 3. Ooh, the shield's already gone, and one's going to have health. And this is what I'm talking about. Remember, we need to buy that time. Like, you just see this, the full retreat. This is not buying no time.
But nonetheless, the DTs will be able to defend this, right? It's not really feasible to lay mines on top of them while you're attacking, I don't think. Because honestly, it's more likely to drag into your own units. Shield battery coming up, although I question the necessity of that. Maybe just trying to look normal until the DTs pop out. But yeah, I feel like Terran has laid a couple of anti-DT mines, but he's going to need a lot more. Ideally, when he sees the DTs, he just immediately starts running back and laying mines, and he probably can stay in this, but his CC is going to be very late, because he went straight into siege mode and vulture speed. Alright, there's the blur. They're going to run into one mine right over. He sieges up just at the wrong moment. There's DTs getting on top without even triggering the mine, but maybe the mine will make it all the worse. There's pretty good damage here. Yeah, blowing up all the stuff. Still 4 vultures left, though. They can easily run back and lay mines. Maybe next time says GG. You can't quite pull it off. So that's actually 2-0 for Tesla.
that was such a good decision to just be like, all right, I'm doing this, and gets to fully commit to it, poking around. It's like, you didn't expand yet? I got you. I know what you want.
Yeah, it's like, that's probably like best case scenario almost, right? Because he knows he has no detection if he's going too fast. Well, I feel like Terran could have tried to stay in, but it would have been a disadvantage for sure. Alright, just a 2-second break before we go into our next game. Caesar, I don't know if you need a break, but if you don't, I know you're going to shill. I don't even need to ask you. I'll be back in just a minute.
Well, I mean, if I got the opportunity, right? I guess there's a little shilling to do for sure. As you know, we are casting semifinals. The plan is we are going to finish the semifinals before we start any of the grand finals. At the moment, we don't really have too much set up for the next cast. We got the EU match of the week on Thursday, as we normally do. That's in the afternoon. Pancake Princess is not running that one. They've been running it all season, but they got some stuff they got to do instead. Instead, we're going to Camo Daz tagging in for a fun time. I still think casting a quad, so soon tomorrow afternoon, if you live in America or prime time for Europe, you can check that out. It'll be a good time for sure. Other than that, we are nearing the end of the semifinals. A lot of things have been casted. I'm going to make sure that hopefully by next week, like by Monday, that's going to be the official start where we got everything done for semifinals. We can start the grand finals, get in that mix. We haven't officially revealed who's in the finals on either side just yet. We're updating scores as we go, so definitely you want to stay tuned and be checking all that out. Other than that, there's a new ladder season. I assume if you're watching this, you know that, but maybe you don't. New maps. Benzi's gone. And Ring and Bloom and all these garbage maps, they're gone. The map pool looks a lot better now, so make sure you're checking out the ladder, getting back into your StarCraft shape, ready for the next ladder season.
Alright, I've returned, and I assume by Caesar you're doing the game he has as well.
Yep.
Did you ever leave?
No.
I knew it.
Chill, baby. Come on.
Yeah, nice. So we do have an EU match of the week tomorrow, right? Even though, unfortunately, our regular caster is not available. Kamidaz is stepping in.
Yeah, I said all of that for you, so I know you want to reiterate.
I just want to make sure you said that. I just want to make sure you said that. All right. Yep. In the top right, in the olive, we have Top Man rocking that Zerg soundtrack, so good. At the bottom left, in the pink, we have Okoini. What do you think?
Okoini sounds good. Sure.
Alright, Okoini it is. And Okoini is for Cheese Police. And to police this Zerg, Top Man here for flying SCVs. Unfortunately not able to build any SCVs of his own. Will he succeed without the strongest unit?
I know, they got Zerglings, bro.
I'm trying to think, if I could choose which unit to have in my composition, SCVs as my base workers or Zerglings as my base unit, I don't know, tough decision. Okay.
Oh, for love of God, I take Zerglings. Yeah.
Imagine you had to produce them from a barracks though, instead of like lava production. Actually, maybe.
Imagine if you could heal them with medics.
Oh, that sounds nice. No, but they're too fast. It wouldn't really work out. The best unit for that would be zealots.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Imagine how
you ever do that? You ever do that in Team Melee? It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, no, what I keep doing in Team Melee is I make fire bats and then they roast all my friendly zealots accidentally. Because in team games, everything does friendly fire, like scarabs, for example. What else? What else does splash but not friendly fire? I can't think. Lurkers, all that will kill your teammates' units. It's very painful. Now look at this low ground depot. We're going to set up the link-proof wall here. Although, actually, hang on, hold the phone. That's not going to be a link-proof wall. If we put
that should be in the center, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because depot will be touching depot horizontally, and there's a gap there. Now, granted, it's not too hard to defend, and we don't even see a 9-pull or anything, so I shouldn't freak out too much. It should be fine. And this hatch is going to go down. SCV coming up to scout. What is that?
I'm just a little intrigued.
Is that my chair creaking?
No, I gasped real hard when the DTs and the mines and all that stuff happened.
Oh yeah, you did too. It's a good clip. My chair is very creaky. I do apologize for that. Anyway, sees this pool go up. Where's the gas? There's the gas. Like it looks like. Oh no, there isn't the gas. Oh, what a sick block! That was like a last possible second. Okay, I don't know if this is actually worth it, but I suppose it does kind of pigeonhole Zerg that he can't get the muted timing he wants here. But I don't know, is this really worth it for Terran? Because how much are you going to delay your NCC for this? Interesting.
Honestly, I think it is just the mental side of it, because realistically, this happens, you probably have to go 3-hatch. And most players in that wanted to go 2. They probably didn't practice 3 in a while if you were just like a dedicated 2-hatch player. So I like this just from the we're playing in playoffs, get out of here. And Plus, I mean, he didn't finish it, so he gets to cancel it. No big deal. There's that third hatchery.
Okay, but like, what is Terran going for behind this? He does not have an expansion. He can't get this overlord. That's not going to happen. It's going to make it on the cliff. Wait a minute. But there's a barracks. Oh, he's actually going to get it. That's actually huge. Oh my god. The friggin' moves. Alcoini just like dominating his opponent already. Can't even make Zerglings to counterattack because he killed that overlord. I think that's only one Zergling hatching in there, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And we're taking the gas bag at home now. One barracks can go back in production, so you're just messing with your opponent. You're stalling everything down. Like, you're gonna have such a great time with this. And like, what do? You just go like 2 Racks Academy. It's like your normal stuff. Like, for sure, I think you've done enough damage, especially killing that overlord. Or you just sitting real pretty right now as
Absolutely.
The Terran.
Where's the cancel? You need to cancel this though. Don't want to lose that minerals. There you go.
Yep.
Wow, Zerg's lair is going to be so late. It's going to be like, even for 3 hatch, like 20 seconds late, I think. Oh, he's not even taking the gas. What's he waiting for? Oh, he should get the natural. Oh, okay, never mind. It's going to be not so late then. So smart move to take the natural there. But yeah, Terran probably going to come out with stim timing here, it looks like. And that's probably a good move when you know your opponent's been forced into 3 hatch. And like you say, maybe not so familiar with it. They might not be playing safe enough and you might bust them. Now, is that a single Marine coming across? No, it's an SCV. Thank God. I was going to say, if that's a Marine, he's in for a little surprise. SCVs just ignore him. He's going to go straight in and get the scout. Now, it is Lair. After that kind of tumultuous opening, would you think like getting link speed and trying to all in would be worth it? Maybe not with this wall here.
I don't think I like that decision. I think you're expecting your opponent to kind of be in a normal play. I don't know if I like going Muta either though. I think this might be an opportunity to go like 3 hatch lurker, or like just prepare yourself for like crazy Zerg or something a little more unorthodox, because your opponent's already messed with you a bit. But Muta time, like, you're definitely going to be off the time, and your opponent is going to like know like what time they can be prepared by.
Yeah, I suppose. The thing is, 3 hatch lurker takes a long time to kind of be able to do anything here. You can't really attack your opponent as easily. So you'd really be sitting back, letting Terran take the initiative here. I mean, not that you can't necessarily win that way. Now, the second barracks is extremely late here for Alcoini. I think that's what he had to pay for, not having the minerals from the gas, probably. But nonetheless, he's going to have like a little force of Marines. He's going to be able to build a couple of medics, so technically he can come across an attack. Not making the medics right away, though. Scan goes down. Sees the Spire. Very nice.
Yeah, and Link Speed's about to finish up as well, adding on some drones. I'm actually like just thinking a little bit more about the opening. I wonder if Zerg should have went 4 hash before gas, because you would have had the time for your pool to finish, but get the lings, and then you're like, it's a greedy opening, but your opponent kind of got delayed to do the gas steal and stuff anyway. They probably would have trouble punching it.
What are you doing with that 4th hatch though? Like, what does it do without the gas? Just making more lings?
Well, you'll get the gas eventually because you can take it at a 3rd base. You get your gas ready, but it's just more drones, more larvae.
Right, well I would say you should just take the 3rd hatch at the 3rd base then, and save the minerals for like drones and other stuff. Like, I don't think going 4 hatch is actually that economical at that point before you have that many drones. I don't know, I'm no Zerg master though. Alright, looks like the medics are ready, Stim's ready. If he wants to hit before Muta, he's going to have to move out now. There is only 1 sunken, which is certainly not enough to stop this. Are we going to see the move out?
We got a factory, not an eBay.
That is a very fast factory. Yeah, he's going to need an eBay, isn't he? If he's going to stop these Mutalisks. I see he still has a window. I want to see him move out, but I think the window's closing. Okay, it's going to be very close to this now. I think there's going to be like probably 10 seconds at the Zerg base before the Mutas are out. Actually, maybe more. Spire was not as close to finishing as I thought. Sometimes the production tab is misleading. Okay, there we go. Start up those Mutas.
I did already use one of the stems to try to clear out some of these lings, so a lot of these Marines moved across, still pretty injured. The medics haven't had a chance to heal them, and we do see the Mutas in production. We're waiting for more. 7 on the way now. We already got Sunken finished as well, and there goes the scan going down. Immediately he's checking the 3rd. First thing, just to find out if there's the opportunity. He sees a drone there, so, if you take a little advantage, that seems pretty reasonable. Yeah,
this is a fine move just to force these Sunkens and to delay the 3rd. A few middles out, but probably not enough that he can kill this force before it gets back. He wants that Overlord. Look at that. Is he going to get it, though? Maybe. But he's splitting up his army. If the Mutas come over here, they could potentially clean this up. He does get it. Okay.
I don't like stimming for that.
Oh, you need to, because otherwise he'll get away over the dead ground. Because he gets to a certain spot, you can't.
Yeah, but I just don't like, if you're this close and your Mutas are coming for sure, like taking more damage, like doing the stuff. The mechs aren't really have an opportunity to heal up here, and now you can see trapped on the top side by that ramp. The Mutas can start micring way through. More Mutas in production at this point. A lot of barracks getting added on here, but this force that's out there is getting cleaned off without any issue, and you're gonna lose all these medics at this point. This is not looking as great for Terran as I thought it was a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, he really does not want to lose his medics. I mean, he's blocking the ramp, but that's going to help against his mutas. That said, he didn't really make that much bio behind this. Like, I feel like he's been investing his money in other things, adding on more barracks. Is there an eBay yet? Oh yeah, there's turrets everywhere. There must be an eBay. Where the hell is it? Am I blind? Can't... Oh, there it is. Oh,
is it all the way in the bottom corner?
It's under the minimap, yeah, that's right. So going up to 5 racks here, he got this factory so fast, but he's not using it, not getting a starport here, which I have to say is a bit of a mistake.
Okay. No, as you said it, man. As you said it.
Okay, but then that was a bit delayed, to be honest. I'm not sure you can afford to go 5 racks production and get a starport this fast. Especially with all these turrets he's had to build. Honestly, that's a lot of turrets.
Anyway, see how many meters are showing up here. We got 10, one gets very bruised, ends up getting killed off, and I don't think the meters are really going to be able to muster their way through. They're taking a lot of turret fire. I think you want to be a little more controlled here as Tartman, kind of peel back, not worry about anything. There is an SCV hanging out at the bottom right corner, so if, you know, that might be trying to get a base for later, but we do see starport nearing completion, should be able to keep working up, and there's another barracks, so we're up to 6 barracks now?
Where's the... Oh yeah, right, because it's on the low ground. Yeah, look, with the amount of turrets Terran made, I think the mutas have done their work, and it's good that he's transitioning to lurkers right now. Because, yeah, the mutas have done enough, just forcing this many turrets. Like, how many is there? 5, was it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 turrets. So they don't really need to do SCV harass. They've kind of already cost the Terran enough. Look at that, they get a couple of SCVs for free anyway, very nice. Look at the medics.
Just gotta be careful. Yeah, be careful. You don't want to be just losing stuff for here. Because if you don't ever get these killed off, the threat of turning them to Guardians later is always very real. We've seen a little bit more of that play more recently, so you know that could always be an option to keep them alive. But we're seeing Queen's Nest is done, a lot of lurkers being made. I want to see that hive get started. Tartman though, the drone count's still not super great and not making any moves to take the 4th base, so it's all going to be about what their next plan is as the hive starts.
Yeah, there it goes. So I don't know if I like Guardians here because Terran's starport's already up. I mean, obviously, you might not know about it, it might not make race, but you have enough vessels, you can kind of combat it. Okay, looks like he's going to start moving out here. Lurker's not in position for a container or anything, just defending back at his base. Imagine if he had these 6 lurkers up here, he'd actually be holding Terran back, I think. Otherwise, Terran will be able to get out here. A few SCVs coming with, not sure what they're going to do. This is building a bunker? Interesting.
They're inspiring morale, apparently. We've seen a lot of stems just trying to clear out the area, and we do see Tartman fully make sure these meters are nowhere near anything, or nothing else is really far forward at this point. But, I mean, honestly, like, this is all looking pretty good, adding on a lot of drones behind this, and we're seeing that control tower getting made, so, yeah, should be a transition into SK Terran, which, I don't know, we'll see, like, maybe you add on, like, is this one of the players that adds on a couple siege tanks with the factories, or just going to try to charge for it? Bio.
But he does not have a machine shop, and I mean, there's not really space for one where his factory is, so I think he's just going straight into SK Terran here.
Well, I feel like a lot of times I see people fly the barrack. Like, if they're not going to use the factory, they fly the factory.
It's true, but maybe he just forgot all about it, I don't know. This like bunker setup here, I can kind of see the point of it, because you want to control this space and make this your rally point, but at the same time, it like doesn't defend the 3rd really at all, so I'm not sure it's really worth it. There's a lot of minerals to be sinking into that. Now, the Fireman coming up, Zerg playing a pretty standard game here. Like, except that, you know, 2 actually keeps it standard, but other than that, he's just going straight up to Lurker, then Defiler, and then he's probably getting his 4th base before he gets Ultra. The like, really, I don't want to say old school at this point of saying, but the very traditional way of playing.
Yeah, I feel like the Evo chambers maybe are the only thing that are a little late.
What is this? A command center being built out here. Interesting. This is where he builds the nuke silo, you see. It's the most protected location on the map. You're just trying to engage...
isn't there rubble next to it? Can you even build a nuke silo?
No, you can't. You definitely can't. Don't worry about it, though. Okay, how many lurkers are actually there? Is that 3? Yeah, that's 3. You don't want to fight that, that's for sure. Yeah, Terran definitely not going to make anything happen before Defilers here. The vessel production has been sluggish, only 1 starting just now, very delayed for some reason. But he looks like he's going to take a 3rd fairly fast, and he's macroing pretty well with regards to how many Marines he's making, although, now I think about it, that's actually not what he's been making. He's just been making bunkers with all his money, but they are full of Marines now. Again, though, a single Dark Swarm will push back this location easily.
Wait, these bunkers have a lot of units in them? That's what I don't get. Look, landing that factory, adding a machine shop out the front, like, I don't understand really what I'm looking at here, but what I really want to see, and hopefully, you know, we are seeing the move towards soon, I want a 3rd base. You have so many workers at this point, you're clearly not really in the mood to be super aggressive.
Well, that's the command center, just needs to position it.
Yeah, I guess you just fly it over or something, but...
It's actually further than it would have been if you built it in his main, just to make that clear.
I gotta say I don't like what we're seeing from Zerg either, though. Making ultras now with the late Evo chambers, there's no armor.
If he's gonna get consumed like this, I feel like he should go for a 4. Like the bottom right. Wait, what? Why is there a depot and a turret in the bottom right? What the
I don't know, man. Don't worry about it, man. It's vision.
Okay.
There's food doing more, just like you want.
Great. Look, I feel like Zerg should be trying to secure one of these bottom right bases with Consume before he thinks about Ultras. Yeah, and you know, one thing about this wall Terran has out in the map here is very good against Ultralists if there's like a big fight with many Ultralists and many Marines. Here, this wall is actually going to be very clutch, but I mean, I can just envision Zerg just ignoring it and coming to this 9 o'clock, and with Dark Swarm, like, you better get up there.
I just don't get why that CC was made in the middle, but we're seeing the bio moving forward. If you can kill off an Overlord too, but they're flying far enough away.
Whoa.
Oh, right to the Lurkers, not like this.
Man, Okoini hates Overlords, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we are seeing like more units being reinforced, but there's a single vessel here. It's where I'm envisioning trying to kill that Overlord does get this one.
Wow.
And we do get CC over in the bottom right as well, so.
I guess that was all part of the plan.
Yeah, 40 chests, Terran going up to 4 bases, while Tarman's just building up all their hive tech. They are slightly supply blocked, but Plague is about to finish, Consume's already done, starting out on Ultralist, and working, like, +1 armors will be done eventually, Kindness playing as well. But see if this is the engaged. Dark Swarms are going to go down. Bio's going to have to be very careful how to manage this. Dark Swarm's not keeping up with the Ling, so audience time.
Yeah, then the Bio does.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Swarm, though. Back you go. Well, he's only losing minerals, and Zerg almost doesn't care about minerals. Almost. Oh, gosh.
Oh, the Scourge.
Nice, didn't even lose 4 of them. Very nicely done there by Zerg. And yeah, not a single Irradiator has been casted yet. Kindness on the way. 1 Ultra is being built. Going for that scan. He's looking for the Defiler, but he's too far back. Says not to go for it. What's he scanning now? Scanning the additional bases. Still not seeing any, and there are none. Although, he scans the 12, and just after that, Zerg's sending a drone there.
Yeah, now, we are pretty far in the game at this point, 15 minutes in. Zerg being up on supply, fully like loaded on their hive tech, and now working towards that north base. I like what we're seeing here. Now, there's more bunkers over at that 9 o'clock base. They are loaded with units, which, look how many bio are in bunkers.
Yeah,
away from. This is actually insane how much supply is not on the map here. So, like, imagine if Tarman just forced the fight.
Well, the thing is, you know, bunkers are good, but Swarm just negates them completely if they only have Marines in them, right? So, I don't know how much he's going to achieve here. Starting to make tanks here. I don't know if he has siege mode, but if you have enough siege tanks, you can do something. Now, look at this. Here comes the Ultra Defiler army. Now, there's a decent amount of bio for Terran. If he falls back to this wall and there's no Swarm, definitely this wall is going to be very clutch, but I don't know, there's a Defiler coming with this, and he irradiated an Ultralist instead. Not that it isn't good value to irradiate an Ultralist. Can he get the Defiler? Can he get the Defiler?
Come on, Ultras, cover your boy. Don't let it happen.
That vessel's trying to do it, but he's not in range. Irradiates it after the first swarm goes down. If there's another swarm, he'll have to retreat. Okay, some bunkers are not covered by the swarm, though, so he can hold some of them at least. Now, here's the thing, this wall was actually helping Terran a lot, but at the same time, Zerg didn't have to attack into this. He could retreat. But actually going to shred all those Ultras. What upgrades is Terran at? It's +2 weapons versus +1 armor. No wonder these Ultras are getting destroyed. Finally hanging out in the swarm, but that bunker is actually empty anyway, so this worked out beautifully for Terran, except for that tank. Looks like it was all part of the plan.
I don't. It's one of those. I'm looking at it and I'm like, the defense is working, but I don't know how to explain why it's working.
Attack into that. He could have just not done that. Okay, first down the swarm, but the Ultras gets baited over here. Okay, it's gonna go in and like take out the bunker, I guess.
But will it though? I guess.
He could prepare it. Man. Just
it's actually low enough health. One irradiate would actually kill that Ultra and kind of like get rid of
this but it takes a while. Okay, he does do it. And look, gets baited out of the swarm, and that'll be it for that one. See, a Terran holding off the Zerg aggression, killing all the stuff. An SCV chasing a Defiler right now. Oh, gives up. Pity. Would have been a nice kill.
Scout a base for its troubles.
Yeah, and now he has all these Marines. He's got to send them somewhere, right? He just killed so many Ultras. I don't know if Zerg's going to be able to defend this. Look how many bunkers he built in the bottom right. Oh my god, he's Bunker Man.
I mean, I don't mind building bunkers in StarCraft 2 when you can salvage them and like make some money back. Like, all right, they're there, it's cool, no big deal. But it's also like it's not that they're just there and ready. Like, it's that they're fully loaded at all times. So it's like army that's not effectively on the map. But here comes that attack up the 11 o'clock. Swarms are going to go down. There's some lurkers and mutas in production. Does find that Defiler is going to try to consume and do what it can before it goes down. A plague would be sick. Remember, he researched it, but we haven't seen one yet.
I think that's what he was going for there, but unfortunately died too fast. Yeah, Terran can lay siege to this with Radiate, but he's be careful. He's really, like, kind of engaging in one marine at a time here. Oh, Scourge once again pick up a vessel. Moving forward into the swarm. Those lurkers going to do a lot of damage here. Oh, and more vessels getting picked off. The Ultras coming to finish the job. There's a big overextension by Terran here. Getting annihilated by his lurkers in the swarm. But now these Ultras finally with speed complete. I believe +2 armor complete as well. Going to kill everything. Terran must retreat to his vaunted bunkers.
Yeah, I'm actually... because it's just so weird to see, seeing some weird stuff. See in the face of the Ultras, he doesn't care. Whatever, come kill it, I dare you. We do see Tarman.
Well, that medic wall is completely invulnerable. Nothing's ever getting there. But okay, again, he has this little defensive thing out here, so I guess he's good. That CC will have to be cancelled though.
All right, so let's just think real quick about the Terran position, right? The medic wall. There's like 20 supply and bunkers. He has 75 workers. How big's his army actually?
I guess pretty small. It's like this group of like Marine Firebat and like all those medics chilling, and that's basically it. He has some units down the bottom right, getting hit by Swarm, trying to block it off with medics again, and seemingly succeeding. I mean, does he have siege mode? He does, because he's siege at the moment. Well, I mean, Zerg is obliging him though, and just attacking into these bunkers repeatedly. So I mean, it's going to work at this rate now. These Mutalisks coming over, I don't know if there's even enough Marines here to deal with this. This is a mostly Firebat army, although that is roasting a lot of Zerglings here. My god, this is the weirdest game.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. It's a lot of unconventional choices, but it's definitely fun to watch so far. But every one of these little fights, I always just think that's like, Zerg doesn't need as much money as you. They're starting to take more bases. They're trying to get control of that top left for the double gas. And if you keep trading evenly, I like Zerg's position as the game keeps going on further and further. Those Ultras upgrades will eventually get there. Defilers are worth their weight in gold. And Terran's got to figure out where to go next. They do have another base in the bottom right they can take whenever, I guess. But yeah, I don't really like the plan of just keeping the status quo for Terran.
I mean, like I said, though, Zerg is kind of just hitting these bunkers repeatedly. I mean, at this rate, he's going to kill a lot of stuff. Got like, plenty of SCVs there to repair. And 4 bases is a lot for Terran. Like, he can make a lot of stuff off 4 bases. Although the main and natural are mined out, probably because he built so many bunkers as well. Ooh, and finally, he's trying to bust through this defense, actually. Bunkers are falling. I mean, if he loses his bunkers, what does he have? Okay, +3 weapons is done. Can he take on these Ultralists here? Only +2 Carapaces is Zerg. And Zerg, in fact, has not started +3 Carapaces. But the medics, where are they going? They're leaving their brothers to die. Oh, that's so unfortunate. They're like, nope, we got a mission. We're going to the top left. We're going to heal that hatchery.
Yeah, you wanted those medics to be the wall, like the walls when you like get in with your friends, but they're the randoms that just walk and do whatever the hell they want. They left you to die.
Look, they're going for like the Ultralist Gauntlet there. Oh, nice Radiate though. Gonna kill that off. Oh, so many medics fell there. I'm surprised Okuni doesn't have so much money. Like, I guess he has lost a lot of buy. He's rebuilt a decent force here. Needs to take the other bottom right base though, I think, to stay on parity with Zerg. Because Zerg here on 5 bases, not something you want to deal with. Man, what is this game? Okay, oh, here comes a Defiler. There's only 1 tank, but there are a bunch of Firebats here. That Ultra's at full health though. Plague? A very ineffective Plague. Hits 3 Marines. Well, those 3 Plague Marines sure got killed.
Hey, I kind of like what we're seeing though. Late game decision. Greater Spire's on the way. He still has a couple mutas alive too. You can, that could just be the thing. Especially for harassing that bottom right base.
Yeah,
everything, all the attention's over here on this left side. So, kind of walk past all the defenses. The Ultras are just gonna keep on fighting. They don't care
nice
here.
Storm. This is a friggin' horde of Zerg here, and I don't know if Terran has enough. The bunkers on the high ground are nice, but the army has to kind of fend for itself down here. Firebat's kind of move commanding. They're not sure what they're up to. Okay, Bio doing some damage, but I mean, that's a lot of Zerg.
I think the big mistake we're seeing from Zerg is still no +3 armor, and not even starting.
Yes, that is a big error here. Yeah, can Terran clean this up? I don't know. It looks like this attack's not actually going to quite do it, especially if those Radiates going down. Oh my gosh, yeah, a lot of damage going down there. Looks like Terran will defend that, and then that's a lot of stuff Zerg just lost.
It's deceptive, because look how much supply is at the bottom right base. 4 full bunkers, all these medics, +2 tanks in a vessel. So even there alone, that's like a giant portion of your army when you have 77 workers. Like, these fights keep barely hanging on, but if Oconee like maybe had everything together, you win a fight and get to make a move instead of just kind of holding on and eventually going to get bleeded out when you have this many workers.
Well, yeah, the Defiler is heading into the natural. I'm telling you, this game might be about to end. More Marines are coming out, though. I mean, I don't know. More Ling Ultra coming across the map. It looks dicey, but I think Terran should be able to hold on, if barely. I don't know. Another Ultra falls. Needs to stim all those bad boys. Needs to stim. Oh god, those Marines are not stimmed. They can't pull the trigger fast enough. Oh, there you go. Now they're beginning all this down. Yeah, so I think Terran will hold here. He lost his little defensive position here, but I mean, he still has a pretty good army. Zerg does not have much of a gas bank. He's continuing to throw in these Ultra Ling forces. Terran finally taking that over bottom right base. I mean, I don't know. Are we going to end up in a game here where Terran kind of just mines out his half of the map and Zerg has just like spent all his money attacking and Terran can just eventually kill him? Oh man, there's another big Zerg army though. I don't think there's enough bio to face it.
Yeah, and we do see the Guardians being more forward by the natural, so I think
Terran
that will
sure
be the
sees
move.
him. Oh my god, this vessel getting so much value right now.
God damn, I want to see Guardians!
Wow,
That's
wow.
just rude.
Completely denied. Just one vessel, that's all it takes. Oh, look at that Defiler in the bottom right, look like we'll start something. Okay, big... Oh gosh, these Scourge... Oh. Nice irradiates though. It's cool that he scanned and like kind of cloned it ahead of time, that's quite effective, but... Now he has to pick a fight, and I don't know if he has enough here to win. Well, I don't know, that is a bunch of Terran stuff. You know what, actually I think Terran will crush this with no +3 armor still. Yeah, there's irradiated.
If the Rage were at the front doing the extra damage, maybe, you know, you never know. And
yeah, we always say it does more damage
to...
We always say it does more damage to the bio, but there it was wrecking the Lings as well. He needs to siege up here. And yeah, if he takes out this base, he's looking really good for Terran, but at the same time, the Swarm trying to come in the bottom right. But look at those medics! There's like, nope, nothing's getting in here. Oh, tank gets killed by friendly fire, unfortunately, though.
The medic wall plus like 16 bio in the bunkers, and that's going to be enough. How the hell did Oconee win this game?
What a unique playstyle. Although, you know, most credit to Zerg for like continually attacking the bunkers instead of kind of just sitting back, building up. But that was very interesting. I mean, you know, a lot of the time Zerg is, you know, just trying to attack you repeatedly once they get into those ultras, and like, yeah, it seems obvious to us as spectators that like that wasn't the play. But if that's kind of the mindset you're already in, it kind of makes sense that he kind of prepared for that.
I think that game is a very new twist on just annoying someone to death. Where it's like, go on, break through this base. I don't want it, man. Like, this is a nightmare. Like, the defenses were so stalwart, he just kept holding on forever. I think, yeah, the Zerg mismanaging their engages, but still. Hey, Terran gets the W. We go on to game 2, and you gotta, like, rethink, like, what just happened? You got gas stolen, they went into, like, hyper defensive mode. Like, how do you adjust your play to fix this?
Alright, in the top left, in the grey, we have Oconee, currently up one game in this best of 3. In the bottom right, we have Tarpman in the purple. Yeah, I'm thinking the best thing to do would you just don't attack. Like, you let them have their 4 bases, which is a lot for Terran to have. But if you just build up like a maxed army of Ultras and Defilers, like, what's Terran ever going to move out with, basically, is the question. Because they can't really mech switch in that scenario, I don't think, because they're already kind of maxed to defend. I don't know, it's tough. Maybe get Queens, start brutally in the tanks? Nah, probably not. It's not that many tanks to make that worthwhile.
I'm trying to think. Like, I think I like my decision way early in the game. Just do Guardians. Because, like, you're saying, like, they're going vessels anyway, whatever, but, like, you can make Scourge. There's enough, like, cliff areas where the bio is not going to be able to help out there. So I think that's at least enough to open up the defense a little bit, especially with all these bases just being turrets and bunkers and all this stuff. Something with more range than that and a lot of unpassable terrain on the edges of the map. I think that's kind of the move.
Maybe. I don't know, they seem kind of finicky, Guardians, to me. NCX in chat. Bunker Boy beat down belies boastful battlers battling. What? Oh, I guess he's Bunker Boy now.
He's definitely Bunker Boy.
Now, interesting he's going this wall on the rim here. It's not going to be a link-proof wall. Do you think we'll see gas?
We didn't see that last time, did we? It wasn't link-proof last time,
It's
was it?
true, it seemed to serve him well enough. Now, he's cutting SCVs here. I don't know if this is a mistake or, like, he's got some plan here. I'm very confused about what Oconee's doing. Now, Tarpman just going straight ahead, going 12 hatch, not feeling the need to do anything crazy. He's probably looking at that game and going like, you know, I could have won that. Actually, you know what the best strat would be, I just realized? Is you go for a Doom drop in the main. Because Terran's got all this bio out in bunkers everywhere and like tanks, but there's like no mobile force that's really like, you know, scouting the map, making sure there aren't like drops getting set up. You just come to a big doom drop in the main, it's probably over. Even actually on the bases as well, it'd be more costly, but if you get a swarm down, they're going to fall as well. Terran, well, maybe he's going to go for the gas steal again. No, it's too late though. Maybe
if you got a gas steal on a 4-player map like a madman, like I'd just be like, come on, man, this is how you play this matchup.
You send 3 of your starting SCVs just to do that?
No comment if I've ever done that before, bro. So you shut your mouth.
Okay, well, he's just having a look around, seeing... Okay, so Tartmane's going to be able to do what he wanted to do this time, going to 2-hatch. Maybe that was a big part of that game. His Tartmane didn't really want to play a long macro game, but was forced into it by that interesting gas steal. So, I don't know.
Which, I mean, what we saw, those eBays were there, but they were notably late. Like the opening kind of messes. So as long as Oconee has the times you're looking for here, and look, we're getting that CC part of this really interesting building formation.
Whatever. Super safe building on the high ground, but I mean, this is tier 2, I suppose. But this is a bit of an error, I have to say. When you scout hatch first, you're fine to build on the low ground. So it's kind of hurting his economy a little. We'll see where he goes with this. Yeah.
Well, I think if Oconee is a persona embodied of, I'll take the safer route. Like, mitigate risk. Right. Just like everything talks in percentages. So just like
that's right. That's right. Well, I was just gonna say, I think the reason he's going so late because he knew he had time because of that gas steal. So I don't expect he's going to be caught off guard or anything. I think he's aware of the timings. He just thought, okay, well, I forced him into 3-hatch, so I can put this off. Now, he was a bit slow moving out the stim timing last time, but I like this academy timing so far. But against 2-hatch, you have a much narrower window.
Yeah, both sides definitely doing stuff a lot more normal. We haven't seen the Hydra come out, so it's definitely looking like it is going to be a Spire play. One lane is blocking up the ramp, but that Scout SCV has stayed alive, does see the gas time at the natural, which is, you know, nice information, whatever you can get. And Spire is now on the way. Now we got to see when an eBay gets started.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got time. Takes a while for the Spire to finish, the Mutas to morph, and then make their way across the map. He's still got time. Although...
he's still got bunkers, man. He's got bunkers to make.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting bunker position. Alright, the CC going to come and land. You know, something that strikes me is Oconee pretty good at spending his money in the late game, which I find quite hard in TVZ because Marine's pretty cheap, you know. But these early game,
a lot, though.
Sure, I guess so. But at the end of the day, if it gets the money spent, I don't mind that. But this early game opening is very weak. that's the thing. So I feel like he has to kind of make it to late game. Then he'll probably be looking good with this like hyper defensive style. But right now, I'm kind of thinking like, if I look at these two players, if I hadn't watched the first game, I'd say, oh well, you know, the Zerg is just a lot stronger here. They just have a lot clearer of an opening, and Terran kind of doesn't know what they're doing. But I mean, after last game, I'm not sure how the game's going to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you're just saying that we're going to get the next coming of crazy. Like, don't let him get to the lake and mess with him beforehand.
Nobody teach this man openings or we're in trouble. Imagine crazy, but like, you know, he's doing this weird, like, hyper-defensive bunker style as well.
No, I don't even want to think about that. Now, Scout SCV is still alive from Oconee, does see the third base location, which, I mean, taking over at 3 o'clock, I'm not sure how much I love that or not, but, you know, another Scout for Oconee really wants to see what's going on here. The Mutas are about to finish up. Turrets are being made, so I think we're going to be in a reasonable spot here. The only spot that right now currently looking real vulnerable is that production and the ramp at the same time. It's not what you want to be going for, but already trying to cover that up.
Yeah, he's figured it out, although he's going to need probably 2 turrets at least there, I will say. But we'll see. Zerg probably going to hit the natural first, because that's kind of the way these things go, or is he? Look at this!
Look at these, look at this marine attack. I love this. What the hell is this?
Oh,
and he's built a bunker. He's a bunker boy.
Bunker boy is back, but the Mutas, they're going to get here just in time, unfortunately. Oh, that would have been so sick, because you don't want to engage that bunker with the Mutas. You'll lose like 3 or 4 Mutalists. That would have been the greatest move ever if he finished that. Oh my god. That's actually pretty sick. I'm so sad that didn't work.
That would have been fantastic, but that's a lot of bio that just died. Yes. Investment on that bunker that didn't get the yield in anything. It does reveal that is Mutas, but like, it also buys, I guess that buys time. When he sees how many units are made, notice to make more turrets, and again, we're going real defensive here. Just wants to survive and get to that next step. Lurker aspect already on the way though.
as we mentioned, the production is still weak. Only 2 turrets here. Now, as you say, since he's going into lurkers, I guess he's not going to commit to any big attack there, but it is a weakness. Now, he scans, sees the Hydra Den, so he should know. But yeah, this is looking like it might be on track to go like last game, where Terran's just like bunkering up. Although, is he going to start building bunkers in the middle of the map here? Okay, so looks like he does want to pick a fight, but I don't know about this. Yeah, I don't think there's enough Mutalisks really to be doing this, if you're going straight into lurker. But the third base did survive, right? It's up pretty early.
Yeah, and we're getting a lot of drones. Actually, the Zerg's going to be up on workers compared to the Terran, so that's not something you see very often.
Yeah, Terran worker production really dropping off here. That's actually a big issue. Well, this game probably won't last as long if Terran does not get their economy in order here. Now, they're supply block right now, so I suppose that's an excuse.
Yeah, a lot of depots being made, but look how fast like Lurker has to finish, immediately makes the Queen's Nest. So I think Tartman, you know, you going through all those fights, like, you know what, Defiler's worthy. I just didn't get him fast enough. So I wonder if that is going to be the move for. Yeah.
Where are the Evos? Okay, these turrets going to push those Mutalisks back. I mean, I guess he gets 2 SCVs for his trouble. Didn't actually lose any. Oh, careful though. Oh, now that's a bit much. He might lose one. They're all getting very damaged. Here's the thing, if this is a normal game, I would say like Zerg taking so much damage to his Mutalisks and showing them a Terran main gives Terran the opportunity to move across, but that's just not the way Okun is playing here. He's really just building up and staying back. Like last game, if I recall, he moved across with his stim timing, then he moved across a little later with an army to like the 4th, but it got taken out, and then there was just the move at the end of the game. He really did not come across the map and get in Zerg's face very much. Happy to sit back. I kind of want him to come out in the middle of the map and move bunkers. I just want to see it, you know?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. He does got a scout medic in the bottom left, which is hilarious.
I am medic. That's valuable. Gosh.
It's got 200 energy.
The bunkers are going down. The bunkers are going down. Zerg begins to frown.
Oh no. We're gonna see this again, which actually I do want to see the adaptation if you're seeing the style again. Ooh, stim code forward, trying to get some damage.
Nice.
Picks off a muta.
2 meters.
Nice little catch there. It was too. Awesome.
Yeah. So that is a very good move. You ever see Zerg like idling their mutas, you're like, oh, go, get him. It does manage to find most of the way. I mean, Zerg, I guess, is not too concerned about keeping these alive forever. Just needs to buy the time to get Lurkers up, which are already out. So Zerg with a very similar conservative strategy, actually, from last game. But yeah, like you say, the Hive, a bit faster. The Evo is a bit slower, unfortunately. Although compared to the last game, I'm not sure.
He started the Evos last game after Hive was complete.
Ooh.
So they are quicker in comparison, even in general, just because, you know, the Hive's quicker this game wasn't really trying to delay things. And look, Terran's +1 just getting started now, so like you're not gonna be too far behind the gun. Which, I mean, if you're planning to go ultras again anyway, Ling does see this kind of move out from this Bio Force. So we'll see what the move's gonna be. The Muta's still 8 strong, reasonably healthy at this point, but lots of lurkers already made. There's 3 by the natural. Scanning around for opportunities to attack, but there's nothing on the bottom side for Okoni.
He's gonna get an Overlord though. We know he hates Overlords.
Oh god, he found it.
Yep. But yeah, these bases are very well defended, I would say. I don't think there's really any avenue for Terran to attack. I'm looking at the 3, and like the right side of it is kind of weak, like the ramp at the bottom. You can actually just run up there, bypass the sunken, and at least kill the gas. The lurkers will probably force you out, but it might be worth doing. Nonetheless, Terran just taking up back here. Has built a few more SCVs, but the count's still not very good. Yeah, I'd like to see him try and get that 3rd again if he's going for the same style. Normally, I'd say in this scenario, Terran's not looking for a 3rd, but given what we just saw, I mean, I kind of want to see it. Look at that, he's moving a couple of Marines up there now.
There's a lot of lurkers already at 3rd, plus little stack defense, plenty of high. Nice about the finish too, so that actually gonna be pretty big. Consume's halfway done, so if you want your opportunity to try to break through on the base, you're kind of running out of time, because once Consume and Nice is ready, that's gonna be it. Mutants are going to come up and try to pick off some stuff as Okoni's trying to pressure the top right, which doesn't have anything there. But ooh, Muta's going to get some free kills. The medics are pretty far away from the bio.
They heal each other though. But yeah, nice pickoffs there. Oh, and this bio getting spread out again. This shows why it's hard to move around when Muta's in there. If you're sitting still, it's easy to defend, but if you're moving, not so much. Oh, and he got that Overlord, but these Marines will be killed as revenge. Ooh. He didn't get +1. Yeah, he didn't. Huh?
The scout medic in the bottom left got chased away by Lings. It decided the scout into more Lings at the 9. And
how
is
is
still
it alive?
What
the hell?
I've had so much fun watching some stuff. This game, it's already just a fantastic tier 2 game so far. Love seeing this kind of stuff. It's weird and funky.
The Terran really getting more aggressive this game. We see he's still just in bio out, making more and more. Kills another Overlord, and he's killing his Overlords. I mean, this natural doesn't look too strong if some vessels come out. I mean, they are starting to come out. Tank as well being produced. Second eBay coming up. Terran is pretty good on the upgrades here as well as the last game. Oh wait, no, wait, that's +1. I thought it was +2. Never mind.
No,
Terran's pretty bad on the upgrades here. Oh dear.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, that's not as bad for Tarman. Again, we're seeing the transition to Ultras before the +1 arms even finished, but the upgrades are a lot closer this game, at least. Tarman still doesn't take the 4th base. I think last game he already would have made the move, maybe at the 6 o'clock, take that instead, and I guess they're ready. But Coney's going to try to take the 12, building it on site and bringing up all the forces to kind of make sure that can be defended, which is an opportunity for Tarman to get on the map. The Defiler's got to consume. All these upgrades are about to hit now. Maybe it's going to be that opportunity to try and attack. I guess the stuff in the field? Is that what you're looking for here?
Yeah, you want to deny Zerg moving these forces with Defilers across the map, basically. So it's kind of like PvZ, where you're just roaming and seeing where they're going, except instead of going to their own fourth, they're going to your base. Now, he's going to intercept this here. Where's the Defiler? Defiler's key. So you can see that if Defiler got to either of these locations, even just with links, would probably do a lot. But now he's forcing the swarms out here, killing some of these units, hopefully killing the Defiler as well if he has a Radiate. Radiate? Does he have a Radiate?
Nice, second swarm goes down. Ooh.
So that's a nice pick off for Zerg there. Could still chase down this Lurker potentially. Looks like he, not Lurker, Defiler. It looks like it's going to get away. A few Marines dying for his trouble, but yeah, that vessel is the key pick off there. Interesting, this swarming down the ramp. Kind of unnecessary, but I guess he wants to push this bio back more.
Well, I mean, look at Tarvan's position. You just killed like the only vessel with the group. You're feeling pretty strong here, because you can see like he's up 20 supply at this point. Gonna take that 6 o'clock base, so I feel like you're feeling strong as Tarman right now as you're making your transition into Ultras. And Oconee, like, this is not a lot of bio. Like, you know, it looks pretty intimidating, but there's the bunkers back home. They got units in them, so this is a much smaller force than you'd be normally used to dealing with.
Thing is, with this just Lurker Ling, it's not too hard for these Marines who stem in range to kind of just run around and stay alive. Well, they have to be careful though, that's a lot of Zerglings, and there's the swarm, and now they're in trouble. Okay, they pull back again. Honestly, he's forcing a lot of swarms out of the Zerg though, and he's kind of consuming for each one, so it's not like this bio isn't getting value. There's the Ultralist though. Currently only with +1 carapace though. Terran are going to finish +2 just in a minute. Oh, actually no, it's like half done, never mind.
I went around and counted. There's 17 units in all the bunkers combined.
I see.
It's a lot of army. A
Wraith
lot of army back home.
What's this Wraith for, I wondered? He wants to kill more Overlords. He just hates them.
I think a preemptive call, because remember last game there was that Guardian play at some point. The Municipal, I think, are still alive, correct?
Yeah, where are they though? Oh, they're down here.
Yeah, down the...
But surely if you're like, I hope he's not going Guardians, the first thing you do is just scan to see if you see a Greater Spy before you just make the Wraith blind. Now, so I'm going to establish the 6 o'clock. Terran coming down. There's Lurkers in a good position, but that is a lot of bio. +1 armor is about to be finished, or in tanks too. If he keeps his vessel alive, which he's really not making much effort to do right now, oh, I don't know about this. I wouldn't do this without +1 armor. He needs to pull back. Ooh. I feel like now Zerg can collapse on this all as Ling Lurker Ultra. Okay, Radiate's
and finally, and here comes the second vessel. If you burn the Irradiates just trying to kill these Lurker shears, that's Defiler can get real bold and just step quite far forward at this point. You see Lings from behind. Where's the swarm? It's on top of the ramp, not on the Lings that are already killing the army.
Well, he does take out one tank. Is he going to get the other one? Ling's targeting it. Yeah, he gets both tanks actually. That was kind of worth it for Zerg, I feel. Oh, but that's not. Ooh.
I think you're trying to consume a medic. That's not quite how that works.
If only. Imagine if you could consume Terran units. Dude, Defilers would be really good in PvZ, because if you had the APM for it, you'd just be clicking on Zealots all day, consuming them. Okay,
well, I'm just saying maybe just medics, because they can't attack.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, this dropship coming across, by the way. I don't think it's getting anything done here, considering it's flying directly into the wall of Scourge. Oh!
What? What?
Oh, he does die there. If it like unloaded on the move there, maybe something could happen, but unfortunately no. That was amazing. I don't know how it got through that. Okay, but the bunker's coming into play again, defending this 12 clock easily. But now Zerg has map control. He has his 4th. I mean, 3 bases 4, not terrible for Terran, but he's got to make some kind of play here to either take another base or put pressure on the Zerg. He's going to deny this expansion, which is very nice.
Well, taking another base can be very hard. 10 Ultras just hatched.
Well, it's not so hard if you just put your CC away from the minerals. Oh, these meters are right here. 10 Ultras, you say?
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Oh my god. Yeah, this little like squad of mostly medics trolling around. Do you see in the bottom left what I see? Like, what is going on with this?
He's gonna build a vulture out of the factory to kill the one Ling. He's ready.
No, he's gonna start building tanks here, I think. I don't know if he even knows that Ling is there. He just kind of preemptively hit this. If he can get his bunkers up.
I get it. He's moving all the bio. He's got to make bunkers. He's got to. He's bringing the units.
I mean, we joke, but if you can get the bunkers up, this becomes a lot harder for Zerg to break. Okay, there's one Marine with those medics, which should be enough for that Ling. Oh, but he flies the dropship right into the Mutalisks. But it kind of gets past anyway. Drop. Oh, there you go. Mutalisks get baited by a Radiate. Swarm goes down, but that's just kind of just helping those Firebats. They need to target the drones, though. Well, now I'm not sure what's happening here. All the bio stuff went into the Swarm and I never saw it come out, so I guess we know how that went. These Mutalisks are aware now of the space. Is the Marine in the bunker? There is one Marine in the bunker, which is enough for all these super injured Mutalisks. Oh dear. Oh god, Zerg going for the massive counterattack though. What's in the bunkers? Just a little bit of stuff, not enough. Where's Terran's army? He has none, basically. It's all at the 12, I think. And he cannot withstand this massive Ultra army just with 3 bunkers. Yeah, that defense going to fall easily. Zerg continuing to push forward here. One bunker on the left trying to hold out, but that other one is empty, I think. No, it has dudes in it. It has 3 Marines in it, but 3 Marines is not enough when you've got 10 Ultras bearing down on you. Still has the bottom left. If he can hold his main, maybe the game can continue, but I don't know. It's looking very tough for Terran here.
I mean, it is a lot of Ultras here by that ramp, but I mean, SCVs blocking, it's going to be hard to actually get into main as Zerg right now, so I think like you lose some workers, you're not feeling too bad. They're going to move up to the top side instead. Plenty of bunkers here, bio, and then here goes that first Radiate, but it's in the mineral line.
Oh, units coming from both sides. But like you say, this is where all the bunkers are. Maybe this is what he planned all along. I believe.
Bottom left too.
Oh yeah, and that's going to fall. I mean, that was Terran's only real hope in this game. So honestly, even if the 12 survives, I don't think Terran has much hope here. Well, some of these Ultras are getting picked off, but they just have so much health. And, you know, plus 2 armor finished. It's hard to finish them off. Looks like this base will fall as well. These Ultras just tearing for everything Terran has. A lot of units coming out of the barracks now, but it's too late. A Radiate going down, but again, it's kind of helping kill these SCVs. They're doing a decent amount of damage to the Ultras too. Dropship coming to save the day. Is there anything in it? Yes, there's 8 injured Marines.
Well, it's not StarCraft 2. The Ultras don't have cleave, but look, more Lings moving up to the natural instead. With everything being rallied up to the 12, if you can get into the main, this could be an opportunity. Lots of fire bets still being made, so roasting these Lings kind of helping out here. Still so much pressure being put on the 12, and the units in the bottom left basically are leaving. Everything gets canceled. CC survives, and you know, top right base gets established, but there's a drop. Going to try to slow that one down at least.
Yeah, well, that's the first successful drop Terran's had. But I don't think it matters when everything he has is going to get torn apart by Ultralisk right now. Look at that Ultralisk in the main, like they just can't bring it down. Oh yeah, and the 12 falls. And yeah, Terran can't mine from anywhere now. He's going to take out that hatch though, right? Okay, good. I was going to say, if he did take out that hatch. Those lurkers are going to pop and burrow right in his face though. Yeah, he's irradiating everything at the 12 eventually, but it's going to take a bit too long, I think. Well, these Marines just standing here and not stimming, getting a lot of value, to be honest. Oh no, now they're going to die.
Now we saw
natural. Yeah.
Game 1, we saw that stalwart defensive Coney just kind of waiting and waiting. Tarman going into attacks that weren't getting anything done. But I feel like this one's looking already a little bit different. But it's a lot of vessels. You know, energy can do miracles, apparently. Just keep killing stuff for free. So yeah, I do think we're going to have to see a move from Tarman. Don't just get too comfortable back here. You got plenty of money. But all these bases are lifted or anything. The only thing mining at this point is now the Terran Natural. And there is an attempt to take the 9 o'clock base. I heard a Wraith Laser. I swear I heard it somewhere. I don't know where it's
yeah, it's killing those defilers in the bottom right. That's pretty good value. And then you're irradiating. That's such a kill steal. Oh my god. That vessel, like, hey bro, you're trying to kill stuff? Wow, you do 8 damage? Wow. Let me just help you.
It's not even 8 damage, just regenerating 3 armor.
Oh yeah, god, plus 3 armor? Oh my god. How does he even manage to kill it? Okay, Vessel's coming up here in the top right. I mean, they can't kill hatcheries, unfortunately. That lurker just running around. Okay, he's reclaiming the 12, but I think it's just a matter of when Zerg feels like pushing across. There's so much Ling Ultra hanging around. Oh god, and the Scourge coming in now, trying to take out those vessels. Coming 2 at a time, no rush, no rush. No anti-air here.
I like the little move we see here. Research burrow. If vessels are the main unit of choice, being able to burrow and dodge any erasers is probably a good investment. So I like seeing little stuff like that. Even at this late in the game, still, you know, thinking, using your head. But that 12 o'clock looks like it's going to get reestablished here. Tarman not really keeping all that pressure on, so we'll see if he can hold on to this 12. You know, this game can keep on going. But look at this Zerg army going right back to that bridge. He's heading for the natural. It looks like it might be.
I think he's just building up for one devastating attack that will end the game. I think is the idea here. Probably in Terran's main. I don't know, because he was putting so much pressure on before. He seems to have pulled back, and like he has taken another base, so it's not like he was doing nothing. But I think, okay, he's going to come in with this little Ling to Fire Force, a couple Ultras. But I mean, a couple of Fire Bats will easily roast that. What upgrades does Terran have? Okay, Terran does have +3.
D-Matrix dropship moving on to the base. Got bio to drop, so you put pressure on top right. At least
well,
there's
something.
something.
With Irradiate. But look at that, he just borrows everything. Like, alright, I'll wait. Although he can just irradiate everything. Man, what is this like special forces attack right now? He's just irradiating every single unit. Scourge pop right under the vessels though. They're going for the D-Matrix dropship, which I don't think should be the priority target here. I have to say.
Yeah, it doesn't even get through the D-Matrix. Moving towards the next one, or you get the fast burrow. Is this race are going to get the damage done? Or the good burrow right as the radiate runs out. Now there's an attempt to drop. No lurkers on the bomb side. No pilots here to help either. What the hell's happening?
And a razor as well, so they can't even run. Oh,
ooh, and Terran moving out of the natural as well,
yeah,
trying to engage, but mostly medics, so you're not going to work out. And Tarman sends the campaign style attack, just
That's
the
right.
mini-map.
Commander, there's a wave of Zerg impending on our position. What do we do? He's like, deploy the medics. Okay, it's this little semi-wall. I mean, I think Ultras can't quite fit that medic. Okay, I guess the medics were the right choice. I mean, they're kind of holding this off. He needs to stim his Marines though, please. Oh, no, one gets in. And that's all it takes, to be honest.
Yeah, it's still just ridiculous how well medics can block stuff. Couple lanes going to move up to the 12. Bio's already there to help defend. Okoye's just trying their best to hold on everywhere, but yeah, this Zerg lead just still pretty impressive. Just send all the units to as much as you can. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on too much more. Is there, what's in the bottom left? A Wraith. A Wraith's in the bottom left.
Has 4 kills.
Whatever.
GG. 4 kills, not enough. If it had 40 kills, maybe the game could continue. Gosh. That was an interesting game. We saw the kind of flaws, I suppose, in Okoini's playstyle there. Not able to secure more bases there on Fighting Spirit. Now, he might have an easier time on Ascension, because we are going to Game 3, of course.
Yeah, it's possible for sure, but I think without ramps and, you know, less bases to throw bunkers at. We'll see.
True.
I like the adaptation we had. You know, knocking gas stolen stayed on the build, got the high way faster. The ultras were definitely more relevant.
Yeah, and we saw
sure.
Zerg did a lot better that game, right? And even maybe that's why he was sitting back there at the end. You know, and she's the players now. Top wall. In the top left, in the red, we have Tartman, victorious in that last game. In the bottom right, in the purple, we have Okoini. Both players tied at 1-1. This will be the deciding game, and I think this is the last game of our cast tonight too. So, like I was saying, I think that's why Tartman did not just keep attacking after he kind of did some damage that last game. Because thinking, well, last game what happened? I kept attacking into bunkers, lost all my shit, and then I lost the game. So maybe that's why he was kind of more conservative. And hey, it still worked out in the end because he just denied all mining. All that Terran had was the 12. It was only weakly defended too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what ends up. Wait, this isn't Ascension.
No, it's not.
This is Player's Rhapsody.
I
Okay,
don't know
it's the
why
same players.
Were real too. Yeah, I believe this is their game 3. It's just they probably played on the wrong map. Well, that's embarrassing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna investigate that just a little bit, just to be sure.
Okay, well.
Okay, Player's Rhapsody. So we got bonus game.
That's right. This map, I will say, seems pretty good for Okoini's style. We'll see. I've looked coming across now. Tartman pulling out the 9 pool now would be the true surprise, but still going for this wall here. You know, I think you could actually do a link-proof wall here, so I'm kind of surprised you didn't go for it, because you could go depot, barracks, like something like that. But it does not go for it. It's a wall of some description, though. Oh no. Sates. He's doing the thing.
He's doing the thing. Sorry, what is the thing? I see
Depot to the left. He's gonna do depot to the left, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna quit StarCraft forever.
Are you about to be bereft? Is that
Yes.
what we're going for?
Every time someone builds a depot to the left, I feel like, you know, someone somewhere, like, didn't get the food they expected they would get or something. Something bad happens.
Every time you build a depot to the left, like a zealot drags spider mines into your SCVs.
Hey, I figured it out. There we go. I got a tip, hot tip. Just pretend a depot is an add-on for your barracks.
Nice.
Always on the right.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Is he gonna steal
Now
the gas?
I see it. I was like just staring at this SCV. I'm like, steal it. Go on.
What, does
I
Zerg
don't think it
even want
weird.
it? I don't think Zerg even wants it. Looks like Zerg's gonna go 3-hatch anyway, so he's probably daring the Terran, like, go on, spend 100 minerals.
Yeah. We'll see what this ends up being. Now, this is a little bit, like Eclipse, the corner bases have the double gas, but since there's 2 of them on this map, I wonder if that does change the game plan, like where you value certain things. Especially since I think defending some of these other bases, going to be a little more complicated with the bunker style we've seen from Okoine so far.
Yeah, that drone really just having a full tour of the Terran base right now. It can't get out, unfortunately, because... Oh, wait, yes, it can. It can get through that gap, but it might not have the chance. Build the hatchery, build the hatchery, build the hatchery.
What is this, cats, man? What not?
Yeah. Gay Terran version. CBT version. Okay, looks like that drone will be taken out.
Yeah, we did see the gas get taken out of the natural instead. So the gas steal never happened in the Zerg main, so just respecting that there was the option for it. It is 3 hatchery play, and this SCV immediately went to the 9 o'clock, and I am suspicious.
What's he going to build there? Like, you could build a factory and float it in, I suppose, but it'd be a bit late in the game for that. Oh, these Marines pretending that that's a tight wall. They can pretend all they like, won't make it true. But luckily it's not a Ling or Lin. Just 2 Lings coming up here. Okay, Terran getting the second barracks before the academy this time. It's the opposite of what he did last game. But yeah, with 3 hatch, there'll be a lot larger of a window for a stim time. And we saw in game 1, he was able to move across and like try to deny the third. Man, I want to see that bunker strategy. It's so beautiful.
Well, I just also wonder if this is going to be different than what we saw in game 1, because yeah, it's 3 hatch, but this is a planned 3 hatch. Like, this is like, I chose to do this, not you threw me into it. So maybe there's going to be a more solid follow-up to Tartman. Maybe the first game, first game jitters, get thrown off a little bit. Who knows?
Could be. I'm just wondering, like, could you, like, drop behind this high ground here and build a bunker up there? That would be pretty sick. I'm just seeing bunkers everywhere now.
I just like imagine you think about like, because it's something you see like on BNet or like when you read the previous strategy guides, like, oh, ghosts get like all this range in the bunkers. I should put the ghosts in the bunkers.
I wonder what the strategy guide does say about ghosts.
It says crap like that. Actually,
really, it actually tells you to like utilize their range. Oh my god.
Well, now if you put it in bunker, they get like +2 range. It's ridiculous.
No, they don't get any more. It's just they already have more range than Marines. Everything in the bunker just gets +1. Just. Strategy guide says that. Strategy guide's wrong.
I mean, I haven't read that since I was like 16, so I could be misremembering very easily.
So the strategy guide, like, was it published when the game came out, or was it like take into account multiplayer meta and stuff?
I'm pretty sure it's when it. I think the brutal one was like when it came out. Maybe the Starker one had a little more experience, but still the game was much less evolved. Now look at this move out from Okoine. There's a lot of bios moving across the map here. Tarman has sunken on the way, starting to build creep. Not a lot of Lurganley's back here. Just turning around, not going to force the issue, but I like the move just to get some kind of reaction out of it.
Although I know what he's looking for. He's looking for his nemesis, the Overlord. But there are some speedlings here. So he needs to be careful splitting this up as much. He does find one though. Will he find the other one? The Lings will be baited down there. I don't think... Oh, they have stim though. Okay, this means probably will kill it in time to stim. Oh, does he find it? Doesn't see it. Okay, does kill that Overlord. Well worth it for 2 Marines. Does not see that other one though. He's on the hunt here. Building his little bunker expansion here, like the annex. Needs to get some units in those bunkers though. Now, the Mutila's coming out here. I don't know, like, with all this stuff committed to the front, is he going to have enough to defend the main? I don't see any turrets going up yet. Okay, just start, just on time. Oh, he saw that Overlord, but he didn't go for it. Guess he figures the speedlings are afoot. He's not going to risk it.
You know what this reminds me of a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's StarCraft 2. Did you ever watch the StarCraft AI?
Yes, I've seen some of that. But they don't kind of build out here, do they?
I don't know if they do, but that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, there's such weird things, but they're happening so consistently.
Yeah.
It's like they're playing a completely different game. They're not playing Broodwar. It's like,
right.
I
Well,
don't know
what I
I'm
first
looking
thought
at.
is we're playing like Age of Empires 2, where you're like building your units, your buildings like around the map, you know.
I didn't really play enough Age of Empires, so I'll have to take your word for that one.
Well, at the highest level, you kind of like build stuff around for like spotting and walling, and like you have a really spread out base.
That sounds kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, it's a good game. Okay, so you got a Vulture very early this time. Now, it might just immediately run into Mutas and die. Or immediately run into Lings and die. Is it a micro? Nope. Well, that's the life of a Vulture, I guess. All these Mutas coming in here. That's a lot of Mutas this time. And yeah, like, Terran's kind of committed out here. That depot... Oh, don't tangle those bunkers. Mutas do not want to tangle the bunkers.
Hey, for once they're not heavily fortified, just one guy in each, so...
And that's enough that you don't want to engage it with a Muta. Like, the Marines will come and back it up, and they'll be able to... Ooh, free medic! Nice. Very nice pick off there by Tutman. And yeah, this is third going up here. Now, I wonder if...
Do you like taking the 9? I feel like that's a little bit of a weird spot to take, because the entrance is facing the Terran.
The exact same thing, right? It would be better to take the 3, because even though it's a shorter path, you have this cliff and like narrow area that Mutas can really deny. Whereas here, you've got the big one like all this way. Even though it's longer, it's a lot easier to move across there. I don't know. Maybe it's pros and cons because it is further. Oh, hang on. That depot is such a liability. It's gonna burn down. Oh, okay. Survives.
And does end up surviving. Some Lings are down by the 6 o'clock. They confirmed that Okani's still on 2 bases here. We're seeing Lurker aspect is done. Lurker's now in production, adding on Hatchery. So I think actually another adaptation compared to what we've seen in the games before from the Zerg. The Queen's Nest is not like immediately after the Lurkers. Like they'll rush to the Defilers. So we're seeing a different style again from here. A lot less drones as well from Tarman in this game, I think, compared to what we've seen before.
Yeah. These Mutas are accomplishing a lot more, though, I have to say, because Terran's already kind of committed out here, and that depot was just bait for the Marines to get themselves killed, to be honest. Only 3 barracks so far. You know, last game and the game 1, Terran went up to 5 barracks pretty fast after their factory, but this time taking for the vessels a lot sooner. No second gas, though, which may turn out to be a problem.
Yeah, that definitely could cause issues a little bit later on, especially since I think they're going on double starboard production. You're not going to be able to afford that.
Yeah, you definitely need second gas here. Still not taking it. Now, you know, Terran does have 2 pretty good options for mineral-only expansions on this base. If he bunkers those up, because I know he's thinking it, that would be pretty strong. Wait, how did you get vision of that? What? No, how I got vision of that just then. Scan goes down, sees the natural, sees the lurkers are out, and he confirms the position of the 9 o'clock.
And manages to get an overall kill, which is not bad here, but there's still a big opportunity. Darkman did add on a lot of Neural Supplies. Currently supply block, but added on the Queen's Nest, and they got Evo Chambers a lot earlier this game. Well, Evo Chamber working towards that armor upgrade. So I think, again, realizing that you want to keep those armor upgrades flowing to make the Ultras useful, since it tends to be an early transition we're seeing from Tarman consistently.
Yeah, alright, I'm going to get in here and hit those mutalisks a little bit. Not too much going on. Oh, okay, I guess the Zerg wants to pick a fight, but I don't think he should. Yeah, loses all the mutalisks, the Zerglings for 1 Marine. Probably not a good trade. But the mutalisks are preserved. And yeah, I don't think there's any way of getting with these lurkers. There's nice stacked lurkers again. It seems like Tartman, big fan of doing that. This is a good move. And yeah, no, this base is secure until vessels come out. But hey, they're coming out pretty fast. And even a Radiate might not be the play here. 1 D-Matrix, and you can actually bust this. If you run a Marine to the other side, you can actually bust it from the south. Now, if he tries and attacks, this is going to be an absolute disaster.
Oh, don't do it.
Okay, I think he was checking how much was there. Then he realized it's not just 1.
Yeah, the stacked mute is so strong, especially if you just accidentally walk into them. The mutes are already in position here. See Okoni trying to move up instead, put a little bit of pressure, but that means the lurkers, if they want to unburrow, they can come in from behind. You already got the bunch of the natural as well, and the mute's got this nice cliff to work around, so Okoni really not in a spot you want to be in this turn.
Yeah, standing next to that cliff definitely a mistake, but hey, the first Radiate will be ready in just a moment. That can really force these mutalisks to go away, but he really wants to use it to bust in through those lurkers, I think. But those mutas are doing so much damage, he might have no choice. Okay, Radiate is ready. What will he do with it?
And we're seeing Nice Canals on the way, so that Hive Tech is now completed. Where's that Defire Mount? On the way.
Oh,
so.
nice Radiate. Oh, you radiated one of the almost dead ones. It hardly did anything. Oh, drop ship. Oh, I like this, but the mutalisks are in position. If only the irradiated like somehow killed all of them, this would actually be really strong. Turn around. What's this dropship doing? Uh-oh.
It's tempting fate.
There's nothing in it. Where's it gonna go? Oh, he needs to get these units back over the bio before the Scourge finish them off.
Let's go. No, just go for it.
Oh,
Oh
why?
my god, 5 went on the dropship. The vessel lives. Brutal.
Oh my god. Okay, well. Did take out the dropship at least. That dropship was pretty scary because if we can start dropping in the top here, suddenly this base looks a lot skewer. But hey, with the Nidus up, I guess it's never really going to happen. Oh, he gets another Overlord. He hates those Overlords, man. Top right hatchery going up.
Yeah,
Another dropship. You thought it was over.
This one has stuff in it. It's
well,
going
the worst when it dies.
Oh, I found an Overlord.
Oh, in the top. I was talking about in the 9 o'clock still. I didn't see this on top. No, but it doesn't see the base. Then again, a drop in the main could be very damaging, so still probably going to be worthwhile. And in fact, dropping from 2 directions in the main at once, this could be brutal. Although he doesn't unload, he kind of just goes up to here where the units are waiting. So I don't know about this. Would have been better if that other dropship went somewhere else.
Filer's right there.
Doesn't have energy though. And I think all the Ling's going to be dead.
Oh, no,
it's trying to Consume's not finished? Oh, well, it's just a dead weight. Well, how much damage can Terran do here? All Ling's coming back, and Ling's alone and not going to cut it against this Marine Medic. One dropship falls. He's sending the other one home. Really wants that Defiler, or the Mutilist's going to come back, and I think they can clear this up. I don't think there's enough bio. Or not with a Dark Swarm, they can't, but then again, the Lings will do the job under the Dark Swarm. Nicely done there. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. If he sent that other dropship somewhere else to be a distraction while he dropped in the main, I think he would have done a lot more, but as it stood, he kind of like revealed he was going to drop, and then added another drop to the same location.
Yeah, but all things considered, like, damage was done for sure.
True.
Terran's still up on supply, which you compare some of the things we've seen in the other games, that has not always been the case. And it does buy an opportunity. CC is landing over 3 o'clock. There's a bunker already made. There's no units in it just yet. And
What can Tartman do? He has his greatest building. But no, there's nothing in it, as you say, so I guess his Lings will clear it up. Unfortunate. We can lift the CC. Build a bunker another day.
You don't just give up on a bunker, man.
It's dead. What can you do? Bunch of firebats coming up. We'll clean that up pretty easily. What upgrades is Zergon? Zergon +1 Carapace. Terran still only on +1 himself. Has not started +2. So Zerg's going to have the upgrade edge here. Now more dropships coming in. Terran determined to do something with drops right now. But I don't know if he can pull it off because Zerg seems to have every angle pretty well locked down. Oh, not like this. This Scourge right there. Oh, okay, sure. Alright, absorbs him pretty well. Now, there are those 2 Sunkens down there. If they get baited in, those get by the triple lurkers. It looks like they're just out of range. This might actually be a big issue. There is this Nidus there that he can use. This is actually so scary for Zerg right now, because, yeah, those Lings will just get evaporated.
Yeah, the Defilers came in late, so the Lings are all basically being used. Finally, the Swarm goes down. There's only 4 Lings alive now, so
well, that's enough if he doesn't move out of the Swarm, though. That's straight up enough. Yeah. Oh, tries to attack the front at the same time, but the lurkers are still there. Oh, man, those Lings are going to town right now. Okay, but he moves some back to the back here. It's probably enough. Oh, another Swarm goes down there. Very nice. Good use of Defilers to defend this. He did kill some drones, though. And he's trying to hit the hatchery, but there's no time for that. The Lings will clean this up. I don't know if it was worth it, because he did lose, like, his entire army. That said, he's got this third, and those tanks are in a nice position. No SCVs mining here, though, and he really needs it, because his money is very low. A couple Lings are going to come up and find the horrible truth about this third.
Yeah, plenty of units are here, the tanks are already here, so... And look at the 4 Firebat bunker. It's like, this is so fortified. You're never getting into this one without
It's kind of a swarm for sure. Okay, well, vessels are in position. But there's lurkers. But I mean, you can radiate a couple of these lurkers. This base doesn't look so strong, but the Nidus will be a good defense here. And once again, the Ultralists are on the way. 8 of them morphing right now. Before Kindness is even done, mind you. Scans where that Defile's coming from. I feel like this Bio is going to be a wrangler. Here we go. Double stims it though. I mean, they don't have any medics to back them up, so they might die a bit faster. These Lings with half health. Yeah, the Swarm goes down. They really needed medics here. But nonetheless,
look at this big Zerg down at the 6 o'clock. There's an attempt to take a CC, immediately gets cancelled.
Was that a cancel?
But... Yes.
Oh, okay, I thought it wasn't. Oh, Scourge! Getting the vessels at the top. Ooh. Yeah, and the slow Ultralisks are out.
I mean, this has been the plan. Start the Ultra production before chitinous, before speed. Like, they just get better. But has them on the field. If you have to use slow ones for defense, they're still beefy. You know, like it doesn't really change their utility in certain situations.
Double drop going for the main again. It baits the Mutalisks in, unfortunately, and there's Ultralisks waiting on the ground. This drop is not going to work out. The fourth being cancelled. Well, not being cancelled, made to lift. Yeah, these drops are in a lot of trouble right now.
This is the big mistake, just doing Adrenal Glands now. I thought he would have done that the moment he finished Hive, but he's been playing this whole time without it.
But the 4th CC is still getting injured. He's paying attention to this drop. If he doesn't lift it, it'll die very quickly. Looks like it will die. That's a bit unfortunate. A whole CC dying for no reason there. Oh, these Marines making good use of the minerals here. Look at this.
These Ultras. These poor Ultras. How is this fair?
Wow, this Marine's probably sweating bullets right now. Well, I guess they're shooting them too, so... Oh god, look at all these Lings. Oh no, the Ling gets on top.
Yeah, one Ling snuck in.
Yeah, they're actually busy shooting over the thing. Gosh. Interesting though, the Ultras can't fit in that spot.
That's hilarious. I never thought about that.
Swarm and Defiance coming into this third, but he's very well fortified with a depot wall as well as tanks. I don't think these Ultras can actually get in here. Yeah, look, they can't even try. Oh, he's gonna try. No. Think again, Zerg. Those Marines very brave though, getting out there. Wow. I feel like there's Marines like behind their wall. Sorry, what? Oh, I see. Oh.
Bottom left.
Cancel. Okay, good.
Yeah, cancelled. Okay.
Okay, Terran needs another base though, because Zerg up on 4 bases. I mean, 4 bases 3, I guess it's not over for Terran, but it's getting pretty rough. And like, Zerg is building up a lot of Ultras here. Ultraless speed has not started, though.
No, and it's the same thing with the level 3 armors. It's been like this Zerg trend here, just not getting that level 3, although +2 for the Terran weapons is just getting started now, so it's still not even critically important, but it's well behind these bio, not nearly as effective as you would want them.
Well, he definitely needs to hide behind his bunkers for the next, like, 2 minutes. There's no way he can take a fight in +1 versus +2. Is he going to irradiate these Ultras? Guess he doesn't need to, because the tanks will take him out. Why waste energy?
Ooh, and another move towards the 6, but look, it's a party, but they're not hanging out together. The medics are nowhere near them.
Well, there's one girl who's like one of the boys. See? Oh god, the medics. I mean, they're baiting everything. They're not having a good time, but oh, these Marines just watching. This is horrible. Oh no. And meanwhile, one single Ling killing a tank over in the natural. Just chaos on all fronts. Terran getting picked apart here. Okay, there's Marines possessed, but they're not going to hold off for long on their own. Vessel's coming down trying to deal with this. No energy though. Yeah, that Ultra is going to be very hard to kill with +2 carapace. Yeah, all those Marines are getting cleaned up.
Its health not even moving. That's disgusting. Oh yeah, being behind upgrades against Ultras is the worst. But hey, there's that irradiate. Can kind of move in here and soften it up a little bit. Is this going to be enough? There's some tanks to help out as well, I believe. So, okay, finally does kill one Ultra, but I think your Tart Man, you see how hard that was to kill? You just send all of them. Just every Ultra you got, just throw them out.
Like, if one Ultra does that much damage, where are they all? I'm looking for them. Oh, there was another drop I didn't even see. And these Ultras having a hell of a time trying to get back here. Is that one stuck now? I didn't think it could get back out of there. Oh my god. Well, these drops, I'm sorry I missed that one, but they're not doing super much damage. They are keeping Zerg back, but like, what's Terran doing? Like, what's Terran waiting for? Like, he needs another base is what he needs. And I'm thinking this Mural only is still a decent spot if he gets a bunch of tanks up there. Oh my god, these Ultras.
Yeah. It's just hard to catch all these drops purple on the purple map when we're not playing top versus bottom, Tart Man. I know you're in the chat. Just saying.
Look at that poor stuck Ultra though. So sad. Okay,
Tart Man, actually, I guess these drops are adding up damage. He just added on 14 drones to replace the lost units.
Wow. Well, he has a lot of drones already though. Okay, Terran looks like he wants to move up to this top right, but I think there's no way. Once the Ultras get mobilized, Ultra speed finally about to finish. I hope Terran sees that and runs away. Oh god. Okay, no. You don't want this fight. Although Radiates would be nice. Very nice. D-Matrix the medic. Nice. How much health has it got? Ooh. It's probably going to die before D-Matrix runs out, especially with that Zergling. Someone shoot that Zergling. Okay, there we go. The engagement beginning. I think one Ultra backing up here. A whole bunch coming from the other direction. Terran's +2 just about to finish. Where's the eBay? Will it finish in time? I don't think it will for this fight. It's going to make a huge difference. Ultralisk getting in here, going to kill absolutely everything. I think the Ling's backing up on the other side, but there's Firebats as well. +2 just finished. And you know what? Actually suddenly shreds the Ultralisks. He actually takes the fight. Oh, but the Scourge.
Yeah, without the Dark Storm there, like just taking a lot of free damage here. We still have plenty of lanes down at that 6 o'clock, so big opportunity for a counterattack if we do see Tarman ever want to go for it. But Oconee still can't press into that top right base. See, that's the big goal they're going for. Eventually, a lot of these bio are slowly getting whittled away. A lot of them medics do survive, retreat to that super fortified 3 o'clock base. And look, the stuff down at the 6 o'clock going to move in for the counterattack. There's not a lot of units here.
Well, those Marines probably barely enough, as long as he stims. As long as he stims, right? Which he's not doing right now, but I think he'll barely clean that up. But he really needs a defense over at this middle only, right? He needs like a bunch of tanks here. You can wall this off pretty well as well. He's building the bunkers. His signature building. Once again, Zerg trying to attack this very fortified location. Might not work out. We may have a repeated game 1 on our hands if things keep going this way. Okay, he's in trouble, but I mean, Zerg is throwing away a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, especially since Zerg could be going for that bottom left base to secure both double gases. He's taking the 12 o'clock as well. Like, I feel like you can let Terran have the base they have. Just keep the pressure on that 6 o'clock and make sure they don't get that anything else on the bottom side. And, like, this mineral only doesn't matter.
That Ultras behind the minerals has been freed because it mined out. Terran was lifting up to drop, but he has to like put everything back down again to defend this Ling attack. A bunch more Ultras coming in as well. +3 carapace not far off finishing for the Zerg, but not quite yet.
Great Aspire going to be on the way. So again, throw that curveball. We're getting into that late game. Just kind of keep mixing things up. We see a little force still hanging out by the 3 o'clock. Scans there, but still the pressure's on the front of the natural.
Yeah.
So not really paying attention to this. These Ultras really doing a lot of work. +3 haven't finished quite yet, but it's so close. Just keep them alive. Just for like another second.
I think Terran loses his lane here. I didn't see how he can stabilize it. Maybe he can bring his vessels back in Iridia. Is that dropship got anything? No, none of these dropships have anything. GG can't beat Ultra, it seems. Unfortunately, it seems so. Nice Irradiates happened just before the game ended, unfortunately, but yeah. Oconee calling it there. Looks like his base is going to get torn apart. GG.
Yeah, well played. I wish Oconee was watching this because more consistent bio upgrades, and those Ultras do nothing.
True.
Like the way those games were going, like, it's still well played from both sides. Very back and forth, very interesting kind of play as well. So
definitely,
that was definitely a fun set to end it on. But man, we had a lot of nice long macro games. Not what we've been getting in most of the playoffs here.
Yeah, we did. So that brings it to 2-1. So another point for Flying SCVs. Now they are 1 away from winning in this series as well. So both semi-final series on a nice edge. Do you know what time exactly the European cast will be, perchance, 6-0?
It's in American time. It's somewhere in the afternoon, but honestly, I do not know what Daz is doing for the schedule. So just be in the Discord, keep your eyes peeled. It's usually somewhere in the afternoon. So I think at Eastern time, you can call it like 2, 3-ish o'clock is when it usually starts. But yeah, the Discord, keep an eye on that official streams channel. They'll hook you up with all the info you need.
All right, there will be an announcement when it starts, so don't miss it. Both semi-final series on the verge of ending, and then after that, we move on to finals. That's it for Match of the Week today, though. Thanks for joining us. See you later.